Muslim population have prompted many thousands among their number to flee as well. The coming few months in the conflict are likely to involve some settling down in many areas of the country as the military regime is pushed back to fewer and fewer defensible points. In the countryside, remaining military bases, outposts, and checkpoints are likely to come under continued assault, but fewer and fewer of those relatively easy targets remain at this stage. Instead, it's the regime's more powerful regional command centers, its major cities, and its largest military bases where Myanmar's remaining soldiers are likely to cluster. Myanmar's rebels recently took down a regional command center in the city of Lashio, capturing a regional commander and purportedly arresting 4,000 regime troops in what was a seismic victory for the rebels. After all, that's the first time a regional command post has been captured in some 60 years of continuous asymmetric warfare in the countryside. But as those targets get harder and harder to take, and as the resistance is forced to turn its attention against Myanmar's best defended locations, the conflict will morph from asymmetric insurgency to something more akin to a siege. At this stage, Myanmar's military lacks the ability to strike back against the rebels in the territory that's already fallen to their advance. To do that would spread the regime too thin and force them to rely on troops with exceedingly low morale and apparently limited willingness to fight for their military leaders. But nor can the rebels take the cities or the best defended areas in all-out battle. Instead, the next several months will likely involve Myanmar's rebels trying to infiltrate Myanmar's largest cities and foment a popular uprising there while continuing
Andrew Wilson is about to step on stage. He's EA's CEO, and the company's stock is near its all-time high. That's good news, but Andrew knows what's on the line. He knows that if their plan does not land, the stock will fall. He knows that if that happens, he'll spend his already scheduled TV interviews having to play defense. The day is September 17th. The event is EA Investor Day 2024, and it's the first time they've held this event in 8 years. You and me, we think video games. We think just make good games, they will sell well, and your investors will be happy. But I think we both know that it's not really like that in reality. Generically, we can judge someone by how they treat service staff. In a situation like this, we can judge an executive team by how they talk to investors. Because it's not about you or I. If Dragon Age is good, that won't fundamentally change the business of EA. It won't trigger a stock rally that will be great for the shareholders, which of course does include the executives, because they, in large part, are compensated with stock. Now that paints a dramatic and simplistic view of things. In reality, it's a bit more like this. Andrew needs to convince Jim. Now, we don't know Jim, but let's just say that Jim is a pension manager. Jim doesn't exactly know what a video game is, but he does know the games industry is pretty important. Jim also knows that AI is big, so when Jim thinks about where he puts his pension fund as the fund manager, well, Jim's going to want to hear what Andrew's got to say about AI. And that is how today's story happens. And if you don't want to end up like one of the Jims of the world, you can sharpen up with today's sponsor. We're going to help you transform doom scrolling time into skills you can be proud of. It's brilliant.org/Bellular News, and they help me benefit from tech rather than be hijacked by it, by making learning fun and interactive, where you'll be learning by doing across thousands of interactive lessons in maths, data analysis, programming, and AI, all on their site and app that is absolutely gorgeous, where everything's interactive. And that matters because you actually feel what you're learning. Research shows that learning like this is 6 times more effective than watching lecture videos, and that is no surprise to me. I remember things and projects that I've done, not lectures I attended in university. Understanding STEM topics is vocationally useful, but it's also life useful. I mean, in a role-playing game, you would not enter a dungeon under-leveled. And as an example, one of the new things on the blog is LLMs, kind of everywhere, so understanding them just puts you ahead in your personal and professional life.
We'll consider
even helps you understand the news headlines you see. Brilliance, how LLMs work is terrific for that. You'll understand what a token is, how an LLM even produces its output, It's something that I learned because it does impact my life and work. As an
colonizable
example,
planet
YouTubers
has
doing
been
LLM
discovered.
things, so I want to be prepared so I can tackle tomorrow's challenges from a place of understanding, not panic. And that would be hard to do if it was boring, but of course Brilliant makes it fun and interactive.
Mining
So,
upgrade
instead of
complete.
doom scrolling, turn it into a daily learning habit at brilliant.org/Bellular News, where you will get a 30-day free trial and 20% off an annual plan. EA Investor Day 2024 then.
The anima
Look, I
are
care about the games
restless.
first. So here's what we learned on the games front before we jump into the delicious fun. There is going to be a third Jedi game. Skate will hit Steam Early Access in 2025.
Civilian structure
They say
complete.
that Apex Legends regained player sentiment when they altered their rather reviled business
Our
model to make it a
vengeance
little
is
bit
yours.
nicer. But because of that, well, they have said that they've
All
missed
power
their
to
revenue
jump drive.
targets in the game because, said reduction in cash grabbing. As for Battlefield, well, it's got 4 studios and a tech team working on it. There's a game
What
with
needs
single-player,
revealing?
multiplayer, and alleged
My path
VR
is
features
clear.
that has been tested
Your
internally for
presence
over a
is
year,
strong.
with public testing
Our
next
will
year,
shall
and
be
finally for the
done.
games, The
Harmony
Sims.
research
There
tier
will be no
complete.
Sims 5. Sims 4 gets
We'll
constant
consider
updates and
it.
mobile and multiplayer experience alongside a movie and a brand-wide platform. Thrilling stuff, but, not the point today. Investors are the point. Investors do want more games, more widgets, but they also know generative AI is important. And, that's why
Planet item
everybody
ready.
else is a bit angry at EA. I hope you're ready to make it more epic. And yes, make it more epic is a quote here, extracted by Jeff Keighley alongside a video showcase of what EA call imagination to creation, which is pretty cringe. We see in this a chatbot interface and a game engine. Pretty simple. You give it text, tell it what to do, and it places stuff. You ask for some characters for your game, a little pop-up appears, you select your characters. And our demo sees a grenade-based multi-level box maze PvP experience that's lots of fun. But fun's not enough. We need spectacle, and that is when the words happen.
Make it more epic. Wow. Are you seeing this? Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, you heard it. Make it more epic. And,
Commerce
apparently
upgrade
it's
complete.
on the horizon for some reason. So to make sense of this, here's the plan. Give this system a massive library of
A
assets and
colonizable
code.
planet has
Wrap
been
it in a
discovered.
user-generated content product, akin to say Fortnite or Roblox.
Harmony
Players make
research
things using
complete.
no code, and there you go, infinite content. Of course, I look at this, you look at this, and we think, ugh, that's slop. We know that a good game needs fine-tuned balance. We know it's the design that makes something good, not just what's generically learnt from an EA dataset. This is not Halo Forge. This is not mapping in time splitters or some unhinged Gary's mod map. No, it is none of those things. It is awful looking. It does not appear to be fun. But for investors, they don't understand any of that. The bull case, for them, is a true step change in efficiency.
Our
You see,
vengeance
the company
is yours.
exists to generate shareholder value. Remember the Embracer Group? I just love one of the
Our
quotes
will
from
shall
Lars,
be
who is
done.
the CEO of basically the
Mining
world.
upgrade
Principle
complete.
is shareholder
Harmony
value, and
research
that is, of course,
complete.
said in the context
We are
of all the lovely
listening.
things that Embracer
Control
Group
group
did.
created.
But that's just how these companies run. And when one looks at the price of a company, often profitability and
Planet
a
item ready.
expectation of growth are priced into the current price. So if you want your stock to go more than just sideways,
for our
you need a
forgiveness.
big exciting bull case. You need something to show people.
Last
you need a little
chance
bit of FOMO saying
to
this is
surrender.
our direction.
Any last
It
words?
is big. Its results will be big, and it is not priced into the market yet. So if you're a rational investor, you should put your money here with us because we are looking into the future. And with a system like this, we want to solve the problem with the games business. And that's
Another
game
planet
developers.
joins the
You see,
Unity.
thing is, you can only
Our
make so many
vengeance
video
is
games.
yours.
Our species
Our
only
will
produces a
shall be
small
done.
number of game
We are
developers, but
listening.
every member of the species is a potential consumer. How do you get around this problem? We all know the game projects don't always
A
work out.
colonizable
Sometimes
planet
they
has
backfire.
been
And from that
discovered.
excerpt from Jason Schreier's book that was posted in Bloomberg, well, we know that one of the CFOs who was thrown into Blizzard Entertainment who came from the soap
Our
industry,
vengeance
that
is
individual
yours.
just thought, hey, you
We
can make
shall
more games by
overcome.
opening up more development
Harmony
offices,
research
which is
complete.
obviously not how
With
it
one
works. But it
voice.
does show that there's a class of executive investor who genuinely
Mining
does
upgrade
not
complete.
understand how this industry works.
Not the easy
So that's
vengeance we
why
imagined.
A case like this, a cell
We
like
are
this
listening
in EA
for
Investor
the
Day
unity.
is pretty good looking. The idea is you build user-generated content tools. You have people make
their
their own
demise
maps and
truly
roads. You then
ordained?
monetize the platform and give yourself a massive split because, of course, if you monetize the platform, you can just recruit your users to make the content. And if you do that successfully, congratulations. You can now grow exponentially as a technology platform with content made by your users, and you don't really need to be constrained
Your presence
by,
is strong.
hiring good development teams. That's obviously the opposite of why we like games.
Harmony
but to
research tier
investors,
complete.
it's catnip, especially for investors who want more AI in their portfolio, but they don't want to be too consolidated in Nvidia and Microsoft. And that's why, looking at this
colonizable
video,
planet
it all
has been
looks like
discovered.
bullshit. We look at the UI, we laugh at the obvious fakery.
Harmony
We look at how the
research
character
complete.
selection screen
We'll
is
consider
obviously
it.
a mock-up and is
Glory
pulling in
to the
characters who just
unity.
make no cohesive
Victory is
sense.
at
But the
hand.
investors are blind to
What
that.
lies
Instead,
before
they feel
us?
safe knowing that
With
in the
one
face
voice.
of Roblox and Fortnite, EA is demonstrating a robust user-generated content strategy, but one that is built with artificial
Another
intelligence.
planet joins the unity.
The best bit, though, for us is that we can look at EA's recent track record, including a track record that they
Commerce
think is
upgrade
good.
complete.
They can show it to their investors. For you and me, though, we just get to have a free laugh. EA Football Club 2025. Pretty awesome. You don't have to give FIFA licensing money and you get all of the same Ultimate Team revenue. This time, though, promoted
Your
by the
presence is
AI
strong.
husk of cover star Jude
Cry
Bellingham.
for
Yes,
mercy.
I want you to assume the brace position. Imagine the plane is
Victory
about
is
to go
at
down.
hand.
You need to assume the brace position because it's the only way you're going to survive
What
this
lies
cringe.
before us?
See what Jude said.
We understand.
It's like a dream come true. Stepping onto the pitch for the
The
first
anima
time,
are
it was
restless.
a surreal feeling. I mean, I grew up
Glory
watching Real
to the
Madrid. I
unity.
even played as them in EA games with my brother Joe.
Harmony
so to
research
actually play for real
complete.
in front of all
What
those fans,
lies before
it's
us?
something you can't really explain.
EA actually did this. They thought this was shippable and a good idea. But it kind of gets worse. It brings me to Project Air. You will love this. Mr. Wilson assures me and you that, quote, AI is not merely a buzzword
Mining
to us.
upgrade
You know
complete.
he is a deep passion
Your
and
presence is
a
strong.
passion and conviction
We'll
that has led to
consider
this.
it.
Here's how EA described Project Air, right? Project Air lets us build
What
characters
lies
that
before
we,
us?
the consumer, can
With
have
one voice.
experiences with. I
Initiating
don't know
phase
about you,
jump.
fellow consumer, but I enjoy having experiences with
A
characters.
colonizable
But
planet
as
has been
for,
discovered.
To really show off their technology in action, enter Ace Desai, legendary investor, world-renowned venture capitalist who knows how to play his cards right. Stunning stuff, but that's just a character bio. No, as EA themselves said, we need to be able to have experiences with Ace. Because while Ace Desai is not a real
The
person,
anima are
Ace Desai
restless.
has been created by EA's new Project Air. They entered the prompt.
Planet
I'm
item
thinking
ready.
a high-stakes PC who swims in the waters of innovation. With that prompt, our man is created, Ace Desai. They then decide to give Ace a challenge. This, of course, is the experience. How about pitching him a business idea and seeing if I can lock in an investment? Now, to be clear, this is not some sort of elaborate joke. They actually showcase this, the idea of making your own character, having experience with him. They thought they'd do this legendary investor character as a way to be cute towards the attending audience for EA Investor Day 2024. Obviously, if they were going to be a bit more targeted to the gamers, they would have made it altogether a lot more steamy.
A
and related to
colonizable
the
planet
Dragon Age
has been
franchise.
discovered.
Anyhow, it's obvious bullshit. They want to get to a place where they don't need to rely on game development
Our will
efforts and
shall be
patch
done.
cycles and content cadences, where they want stuff to just be existing, users creating the content for themselves, all in a way where EA continually get paid. Obviously, though, that is far off.
Logistics upgrade complete.
Doing in the video
More
game
credits are required.
so we've just survived a whole bunch of
All
investor
power to
buffoonery.
jump
The
drive.
sorts of things that Andrew Wilson will be saying to investors to basically get them thinking that EA is amazing. But let's talk about the concrete, how it actually impacts how we play
Harmony
games and
research
how games are made.
complete.
There's a few examples. Whenever they talk about using AI for EA Sports College Football, what they mean is using machine learning stuff, right? Using photos to map 150 stadiums and 11,000 players. They did that as pre-production, which then allowed for the full development of the game to start with all the assets that they needed. I think that's a really good usage of that technology. How else are you going to get like college football with 11,000 players and all of the
vengeance
different
is
stadiums?
yours.
How are you going to get that in the game, especially for, say, your local team? That is pretty cool. Whenever EA president Laura Melee says that the Sims platform is going to use AI to take a player request and surface matching content from a library of 100 million assets, she is reasonable. I mean, maybe that's standard machine learning.
All
Maybe
power
they do
to
use
jump
a
out.
language model to
Let
sort of
the
process
bidding
the
commence.
player request. But
We
that's
are
the kind of thing that
listening.
makes
We
sense
understand.
and in many ways has existed for a long time.
No
because
bid.
Be it
You
a modern
missed
smartphone
out.
camera, a Google search, or
colonizable
so many
planet
things
has
that
been
we've been using
discovered.
for the last 2 decades. It's existed
That
under
path
the
is
name of machine
perilous.
learning for years and years and years. The difference is that to promote this to investors, you gotta wrap it up in a
We
sexier
maintain our
package, one
vigil.
that they can understand.
Civilian structure
one that looks
complete.
similar to the thing that made
Harmony
Nvidia
research
explode in stock
complete.
price, and that's why regular
What
run-of-the-mill
lies
machine
before
learning
us?
is just going to be
Civilian
called
structure
AI, even though
complete.
its intelligence
We
is so
understand.
singular and limited that it's not really
Civilian
that.
structure
This, of course,
complete.
extends to techniques that enable better upscaling, that maybe aid you in photogrammetry, like we saw in sports college football, that enables your small local college stadium to actually be in a video game. But the thing is that to investors,
lies before
those
us?
don't really matter. Seeing AI matters, and that makes our job hard. Because by the definition that companies use to sell themselves to investors, Blizzard Entertainment uses artificial intelligence on World of Warcraft. What they actually do
We dare
is
not
they
stray
use
from our
machine learning
path.
to resize
We will
helmets
not be
to
exiled
fit different
again.
races, because
Harmony
that's
research
grunt work
complete.
that no artist
A
wants to do.
colonizable
And
planet
so we
has
end
been
up in
discovered.
this strange situation where, to the C-suite, AI is just another chance to signal that they're a forward-looking, investable company. We've been here with almost every major
Not the easy
company
vengeance
popped
we
up having
imagined.
deeply integrated crypto plans. How much of that has actually happened in a way that has moved the needle for a consumer? I mean, it's basically not
Shields
happened.
down!
But what I would
We're
say
exposed
is
to
that
attack!
AI and how it's developing now is more
Cry for
powerful.
mercy.
It sparks
We
more
shall
ethical
overcome.
dilemmas. And so in the very best instance, a professional can work out how to use new technologies.
Another
in
planet
their
joins the
workflow.
unity.
Be that traditional machine learning, or yes, even using a large language model. I do actually use large language models a fair bit. Do you know what it's for? Some copy editing stuff, red teaming my own work because I just know that
More
I've seen
credits
pitfalls
are
as a writer,
required.
and just having a more accurate spell check. That's
The
really
anima
useful,
are
but the point is
restless.
most of what I've done for the last 10 years is writing. I know
What
what good
lies
looks
before
like,
us?
so I know how
Desecrators
to use a
assault
new
our
tool
world.
to
We
make
understand.
my human creativity
Civilian
better. But
structure
that's the problem
complete.
here. That's
Mining
the best
upgrade
case scenario.
complete.
Best is not default. And right now, incentives
Civilian
steer
structure
us in
complete.
the opposite direction. That's why I like
A
to
colonizable
spend
planet
Investor
has
Day
been discovered.
humiliating themselves to their customers and to their workers. Because for the workers, they see this. They know it looks bad.
Your
and
presence
the
is
best that they
strong.
can expect is to receive half-baked tools
Civilian
made by
structure
engineers,
complete.
worked to the specs of executives. And that is why I, even as somebody who by default is a techno-optimist, have a little bit of a dim view of
Planet
where this
item
stuff
ready.
is going to go.
We
I
cannot
can
survive
see
without
these
armor.
things being used well. I can see the technology unlocking better opportunities, but I know the people who actually have the power, who actually move the needle. Well, they are the ones that have just forced AI into
vengeance
insert
is
whatever
yours.
normal consumer application you use where it is unwelcome, unhelpful, and at best just promotes the factory farming of slop content. And that's why we must always examine the incentives, just like what we did investigating the implosion of one of indie gaming's greatest
colonizable
publishers.
planet has been
Watch
discovered.
it next. There's even a billionaire island involved. How can you not click?
Harmony
It's gonna
research
replace my face in,
complete.
like, half a second.
Glory to the unity! Logistics upgrade complete.
Why do we play games that we hate?
Toulouse, France, 1969.
A plane is about to take flight, but this isn't just any normal plane. This is the final form of plane, the future of airway travel. This is the Concorde, engineered and manufactured by the French-owned Sud Aviation and the British Aircraft Corporation. An aircraft that boasts a top
Look at this thing looks stupid. The little beak thing. That thing looks so dumb.
Our vengeance
Bro, this is the best
yours.
plane they could make.
speed over twice the speed of
A
sound.
colonizable
This thing
planet
can make
has
a
been
flight
discovered.
From London to New York in only 3 hours, a feat that takes most commercial
Wait.
airliners nowadays over 7 hours.
Wait, what the fuck? What?
Commerce upgrade complete.
That's insane.
Your presence is strong.
I thought, dude, I thought this would be like 12 hours. It's not stupid anymore, guys. Yeah, is it because of the beak?
Civilian
That's
structure
it?
complete.
And if you're thinking, that's odd, this was over 50 years ago,
Yeah.
how is that possible? Then you might have realized that this story does not exactly have
Civilian structure complete.
the Concorde, a beast
Uh-oh.
had a beast's appetite. Because of an uncanny fuel consumption, engineering challenges requiring high maintenance costs, given that it flies twice the speed of sound, made the upkeep and upfront costs of this thing astronomical.
Right.
The initial estimates to build and maintain one were already outlandish.
The $9 billion, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of money. What the fuck? Yeah, it's dumb again. Yeah, this plane's stupid.
The actual costs were almost laughable at around 6 times
Oh my
the original
god.
estimate.
Think about how many
And because of
flights
this,
you'll need
as
to
you can
sell.
imagine, trying to sell
Civilian
the
structure
Concorde to
complete.
airlines was like
Yeah.
trying to sell cuts of filet mignon to McDonald's. In
Yeah.
fact,
Army
despite several
research
airlines
complete.
across the globe
A
initially showing
colonizable
interest in
planet has
purchasing
been
some,
discovered.
once all was said and
Shields
done,
down!
only Air
We're
France
exposed
and
to
British
attack!
Airways
Civilian
bought into
structure
their lavish
complete.
invention,
Right.
insisting that it would in fact be the future of aviation.
We
A
cannot
grand
survive
total of
without
20
armor.
Concordes were built, and it was in service for around 27 years until it was finally retired shortly
Uh-oh.
after a tragic crash in the summer of 2000. Financially,
Fuck.
it left both the UK and France
It's the
astonishingly deep in the hole. The question,
bet.
of course, is given
Yeah, it's like, because if you're selling a flight, and the flight is, let's say, $1,000, and you're selling it to 200 people, that's $200,000, and the plane costs $9 billion. How many flights do you have to do? That's a lot.
We'll consider it.
lack of profitability, why
Commerce
did its
upgrade
creators
complete.
insist on going through with it? As
All
marvelous
power
as
to
it
jump
was,
drive.
once global interest vanished and it became an expensive toy instead of a way to generate massive revenue,
Yeah.
instead of cutting their losses and moving on, why spend nearly 30 years trying to redeem this financial black hole? Actually, speaking of financial black holes, here's a better question. Why are you still playing Genshin? Why do we
Yeah, but what happened to the plane, though?
We shall
I mean, so, like, did they all
overcome.
crash?
We
Like, did they still
understand.
have them? Like, is
Initiating
technology
phase jump.
better now? How long does it
Our
take now?
vengeance
Like, I'm
is
kind of
yours.
now I'm thinking
Harmony
about it, you
research
know?
complete.
I don't know if I could change my mind and start thinking about Genshin Impact.
play games that we hate? Why do you still go catch every new Terra Raid Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet despite actively berating the game on Reddit?
A
Why do we spend 2
colonizable planet
hours
has
getting
been
stepped on by
discovered.
Lady Maria, rage quit, decide to start something on our backlog, then go load up Bloodborne again?
Well,
Why?
I think that's fine, right? I mean, the thing is, you can always get mad at a game and then come back later on whenever you're not frustrated. I think that's normal. But, like, there's a difference between that and
Any
then
last
people that
words?
actively resent
Any
a
last
game
words?
and hate a game
Any
and
last
play
words?
it regularly.
Civilian
like, play it
structure
on a daily
complete.
basis.
The
for
anima are
hours.
restless.
Like World of Warcraft has players
Harmony
like this.
research
Now Diablo
complete.
4 has players like this. It's
Another
like somebody
planet joins the
addicted
unity.
to putting their dick in a blender. The people that are, a lot of the people that are still playing WoW, they're piss drinkers and shit eaters. And it doesn't matter how bad the game is, they'll still eat it. And they'll come
Civilian
up with
structure
excuses about,
complete.
you know, like,
Our
it's mostly
vengeance is
water. I mean,
yours.
what's wrong with water?
Beg for our forgiveness.
Well, I like the way it
Hostility
tastes.
research tier complete.
It tastes good. It's
Civilian
healthy.
structure
At
complete.
least it's not.
The
at least
anima
it's
are
not
restless.
alcohol. It's sterile. Do you really need to
Mining
do
upgrade
this?
Are you
complete.
texting Destiny 2
Overwatch,
again
yeah.
when it keeps leaving you on red? It has always fascinated
Desecrators
me how
assault our
we all seem
world.
to have at least one game that we play that we actively despise but simply cannot stop
Yeah.
playing. For most of us,
Yeah, I do.
Your
I,
presence is
there a
strong.
game that I actively
We'll
despise
consider
but I
it.
don't stop playing it? I think there are a lot of things about Diablo 4 that I don't like, but I think overall,
Civilian
like,
structure
I hope that
complete.
it gets better.
Exotics have been
and
unveiled by our
the things that I
squires.
don't like
Exotics
are,
have been
now that I
unveiled
feel
by
like the
our
game
squires.
is kind of at least
Exotics have
improving
been
a little bit.
unveiled by our
I
squires.
feel like it's like a 55
Exotics have been
45,
unveiled by
where
our
it's like
squires.
55%
A
positive,
colonizable
45%
planet has been
negative.
discovered.
Maybe 60 40.
Harmony
But like as
research
soon as that
complete.
threshold goes over and you know it goes into 50% plus negative, well then we stop playing the game. Lost Ark? Well, Lost Ark is a great example. So let's look at Lost Ark. So I was frustrated with Lost Ark. I didn't like where it was at. And the last time I played was in June for like an hour. I
Your
just stopped
presence is
playing
strong.
because it was
Civilian
fucking
structure
stupid. Still playing
complete.
Diablo 4, though. You know, I played
Hostility
Lost Ark
research
like a year
complete.
ago. That's the thing.
We'll consider
this
it.
is a competitive game
We
because
shall
we don't
overcome.
actually hate the game.
We
We
understand.
are losing. We
Yeah, we
hate
hate losing. Yeah.
These games are usually extremely fun in the beginning because we're actively improving.
Planet
Our
item
workload
ready.
and our rising
Yeah.
skill is noticeable. But once we iron out all the basics and we're hashing
Commerce
out smaller,
upgrade
more
complete.
delicate things like
Hostility
the chance
research
going for
tier
a harder
complete.
combo to finish out
A
round, or
colonizable planet
sideboarding
has been
for a specific
discovered.
card our
Your
opponents are
presence
playing,
is
we
strong.
kind of plateau.
We'll consider
Suddenly
it.
improving isn't so easy anymore. When that happens, because critiquing ourselves is much more difficult, we might shift blame onto the mechanics or the connection. And I think this is why some folks spend the second half of their time with the game chasing the feeling they had during their first half. But this
Well, I think there's also games that are just like, they're just fucked.
Our
Right?
vengeance
Like
is
PUBG was
yours.
like this. It was a fucked game on release. But it was one of the best games out there, and people just played it anyway. They didn't care that it was bad. They didn't care that it was fucked because they're like, well, yeah, it is fucked, but we still like it.
is just the tip of the iceberg because it's not just
It's a really
competitive.
We
great
are
turn.
It's
listening.
not
Yeah.
even just
Harmony
difficult games.
research
There are people
complete.
out there that feel this way
Your
about
presence is
titles
strong.
from every
Commerce
genre.
upgrade
You bring
complete.
video title, you know what we're here to discuss.
Oh yeah, I've even thought about going back and playing Dark Souls 2 just so I can remind myself about all the reasons I should hate it. I'm not
Civilian
kidding. I actually
structure
thought about doing it,
complete.
but there's been a lot of games that have come out recently, so I just haven't really wanted to put in the time and, you know, go out and do this.
A colonizable
it's
planet
like
has been
self-harm
discovered.
or something. Like I was thinking to myself, like, wait, because I was saying, oh yeah, I should go do this, but like, why?
Why is there sometimes such a disparity in what we say and what we do? Now, I've broken up this video into 4 cute little categories, and
Okay.
somehow, hilariously, League of Legends fits into all of them.
Our will
Very
shall be done.
Good that I didn't play that game. I do. I've never heard anybody tell a good story about League of Legends. Like, there's never a thing where, like, you know, it's like, oh, well, you know, things were going great and I was playing League of Legends. No, it's like I was depressed and I didn't shower and I, you know, was biting my toenails off. And then I fucking play
Logistics
League of
upgrade
Legends
complete.
and I hate myself. It's just like, I remember, I think it was Emeru said that she took cold
Another planet
showers whenever
joins
she
the
was playing
Unity.
League to punish herself for losing.
Our
and like, I
vengeance
understand
is yours.
that. Because
Our
I
will
stabbed
shall
myself
be
with a
done.
fork in
All
the
power
arm
to jump
in
drive.
Burning Crusade.
A
But to be
colonizable
fair,
planet
the
has
reason
been
why
discovered.
is because I pressed Spell Reflect and I got cycloned with the Spell Reflect buff up. And I said, if this happens again, I'm going to stab myself in the arm with a fork. I told my teammate, he says, okay. And it happened again. And then I followed up. I followed through. You know, I'm a man of my word. I stabbed myself in the arm with a fucking fork. But the reason why, it's like, that's not
Harmony
even my
research
fault,
complete.
really.
Civilian
Because
structure
the game
complete.
was fucked up. But you don't see me going back playing
Hostility
Burning Crusade
research
Arena whenever
complete.
it came out in Classic, do you? Fuck no.
I don't play this game. So without further ado, let's hit the first category and talk about how the hate makes you stronger. Some games are built to make you hate them, or at least it might feel that way. Competitive multiplayer games, games with brutal, unforgiving
Yeah.
difficulties that bully you and beat beat you down into submission. The Binding of Isaac, Darkest Dungeon, Overwatch.
I think that frustration mechanics are different than difficulty.
Logistics upgrade complete.
Because there are things that are like for example, a frustration mechanic is like in Dark Souls 2, where you lose maximum health whenever you die. Like, this is insult to injury, kicking you while you're down. It's like things are already going bad, now let's make them worse. It's one of those situations.
A colonizable planet has been discovered.
Watch Street Fighter, Souls games, Fear and Hunger, Magic at the Gathering. Just by simply reading
Planet
these names
item
out loud,
ready.
someone watching this started sweating. It should go without saying that the pain these games make you feel comes from the fact that at some point, you will do a fair amount of losing in them. In fact, there will be play sessions where you probably spend more time losing than you do winning. And in the context of
civilian structure complete.
Facing a human opponent on equal
Exotics
terms,
have been
most people
unveiled by our
attribute the
squires.
reason for that loss
Hostility
either to the
research
game
complete.
or to themselves. And because of this, you might find yourself in a constant
Civilian
state of
structure
shifting
complete.
blame.
Exotics have been unveiled by our squires.
Exotics
have been unveiled by our squires. Exotics have been unveiled by our squires.
Spectacular, because
Squire
you overcome
visions have
real
revealed an
adversity.
unexpected
But
bonus.
because there is always that
Our
struggle state
vengeance is
before you
yours.
fully understand how to
We'll
handle certain
consider
things
it.
and scenarios,
More credits
you
are
constantly
required.
bombarded with the thought, man, just when I thought I knew what I was doing. Now, of course, when you finally understand that next
For me, like,
We
I
are
feel like if
listening
I hate a
with one
boss at the
voice.
beginning,
Initiating
I will
phase
always
jump.
hate the boss.
The
It's
anima
not
are
like
restless.
after I beat the boss,
We'll consider
I will
it.
be like, you
Civilian
know what, that
structure
was a great
complete.
boss.
What lies
For
before
me,
us?
like, I'll tell you, like,
we
here's an
understand.
example. Is that those
We'll
two bosses
consider
in
it.
Remnant that I did the other day. Whenever I was fighting the Red Prince, I was telling you guys how much dick I suck. And whenever I was fighting the Night Weaver, I was telling you how much dick that fight sucked.
Logistics
Even though I
upgrade
spent
complete.
way more time on the Red Prince. That's the reason.
We
And
shall
like, to me, I feel
overcome.
like there are
For the
things,
unity.
and this video is not
Our
taking into
vengeance
account
is
there are
yours.
fights
Any
that are
last
fucking
words?
bullshit. And they're bullshit fights, they're annoying, they're badly designed, and they're not fair. And yeah, of course you can beat them, and there's ways to get
We are
around
listening.
it. But they're fucking bullshit.
We'll
And just 'cause you
consider
beat
it.
them doesn't mean that
What
make them
lies
any less
before us?
bullshit. Did you like it?
Exotics have been
No, I didn't. It
unveiled
was
by our
fucking
squires.
garbage. It was a
Another
garbage
planet
fight.
joins the
Bed of
unity.
Chaos, yes. I beat that one really fast. So like, I was like, okay, this is dumb. Who cares? Let's get through it. Demon of
More
Hatred and
credits
Sekiro.
are required.
I don't think I said it was a bad boss. I'm pretty sure I never said, like, Ishan, I never said it was a bad boss. I spent hours on that boss. There's a big difference, okay? The frogs and Jedi Survivor. The
Your
frogs
presence
and
is
Jedi
strong.
Survivor are objectively a bad boss. Here is how I can
We shall
determine whether a
overcome
boss is bad
with
or not.
one voice.
Do the animations
Logistics
match the
upgrade
hitboxes?
complete.
If the answer is
Our
no, then it's a
vengeance
bad
is
boss.
yours.
It's that simple.
Our
So,
will shall
it was
be
a bad
done.
boss. That's
Civilian
it. Fuck the
structure
frogs.
complete.
Yes, I can't. And
Hostility
I killed the
research
fucking frog.
complete.
And now,
Harmony research
after I
complete.
beat them without every upgrade, without everything that I needed, I still
What
fucking
lies
beat them.
before us?
You know what? The boss sucked dick. It was badly designed. It was trash. The hitboxes were garbage. They weren't fair. And it was really, really bad. It was one of the worst fights in the entire game.
boss or
The
little
anima
platform
are
where you're back to
restless.
signing autographs and kissing babies, and it's what pushes you to keep playing despite
We
the
are
hell you were
ready.
raising 5 minutes
Yeah.
ago. But games like these, in my opinion, want you to loathe them because that's what gives your victory meaning. They're both rewarding and maddening, but they are addicting because of something called a variable reinforcement schedule, which I've
Skinner
talked about
box.
before.
Yeah.
This is how slot machines
Planet
keep
item
back.
ready.
They don't
Civilian
reinforce
structure
every effort
complete.
you make. They pay out very
I think that this is not necessarily true
Hostility
with games like
research
Elden
complete.
Ring and skill-based games like Cuphead, because it's not
We are
variable
listening.
reinforcement at
We
all.
understand.
Because if it was
Civilian
variable
structure
reinforcement, like
complete.
you don't see somebody go to Las Vegas and they do like a no-hit run on a slot machine, right? I mean, you know, if they do a no-hit run on a slot machine, usually you go to jail for that. So
Mining
the difference
upgrade
with like Elden
complete.
Ring and stuff like that is because they're like
What lies
they're
before
hard.
us?
Like it's
For
I
the
think it's a lot
unity.
different.
Doubt
Now I think
clouds our
his
thoughts.
argument makes a lot
We
of sense,
maintain our
especially
vigil.
with like matchmaking in League of Legends or in Warzone,
Doubt clouds our
Fortnite, etc.
thoughts.
You guys know that sometimes, like, it'll be, like, fucking late at night, and you get queued into a lobby, and you absolutely demolish the lobby, and then you, like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna stay up a little bit later, and I want to queue again, and then you queue again, and then you get fucked, and it's like, obviously they have, like, you know, this fucking hidden matchmaking rating to make it to where, like, you're always just
Civilian
getting,
structure
you know, a little bit
complete.
fucked, right? And so
Harmony research
that's
complete.
kind of, I think, where this makes a lot of sense and how it's very addictive. I think that with the single-player games, like, again, Cuphead,
Civilian
Elden
structure
Ring, Dark
complete.
Souls, I don't know the other examples he used, I forgot. But these are actually very much skill-based games. And if they weren't skill-based games, you wouldn't have people doing no-hit runs.
Mining upgrade
But with
complete.
multiplayer games, I think
More
you
credits
absolutely
are
have that
required.
addiction factor. 100%.
Very sparing, which in practice is what most brutally difficult games do to the average player. You only win a small fraction of the time. Once you hit the jackpot once, you're hooked, constantly chasing that fleeting glory that you once had before. The difference, of course, is that your skill is the determining factor here and not a random probability.
Yeah,
but the fact
exactly.
remains that when you
Research
don't just get to
complete.
win every time, it makes winning more than
Alright, you
back
twisted
for a
me
long,
arm.
long time. Which
Yeah.
is why Street Fighter has been cycling away all the time this summer, and certainly not for any other reasons. And this
It's
begs the
actually crazy how popular Street Fighter is. I feel like it's been one of the most popular fighting games that's come out in like the last 10 years.
question. What if we do add that third factor, another human player? Like I said earlier, the plateau exists. Eventually, once you hit a certain skill percentile of the player base,
Our
improving
will
your game
is
doesn't reach
transcendent.
as easily as it once did. And in fact, now, to stay competitive, you must confront
Logistics
big,
upgrade
sweaty,
complete.
mean and daunting reality, the meta. If there was a new trick or technique like the Korean backdash and Tekken, wave dashing and melee, wave control and League, hyper tapping and Tetris, actually, just kidding, that's rolling now. Rolling is the new meta. You see how this keeps moving? Bunny hopping and Counter-Strike, handling
Hostility research
other
complete.
shit you've never heard of but want nothing to do with. You're going to want to have something to do with if you want to win at a high level. Artorias in Dark Souls.
Well, this is kind of a
Harmony
problem that a lot of
research
games
complete.
have is whenever
Doubt
playing the
clouds
meta
our
isn't fun.
thoughts.
And I think
Civilian
that's the
structure
issue,
complete.
because every game has a meta.
Harmony
But the
research
difference is that
tier
whenever
complete.
playing a meta is an actively unfun type of gameplay. I
Civilian
think this is an
structure
example of this,
complete.
or it's like it's some sort of like super high
Exotics have
APM
been unveiled
thing,
by
like
our
bunny
squires.
hopping in Apex.
We cannot
Like
survive
this was a
without
really big
armor.
thing whenever the game came out.
Civilian
I said
structure
it was
complete.
garbage. Like anything that like requires super high APM that you have to do all the time just because it provides like a minor advantage. Like these systems are usually pretty shitty and they make the game feel worse. So I think metas can be good and they can also be bad based off of how you achieve the meta. Yeah, StarCraft. Well, I think StarCraft absolutely was like that. And that's why StarCraft died. Is because StarCraft, and it wasn't even really the meta, it was the skill cap in the game was so high that everybody that was playing the game was already so
Logistics
good.
upgrade
And there was
complete.
no way that you could really get there unless you played at like a massively high APM. You knew everything about the game. You had to multitask 6 different bases
Done
at the
and
same
dusted.
time. And I think that's why people don't give a fuck about StarCraft anymore. And I think also that's why a lot of people were so happy that No Build Fortnite came out. Because building in Fortnite was that massive skill gap.
Civilian
And whenever you
structure
get rid of it,
complete.
then there's a lot more people that can play. But in the end,
Glory
it
to
feels
the
good to learn the
unity.
movement of Apex, no different than Cuphead or Dark Souls as far as
Civilian
learning the
structure
inputs and movements.
complete.
Well, it is a
Hostility
lot
research
different. So, like,
complete.
for example, in Dark
We
Souls,
are
if you
ready.
had to, like, imagine if,
Civilian
like,
structure
jumping backwards
complete.
in Dark Souls was the
Your
fastest
presence
way to
is
move
strong.
in the game. Like, the way you have to move through the game
Glory
is by
to the
jumping
unity.
backwards slowly
Cry for
and
mercy.
quickly, and that would make you go through the game very quickly. I feel like a developer has a responsibility to
Planet
prevent
item
metas
ready.
from emerging in games that aren't fun to play. And I like for Diablo 4, I'll give you a really great example. I think the Necromancer meta isn't fun to play. I think the
We dare not
like,
stray
number
from
one, I
our
think,
path.
like
If
a
that is our
bone,
will.
like what's it called?
That path is
like bone
perilous.
shards, or whatever the fuck it is.
If that
I don't
is
know why
our
I can't
will.
think of it. The bone attack is not really very fun to play.
Shields
You're effectively
down!
playing an
We're
archer.
exposed to attack!
And bone spear, yeah, bone spear. And then blood mist is also not
Civilian
fun
structure
to play.
complete.
Like neither of these builds are fun to play, but they are the
Production
numerically
of the
strongest
item is
builds, so that's what
complete.
you play.
All power to jump drive.
If you boot
We
up
are
Dark Souls
hopelessly
in
crippled.
2013 or in 2023, but
Pretty
human
much,
opponents in Dota 2 in 2013 are a far cry from human opponents in 2023 because
Oh, yeah,
humans
people are way better.
evolve.
Whatever
Yeah,
the
and
unity
they use ways to
wills.
exploit games mechanics, creating an ever-moving standard if you want to remain truly competitive. If you don't and you just want to enjoy playing with friends, that's wonderful. Please enjoy yourself.
Oh, yeah.
But I think another
This is the
reason
same thing, like, you can see this really easily in, like, in WoW.
Your presence is strong.
Like, you go back and you look at, like, Gladiator level players and Burning Crusade videos, they sucked.
Our
They
will
suck
shall
by
be
today's
done.
standards. And it's the same thing probably with League or any other competitive game. Is like people just get better because like the total body of knowledge of a video game just increases over time.
Hostility
these games
research
provoke
tier
so much outward
complete.
contempt is because you can dump a ton of time into them only to then blink and then realize how much work you still have to do to keep on winning. The metagame can leave you behind, and trying to keep up and learn all the new
Yeah.
tech if you aren't a pro can be
Hostility
exhausting.
research complete.
The game you
More
boot up
credits
tonight
are
This is the problem
required.
that WoW has, by the way. Like World of Warcraft PvP, especially.
More credits are
There are
required.
so many things happening and so many things going on that if you're not playing the game regularly and keeping up with it in like a lot of different
Planet
ways,
item ready.
you're not going to know what's going on and you're going to be lost.
may only be an echo of what it was back when you first fell in love with it. You might spend 100
We are
hours on
ready.
a shooter, have a blast, take a
Yeah.
break, and then spend another 300 trying to recapture the fun you had
Harmony
in the
research
first place.
complete.
It's for this reason that I am very much a massive fan of the first year of a fighting game's release.
Yeah.
That is when I have the most fun playing them. But eventually, I just have to hang out my boots because learning all the new tech and relearning my character's best buttons after balance patches is just too much to keep a firm grip on,
Yeah.
for me at least.
Yeah, there becomes like all these like really weird combos. Like I think Smash Brothers Melee is a great example of this. Like there's probably like what half a dozen terms that have been invented for Smash Brothers Melee just to kind of like explain what players are doing that's like obviously not supposed to be done. Like this
Research rate
isn't
upgrade
necessarily a
complete.
great thing for a video game to evolve into.
For many other folks who adore that game and can't keep up anymore, walking away might be a little less easy.
Yeah.
Especially since they spent
Vengeance
so
is a
much
cruel
time with it.
mistress.
In short, they
Our
are
vengeance
simply
is yours. Control
I think
group
this happens
created.
a lot, especially
We'll
with
consider
gotcha
it.
players. I
Our
think that there's a
will
lot
shall
of people,
be
like for
done.
example, that Tower of
Unleash
Fantasy
our
guy, people
wrath.
like that, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, etc. People are, you know, it's sunk cost fallacy, except for literally sunk cost. That's the big difference.
the creators
Oh,
of the
WoW players
Concord
too,
were
yeah.
also in too deep. They had invested several years and exorbitant amounts of money
yeah.
to make this project take off, pun very much intended. And when they ultimately landed no buyers, they had two options: cut losses and move on,
Yep.
or double down and try to make this work. You know how that story ends. They fell victim
Production
to
of the
sun.
item is
Oh, well,
complete.
that's what happened with Meta. Remember that? They tried to do the metaverse, and I respected Zuckerberg. You know, it's like if this guy is the captain of the ship, and he's going to ride this ship down to the bottom of the fucking ocean. That was impressive, really. But still, you know, it didn't work out.
Cost fallacy, which some of you, I'm sure, have
He
been
had a
thinking
vision,
about
yeah.
since the
I can
video
respect a
started.
vision.
In case you don't know what this is, the sunk cost fallacy is a little devil of an error that humans make. It's the tendency for people to
Commerce
stick
upgrade
with a course of
complete.
action when in reality, giving up on it and
Well,
accepting
because it makes them feel stupid if they don't. This is the reason why people don't like changing their mind. Is because if you change your mind on something, then you were stupid. You're not stupid, are you? No, you're not stupid. So why would you need to change your mind? Because changing your mind is predicated on the idea that you're dumb and you were dumb. But no, you're not fucking dumb. So why would you change your fucking mind?
You're fishing for a whale with minnow bait.
the
It's
current
that simple.
loss of time and resources would ultimately be best. It's quitting while you're ahead before things get ugly. It's
It's a quote. It's easier to fool a man than to convince a man
Harmony
that he's been
research
fooled.
complete.
It's the same base paradigm.
Hostility
You don't wanna
research
be
complete.
Bro, this is you logging on again, bro. Like, logging on again. Oh, it's gonna be different this time. Uh-huh.
get ugly.
Look at that
It's
idiot.
driving to Target only for
stupid
them to
ass.
be out of Pro controllers and then on a whim buying a new phone case and a soft pretzel since you already came all this way and spent the gas when you probably should have just saved your money.
Yeah.
It's caving on your diet because you've already ruined it by having Popeyes for lunch. May as well go out again for dinner since the day is
Defilers
shot.
encroach upon
It's
us.
continuing to play a game that you hate
Doubt
because at
clouds
this
our
point
thoughts.
you've already sunk 100 hours into it.
Witness
You've got a
the
rate,
unity's
rare gear,
might.
things you built, things you're
Yep.
proud of, things
We
you're
dare
not
not
proud
stray
of.
from our
Quitting now
path.
would mean it
Our
all goes
confidence
to waste,
wavers.
right?
Can't stop
I use
now.
the Concorde as an example because I think it illustrates just how deep-rooted this
We
fallacy
cannot
is in our psyche.
Done and
No
dusted.
matter how big or important a decision, even if it is a several
Harmony
billion-pound
research
endeavor,
complete.
humans are
Whatever
still
the
fallible
unity
to the
wills.
sunk cost fallacy,
Desecrators
which means
assault
you
our world.
are certainly at
We
risk
are
of falling
exiles
apart
no
if you're
longer.
considering quitting a game
Our
that you poured
confidence
a ton of
wavers.
yourself into. And
Not
this
the
is as
easy
true for
vengeance we
competitive games as it
imagined.
is for really any game you play. Whether you're chasing nostalgia with Pokemon and are trying really hard not to notice.
Or it's like with Honkai Star Rail. Sometimes I'll think to myself, do I want to do my dailies today? And it's like, well, I've been doing my dailies every day. If I don't do them today, then I'm
We will
missing
not
out
be
on it. And
exiled
so it's like I
again.
kind of have to do them today
Research
because I
rate
did them
upgrade
yesterday.
complete.
And so it's like I've gotten this far, and so it's like, well, I don't want to not do them now. I mean, like it's been a while. Yeah, so it's like, oh fuck.
It's quirks or just aren't feeling FF16
Our shields are
for whatever
offline.
reason. You're already 30 hours in.
Yeah.
Can you just walk away now? You couldn't
Well.
walk away.
Ah,
Target. What we don't like to
Ironic.
do is admit that our effort has been wasted. And because of this, past
Whatever
what's
the
so weird
unity
to me.
wills.
It's like people think that
The moment
it's
of our
weird,
vengeance
or
is at
they think
hand.
Their time is
Armor
wasted
down!
if they played a video
Only the
game
unity
and
can
then
save
they
us
didn't
now.
enjoy it.
Is the unity with us?
I don't think that at all.
Let the
man.
bidding
like, if I played a
commence.
game and I enjoyed the game, if I played it for like 3 hours and then I quit the game, I'm still happy.
Civilian structure
I don't ever
complete.
feel like the time was wasted. Because you know what I think? I think all of the time that I've spent playing video games collectively over my whole life
Doubt
was
clouds
a
our
massive
thoughts.
waste of time.
Whatever
Yes, I've learned
the
some
unity
things through playing
wills.
video games, etc.
We're
But
uncertain
it's
of our
just
next
a fucking
move.
video game, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. What about Diablo 4? Especially Diablo 4.
We are
You're
ready.
Yeah, but it's like
Production
streaming is a
of the
different
item
thing,
is
right?
complete.
It's about playing games.
The
playing
unity
games
has
for
fallen
myself.
silent on one of our
Assuming
planets.
it's not being monetized or something
We are
like
listening
At a certain
with
point,
one voice.
it's often easier to just
We
stick it out
understand.
and see a game through to its end instead of
that. Yeah,
putting it
you
out
might
of
as well play the game for 20 years until the servers shut down.
its misery. Even if it's an absolute drag and we
Yeah.
still feel like we wasted our time playing it, when we
Mining
finally do
upgrade
it,
complete.
Well, this is what this is exactly it. Thank God that's over. I've had so many
No
times where I
bid.
play a video game and that's the
You
last
missed
thing I think. Yeah,
out.
thank God.
Hostility research complete.
Now, there's something interesting that I came across when I was researching for this video.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people explain that discrepancy between their disdain for a game and their strange
Our confidence
playtime by
wavers.
saying that
We
if you
maintain
don't
our
have that,
vigil.
Tons of people will hit you with the
Harmony
"Well, how can you
research
say you hate
complete.
it when you haven't even
Is their
finished it?
demise
How can your
truly
opinion be
ordained?
valid if you haven't given it a
Severe
fair shot?"
damage sustained. All
People said
systems
a
are
lot
failing.
With Actman and his review of Diablo 4, and I pushed back on that. And it's like, obviously, if you didn't play the end game, you can't give feedback on the end game. But if you've played an hour of a game, you can absolutely give feedback on the game. And I think sometimes, and in a lot of times even, that feedback matters even more than the people that are playing it for 100 hours. Because that, like, if people are getting filtered in hour 1, they're never going to get to hour 100.
Shields down! We dare not stray from
I
our path.
simultaneously have a
That
fair
path
bit
is
of pity
perilous.
and respect for the folks that go out
We
of their way to
maintain
finish
our
games
vigil.
simply so
Our
that they can
confidence
say, "Now that
wavers.
that's done, I can
Control
fully
group
articulate
created.
why I hate this
That
game.
path is
And
perilous.
I've even thought about going
If
back
that
and
is
playing
our
Dark
will,
Souls 2
the
just to
Unity
remind
will
myself about all
survive
the
this
reasons I
loss.
should hate it.
Hostility research required
I'm
to
not
unlock
kidding.
more
I
food
actually thought
supply.
about doing it, but there's been a lot of games that have come out recently, so I just haven't really wanted to put in the time
We
and,
cannot
you know,
build
go
there.
out and do this.
Done and dusted.
Doubt
But it's,
clouds
yeah,
our
it's like
thoughts.
self-harm.
We shall overcome
Yeah.
with one voice.
Yep.
I came
We
across this
are
because
ready.
I found an old Kotaku article about how a ton of people were requesting refunds for games after playing them for 50 plus hours, which is like calling the waiter over to your table and asking for a refund on your empty plate because your steak dinner wasn't very good. Some of the comments are gold though. I had no clue people did this, but it made me realize that even if
The
I
anima are
usually
restless.
tell very quickly if I'm going to vibe with the game, and in fact I often may be a little too quick to judge, a lot of people do genuinely
We
feel like
are
they can't
ready.
fully decide how they feel about a title until they're sufficiently nose deep in the sauce. They
I
need
think that's
We
fine.
are listening. We'll
Yeah, I think
consider
that's
it.
fair, right? It's like you want to give it a try and see what it's like, and
We
then
shall
decide after
overcome.
that. That's totally good.
Control group created.
Probably similar
We are
whenever you date
listening
somebody for a long time, then
with
realize
one
you hate
voice.
them. If you guys have that, I've never had that happen.
Our will
to
shall
wait and
be
see if
done.
the story picks up. They need to know if the combat is surprisingly deep once you get to some of the bigger challenges. They need to discover if they find
We
themselves
are
thinking
ready.
about the game when they're at work or at school.
That-
A lot of people make
Thank you. That is the fucking benchmark right there. Are you at Taco Bell and thinking about the game? If yes, then it's a good game. If no, it's mid.
may not know that they hate that
Vengeance
game
is a cruel
until
mistress.
hour 50. Especially
Yeah.
if it's a game or a series that other people are constantly in a hyped up frenzy about. Have you ever been playing something and then said to
Your
yourself,
presence is
what
strong.
does everyone see in this? Because to me, so far, it's just been
Yeah.
fine. There's got to be something I'm missing here, but I don't want anything spoiled, so I'm just gonna keep going.
I'm sure there have been games, I'm trying to think about an example of this. There have been games that I've played it for like 40 hours or 20 hours.
Our vengeance
And then
is
I'm
yours.
just like, okay, that's enough. I'm done. That's it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. Like, kind of Hollow Knight was like that for me. Because
You
I
won
played
us
it for
over
a
with your
while. I was
fancy
like,
words.
okay, I'm gonna play it. People
Jerkily.
really like the game a lot, and I just
We
couldn't
await
get
your
into it.
command.
I don't know what to say. I could not get into the game.
Our vengeance
And so I
is
stopped
yours.
playing it.
There's
Harmony
this thing called
research complete.
informational influence, and you've certainly felt it plenty of times before.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you're walking through a public place and you see a small crowd of people gazing up at the sky and pointing. They're
You're gonna
really
look up?
baffled about whatever is up there. As you walk by them, what do?
You look up.
Probably look up and see what they're looking at,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
I found this clip of these college students doing this, and it's hilarious watching people fight the urge to see what they're missing. But finding out what we're missing is what makes informational influence work. In ambiguous situations, we typically perceive the actions or beliefs of the majority.
This is why people need.
We await your command.
Please, I need the middle-aged balding man to tell me that my purchase was valid. Oh, I need it. Oh, please tell me I didn't waste my money. Please tell me. Please validate me.
Our will is transcendent.
It's like, and there were people that were saying like, it's crazy how like
Your
if a
presence
game
is strong.
isn't popular
Control
and
group
people
created.
don't like it, people will actually
Unleash
stop
our
playing
wrath.
it because
Control
other
group
people don't like
created.
it. It's like they're bots. I can't believe it, but it's true. Like people will be like, "So are we gonna play this? So is this? Should I play this game? Am I good to play this game yet? Like what the fuck do you? What the fuck's wrong? What the fuck is wrong with you? What do you mean? Are you good to play? What is this? They're NPCs. Yeah, they're waiting for new programming. Holy shit. You can't criticize this behavior when it's literally built into our DNA as a survival mechanism. Yes, you absolutely
We
can
cannot
criticize
build
this
there.
fucking behavior.
Done and
Okay?
dusted.
Because
We'll
we're not.
consider it.
Listen.
Defilers
there are a lot
encroach
of
upon
things
us.
that are survival
Our will
mechanisms
shall
that
be
people don't
done.
do anymore.
We'll consider it.
Okay, like there's
Production
plenty of them, like
the item
stealing,
is
for
complete.
example. There's plenty
Victory
of things
is
that,
at
oh well,
hand.
you know, if you were a
Whatever
monkey,
the
you would do
unity
this. Well,
wills.
yeah, but we're not monkeys.
Witness the unity's might.
The active
Glory to the unity.
which is definitely
Cry for mercy. Victory is at hand.
This is all game.
Glory to the unity. Cry for mercy.
It can't be bad, right?
Yeah.
I think this is another big reason why we often keep playing games.
Hostility research
Socially,
complete.
we know that
Is the
that
unity with us?
can't be
Do
crazy,
not abandon
right?
me.
What?
No.
Is
I
this
don't
the
even think
path
it's
to
a
vengeance?
possibility. It's a fact. Like everybody knows.
Do not
most
abandon
people
me.
are fucking dumb.
We dare not
That's
stray
just
from
how
our
it is.
path.
It's the opposite. Yeah. Like I
We're
would say
uncertain
like
of our next move.
80% of people
Shield
are really
down!
stupid. Like, and,
Is
and
this the
especially,
path to
like,
vengeance?
I will listen to some of the
Do
things
not
that some
abandon
people
me.
say. Oh my God. Ice
Tell us
cream
what
so
to
good.
do.
Gang, gang. Yeah. Is it George? You guys like quotes? We'll get another one. You know, actually, how about two quotes? A good
We're
argument,
uncertain of
a
our
good
next
argument
move.
against democracy
Our
is a
armor is
5-minute
breached.
conversation with the average voter. And another one. Think about just how dumb the average person
this the path
and then
to
realize
vengeance?
half of them are dumber than
Unity, guide my hand to
yeah,
safety.
I usually
Our
say
shields are
crazy, not
offline.
stupid. Well, what's the difference? Like, most people are most
Is
people
this
that
the
are
path
crazy
to
are stupid,
vengeance?
and there are some people that are stupid who are crazy. I
Unity,
feel like they
guide my
usually
hand to
go,
safety.
They go hand in hand.
Do not abandon me.
And they're usually
Armor
interchangeable
down!
in a lot of
Only
cases.
the unity
People
can
call somebody
save
who's
us
stupid
now.
crazy, or people call somebody
Vengeance
who's
is a
crazy
cruel
stupid.
mistress. We dare not stray from our path.
So
Is their demise truly
playing
ordained?
answers.
We await your command.
Time
Witness the unity's
chasing
might.
the same
Is the
experience
unity
you
with
once had,
us?
and it doesn't quite mean
Unity,
that you were
guide my
hoping
hand to
that all
safety.
of that time
Production of the
was
item is
gone.
complete.
This game looks
Do
good.
not abandon me. Is this the path to vengeance? May
We've
we
talked
live
a lot
beyond
today
this next
about the
conquest.
game you can't walk away
Hostility
from is
research
actually
complete.
bad.
I don't
Whatever
view
the unity
time
wills.
that you spend playing a
uncertain
video
of our
game
next
that you
move.
hate
Do
as
not
time
abandon me.
wasted because it gives you more perspective on what you like.
Harmony
like for
research
example,
complete.
whenever
Harmony
I put my hand
research
on something
complete.
that's like
Is
really
this
hot,
the path to
I have
vengeance?
learned something. Don't put your hand there.
We are severely crippled. We are ready.
What if the game is brilliant? What if you adore that game? You've recommended it to everyone you
Yep.
know. You have a Triforce tattoo. You named your
Ooh.
firstborn child Cornifer, and then one day
What the fuck?
you notice a flaw. One day you find yourself a little irked by how
Vengeance is a
tedious
cruel
your life
mistress.
is. One day you
Tell us
realize
what to do.
You,
Unity,
this game,
guide my
are
hand to
actually
safety.
just an
We're
One of my
uncertain of our
favorite
next
song
move.
lyrics of all time comes from an old Rupert Holmes song, Escape, the Pina Colada song.
This is our
I was
darkest
tired of my
hour.
life. We've been together too long, like a worn-out recording of a favorite song. And I think it's a fantastic line because it perfectly encapsulates not
Doubt
just in the
clouds
context
our
of
thoughts.
relationships, but in all things in
Production
life,
of the
how
item is
too much of
complete.
a thing can sour
Our
that
confidence
thing.
wavers.
No.
If that is our will,
Steak every day.
we dare not stray from our path. We
I've had
maintain
Chipotle
our
almost
vigil.
3 days in a row
Is their
now.
demise
Probably, you know what I'm
truly
gonna have tomorrow?
ordained?
Chipotle.
We're uncertain of our next move.
It's good.
Done and dusted.
Doubt
Every
clouds
day
our
eat
thoughts.
About steak every
Our
hour.
time has come.
Yep.
We dare
And
not
then
stray
every
from
day
our
I drink
path.
Dr. Pepper and
That
Pepsi.
path is perilous. Our confidence
You're a cave
wavers.
dweller? Yep.
We maintain our vigil.
Have it for
Is the
multiple
unity
years.
with
I have.
us?
I
We
do
dare
know what
not
he's
stray
talking
from our
about, though.
path. Shields down! We're exposed
In
to attack!
2004,
That path is perilous.
Kanye
Our
West
confidence
just
wavers.
released College Dropout.
If that is our will,
Graduation or
we are
College Dropout.
exiles no longer.
And
Is their
Gold
demise
Digger
truly
was the
ordained?
popular song.
We maintain our
And
vigil.
On
Is
the
their
radio,
demise truly ordained?
every fucking
Is their demise
day,
truly
going
ordained?
to school, we would listen to
cannot
Gold
survive
Digger
without
by
armor.
Kanye West. And it got
Doubt
to the point
clouds
to
our
where the beat
thoughts.
would literally give me a fucking headache. And so, yes, I understand.
I had a
was
decent
in ninth
idea
grade.
of what I was going to write about.
Control
when
group
I looked at this
created.
topic, even before I posted this
Mm-hmm.
question to you guys. And you've seen responses to it throughout this video. But
We will not
something
be
I
exiled
did not
again.
anticipate writing
Our
about was
shields are
comments
offline.
like this, pointing out that when you play something so long that you become intimate with every little detail of the game, you start noticing cracks. flaws, idiosyncrasies that
Severe
annoy
damage
the hell out of
sustained.
me.
All systems are failing.
There are people
Whatever
that,
the
I've
unity
always said that
wills.
there are people that look
Control
for what's
group
right in
created.
the world, and there are people that look for what's wrong. And there
Hostility
are these
research
fucking people,
complete.
and they
Production
spend
of the
their whole
item is
life
complete.
worrying and thinking about, oh my God, am I wasting my time? Am I doing the right thing? Am
Our
I?
confidence
oh my God,
wavers.
there is nothing
Not
to
the
me
easy
that is
vengeance
more
we
insufferable
imagined.
than people like that. Like, I'm the kind of person that if, like, I don't know, if I can sleep and it's not hot and I can get on a computer, everything is pretty much fine. The house can be
If
burning
that is
down
our will.
besides that, but can I get on the
Research
computer?
complete.
Okay, I can. Yep.
Our armor is
Great. Do we
breached.
have running water?
Is
no.
their
Okay,
demise
well that's
truly
fine. We'll just go
ordained?
down to the store. We'll deal with it. It's okay, right? Like, I don't sit around and microanalyze
We
my life
maintain our
and think
vigil.
about all the things that went wrong, because I know people that do this.
Is
and
their
you know what?
demise truly
None of them are
ordained?
happy. And you know what?
Vengeance is a
Guys, I'm
cruel
not happy. I'm not
mistress.
happy that all things are
Is
not
their
going the
demise
way that I
truly
want them to go.
ordained?
Life
We
is
will not be
perfect.
exiled
It's very
again.
upsetting.
Not
But
the easy
that's just
vengeance
how
we
it is.
imagined. Is their demise
Yeah,
truly
it's just
ordained?
fuck. Out of touch take? No, it's not out of touch at all. It's the opposite. It's you have to be happy with what you fucking have, because you're never gonna have everything that you fucking want. No game's ever gonna be
Done and
perfect. Elden
dusted.
Ring isn't perfect. This boss is dog shit. The boss
Doubt
is completely
clouds our
designed around this
thoughts.
one fucking ability, and if you took this ability out of the game, the boss would be a fucking joke and it would have been forgettable. That's the truth. But you know what? Elden Ring is still one of the greatest games of all time, and I still love it.
Control
And in
group
20 years,
created.
I'm still gonna be playing
We're
Elden
uncertain
Ring.
of our next
And that's
move.
it.
Armor
So-
down!
And it's
Only
fine.
the
You have to
unity can
accept
save
it
us now.
that it's not fucking perfect. This is like, guys.
We are ready.
It's like a girl streamer posts a photo without makeup, and then guys
Our
or
confidence
she goes on
wavers.
stream without makeup, and they're
Is
like,
the
oh, I don't wanna
unity
watch
with
her
us?
anymore. It's like, oh fuck, bro, what did you think? What were you thinking? What
We
was
dare
this?
not stray from our path.
Right, and it happens all the time. I've seen it many, many times.
Our
and
confidence
it's kind of funny to
wavers.
see because how stupid people are, but it's also fucking sad. So the truth
Is
is,
the
like,
unity
nothing in
with
life
us?
is perfect, and there are people, as I said, there are
Whatever
people
the unity
that
wills.
try to make, they try to see the good, and there are people who try to see the bad. And if you want to be happy in life, if you see somebody who's the kind
Hostility
of person that sees
research
the
complete.
bad, hire them for fixing things.
Doubt clouds our thoughts.
And that's it. It's
certain
really
attack
not that easy. It actually is. See,
Vengeance is a cruel mistress.
what the crazy thing is
Whatever
that
the
a lot of
unity
things in life
wills.
are very easy, but they're hard to do.
Our confidence wavers.
So they're easy to understand. It's like, oh, I'm fat. I
Is the
weigh more
unity
than
with
I want
us?
to weigh. Okay, well then stop
Control
eating as
group
much food
created.
and exercise.
Not the easy vengeance
Look,
we imagined.
I mean, guys, all right, hey, whoa. Well, let's go ahead. All right, let's take a step back here and talk about society's expectations. Okay? There's always a fucking reason
Tell us
why
what to do.
people can't do something.
Our shields are offline.
That's it. It's so easy. 9% of
Is the
people fail
unity
at it.
with
Yeah.
us?
Yeah, it's simple. Yeah, it's simple.
We
but
dare
it's
not
different.
stray from our path.
People see a glass half full or a glass
We
half
will
empty.
not be
Exactly.
exiled again.
Yeah.
We are ready. We dare not stray from our
Compartmentalizing a type
path.
of person as
Is the
undesirable
unity
to
with
be
us?
avoided as kind of pussy shit.
Unity,
though. I do
guide
it all
my
the
hand
time.
to safety.
And I'm not
Let the
ashamed. I'm
bidding
not sorry.
commence.
There are categories
Do not
of
abandon
people.
me.
These are not racial categories.
Is this the
These are
path to
categories
vengeance?
of people before somebody
Harmony
tries to take
research
this in some other
complete.
way.
Do
that
not
if
abandon
I
me.
see somebody is
Unity,
like this,
guide my hand to
I'm like,
safety.
okay, well,
We await
you know,
your
I will
command.
keep you at arm's reach.
The
and
unity
that's it.
will survive
And,
this
you
loss.
stay close to you and
Not the easy
stay over
vengeance
there,
we
stay over
imagined.
here, and everything's gonna be totally fine.
Our armor is breached.
That's it. And there are people, I will categorize them like that, and that's it. Like, for me, for example, right? People who are hostile
Doubt
and rude
clouds our
to
thoughts.
people that they feel
Vengeance
like
is
are
a
beneath
cruel
them, or
mistress.
people that think in terms of other people being beneath them. If somebody is like that, I will keep them at an arm's distance. That doesn't mean I'm never going to interact with
If
them,
that is
because
our
I can deal
will.
with anybody.
Our armor is
But
breached!
I'm not
Is
going to
their
try to get
demise
any
truly
closer than
ordained?
that. Behavioral categories, yes, exactly. People that overreact to things. I've had girlfriends that
Doubt
overreact to things.
clouds our thoughts.
I'm single now.
Is their demise truly
That's
ordained?
it. I don't like dealing with people
No
that overreact.
bid. You missed out.
Hostility research complete.
So if somebody
Our
does
confidence
that, or
wavers.
acts crazy, or gets really mad about something that's stupid, well then they're stupid and fuck them. That's it.
Desecrators assault our world.
Yeah,
circumstances. Maybe
Absolutely.
the in-game economy is kind of wonky. Maybe
Is
it's
the
that
unity
a
with
particular
us?
stretch of the game
May we live
always
beyond this
drags
next
and doesn't
conquest.
add anything. Maybe it's that there are certain
We dare
strategies
not
or
stray
weapons
from
or
our
cards
path.
or just
Is their
obsolete
demise truly
or
ordained?
alternatives and don't really ever contribute to the gameplay. Maybe you should play
they're completely
something else.
unpredictable? Yeah.
We've talked about variable reinforcement
We're
schedules
uncertain
and
of our next
cost
move.
fallacies and games that make you rage, but somehow
Is the
this
unity
is
with
the
us?
the most
Unity,
heartbreaking.
guide my hand to
Because
safety.
it's not that you keep playing because you think eventually it'll get good, or that you feel like
Do
you're
not
too deep
abandon
into
me.
your losses, or that the hatred
Unity,
makes you
guide my
more
hand to
bored.
safety.
It's not really
Do
hatred
not
at all.
abandon me.
It's just
Is this the path to
something new
vengeance?
slowly
Unity, guide my hand to safety.
realization that something
Tell us what to
you love
do.
so deeply
We're uncertain of our
is
next
flawed,
move.
and that
Is
you'll
the
never
unity
get to
with
have
us?
that magical
Hostility
playthrough.
research complete.
See, that's what
Do
it's
not
really
abandon
about.
me.
It's about the
We're
first
uncertain of our next
playthrough, and
move.
You know what?
We will not be
I
exiled
remember
again.
I was depressed whenever I killed
Vengeance is a
Godfrey
cruel
in
mistress.
Elden Ring.
Tell
Because
us what
I
to
killed him.
do.
He's the first
Shields
Elden
down.
Lord. I'm standing
Unity,
right in front
guide
of
my
the
hand
big
to
yellow
safety.
tree. There's a
Is
giant
this the path to
door.
vengeance?
I think
Unity,
I'm about to
guide
beat
my
the game.
hand to safety.
Right? It's
Do
kind of
not
obvious I'm
abandon
about
me.
to beat the game.
Is this the path
And
to
I was
vengeance?
sad, bro.
Is the
I
unity
was
with
so
us?
fucking sad.
May we
I
live
was like,
beyond
oh
this
my
next
God, it's over.
conquest. We're uncertain
It's
of our
like,
next
and this
move.
is it.
May we
And it's
live
like for
beyond
weeks
this
at
next
that point, I've been
conquest.
playing through the game.
Doubt clouds
But
our
wait,
thoughts.
there's more.
Our
But
armor
wait,
is breached.
there's more.
Unity,
And then there
guide
wasn't.
my hand to safety. Tell us what
And
to
it's
do.
like-
Do not
It's
abandon
so
me.
hard to accept
We're
that,
uncertain of our next move.
but I think whenever you do
May we live
accept it, you
beyond
can
this next
appreciate it for what
conquest.
it is.
Is this the path to
I felt the
vengeance?
same. Yes.
Do not abandon me. Unity,
was like
guide
that
my
for
hand
sure.
to safety. This
Honestly,
is our darkest hour.
I was so
Is the
glad
unity
that
with
game was
us?
fucking over.
Tell us what
Whenever
to
I
do.
played Dark, I was like, bro,
May
this
we
has
live
been the
beyond
worst
this
experience.
next
My fucking
conquest.
live streaming this Dark
We're
Souls 1
uncertain
game.
of our
Like,
next move.
this is, thank God,
May
this
we
is the
live
last
beyond
guy.
this
Oh,
next conquest.
yes. All right. It's over.
Vengeance is a cruel
Better
mistress.
to leave the game once
Is
you're
the
done
unity
and move
with
on to
us?
something
Yeah.
else, so that you
We
can
dare
You wanna
not
hear
stray
another
from
one?
our
I
path.
only watch usually Fellowship of the Ring because I don't like watching Return of the King because it makes me come to terms with the fact that Lord of the Rings ended.
Unity, guide my hand to safety. Shields down!
Yeah.
Our confidence wavers.
or to indulge
You may
yourself with the
speak.
experience over
At
and over
last.
until you're absolutely sick of it. Which I think weaves nicely into the last thing I want to talk
Our
about.
time has come.
What we take away from all of this. When do we know it's time to walk away from the game? And the answer honestly depends entirely on you. I think it's important to understand what you are looking for when you play a game.
Unleash
what
our
are
wrath.
you chasing?
Our
If it's to
voices
be
speak as
competitive
one.
and meta that seems to have
Shields
left you in the dust, it's up to you to decide if it's worth your time to catch up and then keep up.
Our
You love the
vengeance
pursuit
is
of
yours.
getting better that
The
much.
unity's will
You're
be
still
done.
playing that gotcha game
Your presence is strong.
go.
game
The
because you're
anima
afraid
are
to miss out
restless.
on the new content
Our
because
time
there's
has
too much
come.
time and money invested. Or
Yeah, I mean,
Vengeance
you've
is a
already
cruel
spent
mistress.
$15,000 on a phone game. So if you don't spend another $2,000, you're really thinking about, am I wasting?
The
Because then
anima
you would
are
be
restless.
wasting $15,000. But if you only waste $2,000,
speak.
then the $15,000 that you already spent
Shields
isn't really
down!
wasted because you're still
Our
playing.
time has come.
You see how it is? Yeah, Kafka's coming up. The new Kafka
Our
banner's
voices
coming up on
speak
Honkai
as
Star
one.
Rail, by the way.
play because you
Yeah.
adore the community.
Imagine not having
characters,
that.
and the story.
Man.
This is what unlocks your feet.
The
That-
anima
you're
are
just
restless.
You
ruined.
want to understand the
Glory
buzz,
to the
or are you
unity.
playing this because you're
You
genuinely
may
captivated
speak.
by your time with it? Is the victory
We'll
worth what the
consider
game
it.
is putting you through?
Victory
are you
is
still
at
having
hand.
fun on this playthrough? Or
Our
are you
will
just trying
shall
to
be
recapture
done.
the wonder of your first steps in this world? Is it time to avert your gaze to let this flower wilt and go find the horizon?
I don't
Your
think
presence
it's
is
letting the flower
strong.
wilt. I think
Glory
it's
to
giving
the
the flower to
unity.
somebody else.
The
or
anima are
not
restless.
like,
Glory to the unity.
it's like you have to
You
have
may
a healthy
speak.
relationship with things,
Shield
and having a healthy
down.
relationship with them
Feel
isn't
our
coveting
wrath.
them and
Unleash
like fucking
our wrath.
obsessing over them
The
like
unity's
Gollum
will
in the
be
One
done.
Ring. It's being able to see
Our
them for what they are,
vengeance is yours.
appreciate them, and
At
have them be
last.
part of your life
The
without them
anima
being
are
your life.
restless. Vengeance is a
The
cruel
answer is
mistress.
and I think as
Our
I'm
time
writing
has
this,
Don't
come.
you
realize
Our
overwater the
voices
flower,
speak
it
as
fucking
one.
dies.
You may
letting
speak.
go, knowing
At
when to move
last.
on. And it's
Our
not
time
lost
has
on me
come.
how first world
The
probably
unity's
this
will
sounds.
be done.
A man has
The
crisis
anima
over when
are
to stop playing
restless.
games. I get it.
You
I'm
may
the same guy who made a
speak.
video about having
Control
too much to
group
play.
created.
Oh, poor me. But
Yeah, it's
this
hard.
is something
Shield
that real
down.
people clearly
Too many
do.
video games.
Unleash
And I think
our
it speaks
wrath.
more to their nature as
At
humans
last.
than it does to the
Our
games that they
vengeance
play.
is yours.
What have you not
Glory
let
to the
go of?
unity.
What are
Our
you
time
waiting
has
for?
come.
Where is
Our
your
voices speak
response?
as one.
What is your concord? Whatever it is, I hope you find what you're looking for soon, even if it means you have to look somewhere else.
Unleash our wrath.
So if you love
The
what you're
unity's
playing,
will be
I
done.
hope you never hate it. And if you hate what you play,
Our
I hope
vengeance
you
is
love
yours.
hating it.
We cannot survive without armor.
Yeah, I think that's
Glory
pretty
to the
fucking accurate.
unity.
I would say so for sure.
Shield
I
down.
think this is a.
Control group created.
I hope you guys
Harmony research
I think
complete.
that was a good way to
Our
end it.
time has come.
That was great. Yeah,
Our
that's
will
great.
is reached.
how really
At
happy
last.
Done and dusted.
As always, if
Unleash
you like
our
what you see,
wrath.
be sure to like and
Our
subscribe.
voices
for
speak
more
as
videos like
one.
This one, and let
Your
me know in the
presence
comments
is
what
strong.
game you have a love
We'll
relationship
consider
with.
it.
If you have a love relationship with the show
Unleash
and want to
our
help make
wrath.
it possible, be sure
Our
to give
will
like
shall be
Patreon.
done.
For $1
Your
a month,
presence
you can
is
get access
strong.
to bonus content,
We'll
early access
consider
to
it.
videos,
Well put together.
weekly updates,
At
and your
last.
name in the credits like
Our
this.
vengeance is
Thanks
yours.
down below. You might
Our
even get your
voices
name read out
speak
loud,
as one.
like this month's.
The unity's will be done.
Crescent Wolf 879.
You
Oh,
may
that's
speak.
smart.
At
I
last.
remember back in
Your
WoW,
presence is strong.
Whenever
Place
McConnell
your
and I would
bids,
read
yes,
the names,
Scallywag.
say the names of the people
We
who betrayed
cannot
gold,
survive
we
without
got way
armor.
more gold.
The anima are
Vandervet.
restless.
I hope I.
Yeah.
Our voices speak
It
as
was like,
one.
yeah, it was a big thing.
Vengeance
It's
is
the
a
same thing
cruel
with subs.
mistress.
Like streamers
Your
that read
presence is
subs get way
strong.
more subs.
Our armor is
Queen
breached.
Dopamine.
He said my
Cry
name.
for
Wait, what?
mercy.
Pots.
We
Wait,
await
that's
your
me.
command.
Oh my god.
Shield down.
Thanks again for
Our
watching.
vengeance
Take care.
is yours.
Have yourself
We'll consider
a
it.
good one.
Unleash our wrath. At last. Our armor is breached. Our vengeance is yours. Our will is transcendent.
Would you guys watch
Our
a video
voices
about
speak as one. Our time has come.
Isn't that
Hostility
show really
research
popular,
complete.
that Oshinoko
At
show?
last. We await your command.
People have recommended me to
Our
watch
vengeance
that. I
is
heard it
yours.
was weird. Maybe I should watch
Shield
it. Either way, this video is really
Control
fucking
group
good.
created.
I haven't seen this guy's
Whatever
channel,
the unity
but this is
wills.
amazing. I'll link you guys a video. Make
Shield
sure to give it a like.
down.
Hopefully
Unleash
this guy makes
our
more
wrath.
videos like this.
Our time has
I think
come.
that also, like, a
Our
lot of people
voices
get
speak as
too
one.
invested into.
Unleash
They get
our
too
wrath.
invested into a
Next time,
game,
place a bid.
and the game becomes
is
more than a
breached.
game to them.
Harmony
And I
research
think that
complete.
in terms of times where this is healthy and times where
At
this isn't
last.
healthy, there's like a 10-to-1 ratio where it's not healthy.
Upgrade
Most
logistics
people
to
that get
unlock more civilian
over-invested into a
slots.
game to where like they're so emotionally
Our
upset
vengeance
or
is
angry
yours.
or something like that.
Our
This is
time
not
has
good.
come.
Grown men watching shows
You
for
may
10-year-old
speak.
girls. You realize your name is Femboy Wow, right?
Your presence is strong. Production of the item is complete.
I just wanted you to keep that in mind.
Made a
So
fine
anyway,
purchase.
yeah.
And no refund.
So I guess they don't make the Concords anymore either, right?
The
Like
anima
the
are
airplanes, like
restless.
that's kind of like a done thing. Damn, that's too bad. Like, there's only
Vengeance is
3
a
hours
cruel
to go across
mistress.
the world. That'd be nuts.
Research rate upgrade complete. Our vengeance is yours.
What went wrong with gaming?
They've been my main hobby for most of my life. I love video games. They've been my main hobby for most of my life, and now I make videos about video games, which is great. But recently, I've been analyzing new games and critiquing new
Civilian
systems,
structure
and I've
complete.
noticed a slow but insidious trend toward games becoming more and more monetized.
Civilian
but not
structure
fairly
complete.
monetized.
Of course not. Because if they were fairly
Control
monetized,
group
then people
created.
wouldn't want to buy them. People want to buy the unfair
The
advantage.
Unity senses that an enemy has finished a powerful warship.
Player monetized. It's the feeling you get when you look at a battle pass in a game you've already paid full price for. It's the tiny
Your presence
sliver of
is
sadness
strong.
when a game you want has exclusive levels for different consoles, and you'll know you'll never get to experience every part of that game now. It's that
They had the same thing. I remember with Soul Calibur in like
Research
the
rate
GameCube
upgrade
era.
complete.
Like the GameCube version had Link, and I think that the Xbox and PlayStation 1 had different exclusive characters
last
too.
words?
Like this is not something that's new, but it's something that's much more common.
cosmetic you want, costing 1,005 gems, but the gems are sold in packs of 1,004. It's
Yeah.
the knowledge that year on year, the microtransactions from FIFA Ultimate Team alone make more money than Elden Ring's entire sale run. It's the unfortunate...
Well, let's hear that again, boys.
Our
Let's hear
will
that
shall
one more
be
time.
done.
Who
The anima
fucking
are
wants to hear
restless.
how gaming is nowadays?
We'll
Let's go.
consider it. Harmony research
It's the knowledge that
complete.
year on year, the
Production of the
microtransactions
item
from
is
FIFA
complete.
Ultimate Team alone
Our
make
will
more
shall
money
be done.
than Elden Ring's entire sale run. It's the...
Man.
Our vengeance is yours. Vengeance
Fucking
is a
hell.
cruel
Yeah,
mistress. Your
wow.
presence is strong.
It's depressing. Yeah.
Control group
The
created.
unfortunate reality of gaming after the marketing executives took over. And it's hard to explain exactly how or when it changed, but explaining things is what I do. So let's go
Hostility
back to the
research
start of gaming
complete.
and work out when this
Our
whole
will
mess
shall be
started.
done.
And then I'll actually pinpoint the exact thing, the specific design
Is it gonna be the horse in Oblivion?
We'll
I bet it's
consider
gonna be
it.
the horse in Oblivion or something like that.
choice.
Standing
which makes
by.
new games
We'll
A
see.
brilliant
Welcome, I'm Josh Rotates.
strategy.
Let's work out what the
I'm
hell went wrong
on
with the
the
monetization
job.
of gaming. As
Sacrifice
usual, a
begun.
massive thank you
The
to all
Unity's
supporters
needs
on
have
Patreon,
changed.
Twitch, and YouTube who keep
Your
this channel
presence is
alive.
strong.
More information on how to
Control
support
group
at the end.
created.
For now, let's begin. Let's go back to the 1980s and early
The
1990s.
anima are restless.
The video game revolution.
Control group
Let's
created.
go back.
I had this game on my calculator, and I would have people pay me because we had to clear our calculators every like Tuesday for tests, and I had 2 calculators, and I would have people pay me every Wednesday
Our
to
vengeance is
recopy
yours.
Asteroids and Doom onto their TI-84 calculators, and I would get like a
Production
quarter
of
for
the
it every
item
single
is
time.
complete.
Those were
We
the,
await
those
your
were the good days.
command.
Back to the 1980s and early 1990s. The video game revolution was kicking off, but home consoles weren't yet mainstream.
Grind
so
never
we went to
stops, that's
arcades.
right.
You put your money in and played a game, effectively making arcades the socially accepted pay-to-play model. There's no denying arcades were
Hostility
very
research
expensive, and
complete.
they were dropping way more than
Our
I should have done to
vengeance
complete
is
toy prices.
yours.
But while this was expensive, there was a very simple relationship
Logistics
between the game,
upgrade
the
complete.
money, and the player. Pay money, get access to the whole game.
Made a
Victory
fine
depends on your
purchase.
skill. Game
I'll
designers
have
knew it
no
was a simple
refunds.
transaction, and they
Yeah.
knew someone would simply play as long as they were able to. So they had to make the game hard so you would die more, and so pay more. This is why the turtle...
This is the best example of this is the Lion King on Super Nintendo.
Victory is at hand.
Is that the people that made it went on record and they said, "We're sorry, we made this game so hard, so
Cry
you had
for
to rent
mercy.
it twice."
Glory to the unity.
Game
I'm
had
not
that
kidding.
Glory to the
Why
unity.
House of the Dead bosses were
Cry
damage
for
sponges. That's why
mercy.
Ghosts and Goblins was
Shields
everything that
down.
Ghosts and Goblins
This was
was
brutal.
in the early
Armor
days
is
of home consoles when people
Our
would
time
rent
has
games.
come.
We even called difficult levels
Our
blockbuster
voices
levels,
speak
designed to
as
make
one.
the rental period longer, and so you'd have to keep renewing it. So
I don't remember that term,
Our
but okay.
vengeance is yours.
That's
money-hungry
good.
games make us feel the same way as modern money-hungry games. Well, it's because the trade of money for game was simple, and there was nothing...
I think another reason why it was
Civilian
okay
structure
is because we
complete.
were kids and we didn't spend all of our time thinking about it. Like, for example, now we always think about like all this stuff. It's like hyper analyzed, And back
Glory to
then,
the
we never
unity.
thought about this shit at all. We were just like, oh, new game, buy
Unleash
game.
our
That's it.
wrath.
There was no thinking
Shield
whatsoever.
down.
It's
The
unironically
unities
ignorance
will
is
be
bliss.
done. Harmony research
Insidious about the
complete.
transaction
Time
itself.
to
You
bid.
knew what you
Place
were
am
giving,
I.
and you knew what
Our
you
time
were
has
getting.
come.
And if you were to break down
Shield
the design
down.
time of a game into a pie chart at that
Our
point,
armor
it
is
might look
breached.
something like
Production
this.
of the item is complete.
Between the mechanics
Glory
marked
to
I'm
the
gonna be honest, like,
unity.
except for the fucking
You may
Squaresoft
speak.
games, this fucking pie
unities
part
will
is
be
not
done.
there in any of the other
Our
games.
time has come.
Like, there are so many of the games, it's like, you know, fucking, like, Duke Nukem.
Phase
The
jump
president's
underway.
been kidnapped.
What
Are you a
troubles
bad
you?
enough dude to rescue
Shields
the president?
down. Cry
Let's
for
find out.
mercy. Shield
There it is.
down.
All right, that's it.
Our
That's
armor is
all there is
breached.
to it.
Our
And
time
maybe you
has
hook up
come.
with a girl in like the third
Our
level,
armor is
and that's it.
breached.
What's
You
the
may
first arcade
speak.
game you ever played? I
Hostility
played
research
Gauntlet.
complete.
That was my first ever
Our
arcade
armor
game
is
that I played.
breached.
I played it at Chuck E. Cheese, and I was so young
Unleash
that
our
I would
wrath.
shoot the food with other
Glory
people
to
that would
the
play with my mom and I,
unity. You
and
may
I could use
speak.
the excuse that I was so young that I
Our
didn't know
voices
what I was doing.
speak as one. Shields down.
I did.
Production of the item is complete. Our time has come.
Well, I
At
knew exactly
last.
what I was doing.
We are severely crippled.
Let this
testing
be
and
a
then how much
lesson.
a go at
Next
the
time,
arcade
pay
costs.
up.
There was a lot going on. in
Our
the development of the
voices
game at
speak
this
as
time.
one.
No, the ones that I remember
Our
so
armor is
well.
breached.
I
Tell
remember
us what to do. The
the
anima are
Jurassic Park,
restless.
the rail shooter.
Victory
I
is at
remember playing
hand.
that for like an hour.
Your
at Chuck E.
presence is
Cheese.
strong.
I remember obviously
Glory
the
to the
Simpsons
unity.
game, and
You may
then there was
speak.
also
The
the
unities
Teenage
will
Mutant
be
Ninja
done.
Turtles game. And I always liked Galaga, the one where you're like in the ship and you can like fly around. Metal Slug, yes,
Unleash our
yes. I remember I
wrath.
played that at Blazer
Harmony
Laser Tag.
research complete. At
Oh
last.
fuck, man.
Our vengeance is yours.
Yeah, I think those were the ones that I really liked. Those are the ones I went hard as fuck on.
Glory to
But
the
it's all focused
unity.
on making a game good, because at
Right.
that time, good
Our
games
time has
make
come.
the most money.
Our
when a
voices
company
speak
discovered
as
a
one.
successful game, they couldn't just augment the original
The
with
unities
downloadable
will be
content or
done.
extra levels, because that technology didn't exist yet. They'd have to make a complete sequel, and so gamers got more
Shields
games.
down!
Jump forward to the mid-1990s, the home console market had
Unleash
taken off.
our
You buy a
wrath.
console, you buy a game,
Tremble
and you
before
play
the
that game.
unity.
Now the whole live
Our
mechanic
voices
in
speak
games
as
at
one.
this time was a whole
Hostility
different
research
arcade
complete.
design space, and wasn't
The unities
actually
will be
needed in
done.
home consoles.
Our
because you
time
didn't
has
need the player
come.
to put more
Harmony
money
research
in,
deal
dying when you
complete.
have
Well,
free life.
I think
Our
obviously there was
vengeance
a
is
certain
yours.
element of skill
Production
to it where
of the
like you
item
get
is
better at,
complete.
for example, whenever you'd play
Unleash our
Castlevania or
wrath.
you play Mario
Our
Brothers,
armor is
you lose all of
breached.
your lives,
He
and then you
made
get
a
better
fine
at repeating
purchase.
the old levels. But
no
yeah, definitely he's
refunds.
right.
Which then restarting from your last save, or just dying and restarting from the save anyway with no arbitrary life limit, was functionally the same thing, but design moves slowly.
Our
But in the
vengeance
arcade
is
model, you no longer
yours.
paid per play,
At
you now
last.
paid per game, and you then played as much
Our
as
voices
you wanted.
speak
Games
as
were
one.
expensive, of course, but when you bought a game, it was complete. If it
Games
shipped
were actually quite expensive back in the day. People might not remember this, but like video games back in the 90s were like $40 and $50. $50 in 1999 was a lot of fucking money, man.
with bugs, it would just have bugs forever. If it shipped with secret unlockable stuff, it would have that forever. If you owned the game, you owned the ability to play as much as you want of the complete experience.
Our time
and
has
this was a
come.
very simple and fair
Hostility
transaction.
research
While the
complete.
arcade was, here's a game, pay us to have a go, the console was, here's a game,
The
pay us to keep
unities
it and
will
play it
be
whenever.
done.
But the home gaming scene wasn't just consoles, it was also PCs. Now, back then PC gaming wasn't as mainstream as it is today, but it did come with one major advantage.
PC gaming was actually
The
complete
anima
garbage
are
back then.
restless.
I know people might reminisce on how great 90s games were. Yes,
Hostility
you're right.
research
Warcraft
required to unlock more
2
fleet
Tides of
supply.
Darkness was fucking
Our
amazing.
vengeance
But you
is
fucking
yours.
forget all of those games that were
Do
sitting
not
there
be
in the Circuit
afraid.
City bargain bin, and they should have been in the fucking garbage.
Our time has come.
They were so
Control
bad.
group
You would
created.
play them, they wouldn't load. My mom would always say, like back in the 80s, whenever she'd try to buy a new game, it was like 50-50. If you buy the new software, if it works or not, then you have to call IBM and figure out what's going on, and then it doesn't work. and then
Production
it's
of
like,
the
"Ah,
item
well,
is
you know, it is what it
complete."
is. So that's what happens, man. Like I've had that happen with I think I had a Duke Nukem game had that. But it's like before, I think the turning point was whenever they started selling the games in the big boxes like this, that's whenever the games actually started being good. But whenever they would sell them in like these little fucking pieces of plastic, like a rapper giving out their mixtape at like some party or something downtown.
The anima are
the
restless.
mixtape rapper ones were
Shield
garbage. They were so bad.
Beg for our
Because the PC
forgiveness.
held a load of data files on its hard
We'll
drive,
consider
and
it.
reading them from the disk or cart like a console, developers
Last
could create
chance
additional
to
content for a game
surrender.
and sell that.
Vengeance
like the
is a
incredible
cruel
RPG Baldur's
mistress.
Gate, releasing in
Any
1998,
last
and then the
words?
multi-hour-long expansion Tales of the Sword Coast in 1999. This was a time in gaming where developers could develop additional content, but when they did, it was usually a lot of content. PC games saw expansion after expansion. Morrowind seeing the Tribunal and
You may
expansions,
speak.
Diablo 2, then the Lord of Destruction expansion, and all the extra modules for Neverwinter Nights. This was
Maximum civilian orbit slots reached.
I mean, Blizzard had this too, right? There was like Beyond the Dark Portal for Warcraft 2, and there was Brood War. That Brood War was an expansion pack right there.
Hostility
For
research
Starcraft.
complete.
Again, gamers didn't
The
hate
anima
this
are
because the
restless.
transaction was very simple to understand and it felt fair.
People would sometimes complain about an expansion because they just had to spend more money. But I think that comparatively, yes, it was received positively.
You gave them money, you got an
got a
experience designed
Yes.
to be the most fun
We shall
could
overcome.
possibly be. The biggest difference in this
We are
era is there's no
listening.
trickery.
Control
You're not
group
being manipulated.
created.
It's just a straight
We
up
understand.
understandable product. If we again take the idea
I think that people would complain about games being incomplete back then or bad, but it was less likely because
to
you couldn't
bid.
really
Place
patch
them
things
high.
live after you shipped them. So there were less incomplete games that got shipped. And the ones that were incomplete, people don't remember them because they were garbage and nobody played them. Remember the free CD-ROM games from magazines? Yeah, you get them in the middle and you could play the demo
Civilian
of a game.
structure
yeah, I remember
complete.
that. I got some of those for Xbox even.
of breaking down game development time
Harmony
into a pie
research
chart, you've probably got a
complete.
few bits to the pie
The
by
anima
now.
are
Magazine
restless.
adverts and articles, some
Our
TV
will
ads, and
shall
the
be
arcade
done.
price replaced with a box
Cry
price.
for mercy.
But it is still
What
mostly
lies before
make
us?
a good game. And you will
Vengeance
make
is a
good
cruel
money.
mistress.
Then in 2004,
Control
gaming
group
really started to
created.
kick off with
Uh-oh.
World
We
of
are
Warcraft
listening.
being released, but Blizzard
Victory is
brought
at
the
hand.
guys in this story
The
at
anima
least
are
not
restless.
yet. For now, we
Logistics
need to
upgrade
to another
complete.
popular online game from Korea.
Our vengeance
called
is
MapleStory.
yours.
Now, in
Oh my fucking god. I couldn't believe whenever people played this. Whenever I actually saw what this game looked like, I thought everybody was joking. I was like, no, you're not actually playing this though, right? I mean, like, this is all like a
We
meme
have
or something?
cleansed
Like,
the
no,
planet of
there's no
heathens.
way. But no, bro, like, people went hard
Another
on this.
planet
It's even
joins the
MapleStory 2
Unity.
now. I
The
can't
anima
believe
are
it.
restless.
And the small
Let this
toy
be a
capsules
lesson.
gachapon
Next
been
time,
popular
pay
for
up.
years. Put money into a gachapon machine and get a random toy of varying rarity.
Oh, great.
These systems appeal to people who like collecting things, and people who like random chance or mystery. It's basically gambling on a rather inconsequential.
It's gambling for children.
Done and dusted.
Yeah, it just gets them into it so they understand it, they know how it
Structure
works,
complete.
and they're ready for whenever they get older. Yeah, like we had the same thing. How many of you guys had those little fucking things you put a quarter in or 2 quarters in, and you turn
Logistics
it,
upgrade
and then like
complete.
something comes out. You're like, oh, I really hope I get the car sticker, and it comes out and it's it's a sticker of a banana again. Oh fuck, man, Mom, can I have 50 cents? Yeah, I understand this all too well.
Level, but the psychology behind it is very, very powerful. So MapleStory introduced an in-game gachapon-style system.
Yeah.
100 yen got you a ticket for a random in-game
Hostility
item, and
research
many people
complete.
consider this to be the first example of a random loot box.
So this was it.
Our
This
vengeance
piece of
is
shit.
yours.
Weeb game from the 2000s ruined video gaming. It wasn't the horse armor. It was this.
More credits are required.
This was the first moment in mainstream video games where you could pay money and not know
The
what
anima are
you
restless.
were getting. You were no longer paying for the game or for an
My
Civilian
statement on this,
structure
and my stance on
complete.
this has always been very clear.
Whatever the Unity
Everything
wills.
that you buy in a video game,
Control
you should know
group
exactly what you're
created.
buying. You should not buy a chance at something. You should not buy a roll at something. You should not buy
Unleash
something
our
that buys
wrath.
a chance at something.
The
you
Unity's
should
will
spend
be
money
done.
and get
Hostility
immediately
research complete.
exactly what you spent the money
We
for.
are ready.
Established
The
product
item
or
is
the theme
complete.
for the mystery.
The
ephemeral
Unity
moment
senses that
of
an
what
enemy
if
has
between
finished a
the
powerful
I'm mad
warship.
about the honing from yesterday.
Planet
yes,
item
I am.
ready.
It's fucking bullshit.
Your presence is strong.
and eventual
We
promise.
are
And
ready.
this system made
Commerce
a lot
upgrade
of money
complete.
because
3
MapleStory was
billion.
online and other people could see what you want.
Vengeance
so it was no
is a
longer
cruel
about having the
mistress.
game and enjoying the game.
We are
It was now about a
listening.
sense of community and
The
prestige
anima are
when you
restless.
have something somebody
Control
else
group
doesn't. If
created.
you make
Oh, that's the one thing that people love. People love to be the special boy. You know, oh yeah, I'm the special boy. I have the cool item. Absolutely.
game
It
multiplayer,
made a
competition
plain
amongst players
purchase.
becomes a thing. There are a
No
subset of players who
refunds.
enjoy being seen as the person with the best stuff.
Our
And
will
unlike
shall be
real
done.
gachapon machines,
Civilian
which read
structure
a physical
complete.
distance to travel to or
All
have a queue
power
by them,
to
or
jump
sometimes
drive.
just sold out.
We
Virtual
are
gachapon
ready.
tickets were unlimited,
We are
entirely
listening.
within the company's control and could be bought constantly.
Unity.
MapleStory already had
Harmony
the in-game items
research
made, so they were
complete.
selling the excitement
The
of
anima are
chat, and they were
restless.
tapping into the collector and completionist mentality
We
of
are
many
ready.
hardcore gamers.
12-year-olds.
So game developers began to see they didn't
Or
actually need to
9-year-olds.
sell a
Mining
gaming
upgrade
experience
complete.
anymore. They
More
could
credits
instead
are
sell the
required.
small adrenaline spike of
Your presence
potential.
is strong.
This was a turning point, a moment in
So MapleStory ruined gaming. I think that's pretty fair. Yeah.
investors realized it was
Our
completely
will
worthwhile
is
to dedicate
transcendent.
some
Exotics
game
have been
development time,
unveiled by
not
our
to the
scryers.
game itself,
Exotics
but
have
to
been
systems
unveiled by our
within the game
scryers.
designed
Exotics
simply
have
to
been
extract
unveiled
money
by our
from the player
scryers.
after they
A
had started
colonizable
playing,
planet
but
has
without
been
giving them
discovered.
a complete new
Hostility
game. This
research
is the first part
complete.
of the puzzle for
We'll
where we are
consider
today.
it.
So let's put this idea
Our
of
will shall
some
be
random
done.
chance into a
We'll
box.
consider it.
A box of all the design tricks which don't favor the player or make the
Our
game
fleet is trapped after
necessarily
arriving at a
better.
phase jump
box of design
inhibitor.
tricks which don't make me
Our
think, oh my
vengeance
god, this
is
is amazing.
yours.
I need to tell all my friends.
Sounds like a great box.
We'll consider
Instead,
it.
use the
Harmony
game
research
as a simple
complete.
vehicle for additional monetization. Now, the techniques in this box are not games themselves. They cannot exist on their own. They aren't
Commerce upgrade
symbiotic
complete.
with a game because they don't enhance each other. They are parasitic because they need the game to survive but don't necessarily improve.
Vengeance
We'll call
is a
this box
cruel
abusive
mistress.
monetization
Your
strategy.
presence is strong. Production of the item is
That's
complete.
about right. No, I think it's
You
very
may
true.
speak.
Is that a lot of these systems
At
are
last,
designed in a way that
the
they do
unities
make the
will
game
be
worse.
done.
Or not
Your
utilizing
presence is
these
strong.
systems makes the game
Hostility
worse.
research
That's
tier
like one of the
complete.
worst things that
Any
pay for
last
convenience in
words?
games has.
We await
is
your
that
command.
It makes it to where it
The
is
anima are
financially
restless.
lucrative for a developer to make a game inconvenient. Because now they can sell the shortcut.
Or from a more catchy title, Pandora's Box of Bad Design. The
Yeah, I
main danger
like
of
that
this
better.
box is, if we were to take the pie chart of game development time now, knowing that this box exists and
Civilian
knowing that
structure
techniques inside it
complete.
can make a decent amount of money, the finance people know they need to find space for the techniques within this box somewhere on the pie chart, which means something else must lose out.
The
Just
item
over
is
2 years to
complete.
2006,
Civilian
Western gaming
structure
market
complete.
Just like I said. Yep. Here we go.
it hasn't yet discovered the mass appeal and psychological dominance
Harmony
that
research
boxes have, but
complete.
they
Yeah.
have discovered
Let the
something just
bidding
as important.
commence.
Gamers will pay money to look different, and it all kicks off with this
Our
stupid
vengeance
horse.
is yours.
Now,
Oh,
Control group created.
You know it, I know it, everybody
Any
knows
last
it.
I've made a
words?
complete video on the history of this
Yeah.
horse, but the short story is the Elder Scrolls Oblivion was a
More
great
credits
game with
are
some great
required.
DLC, Knights of the
Production
Nine, and
of the
Shivering
item
Isles.
is
Never had
complete.
You also
DLC.
pay a few dollars to give your horse armor. Now, it's important
Yeah.
to understand this is
Your
completely
presence is
cosmetic. It
strong.
doesn't actually make
Beg
your
for
horse
our
any better in
forgiveness.
combat or defend it, but you can buy it. And people did. In fact, a lot of people bought it. And this highlighted another thing. Making a game takes a
Well,
long
everybody was very upset about this, and people would say like, "Oh, if you buy this, you're a loser, or you're stupid, or something like that," right? But yeah, I never bought this shit. Like,
Done
at
and
this
dusted.
point, I have the strategy
Hostility
guide for
research
Oblivion, but I
complete.
don't have the fucking horse armor. I don't know how to download that. My mom was like, "Bro, she wouldn't even buy, like, she wouldn't put her
Any
credit card on
last
the internet
words?
until like 2015." Like I would have to go to
Exotics
fucking
have been
Target and
unveiled
buy
by our
those
scryers.
fucking prepaid WoW game cards for her
Any
because she
last
would not want
words?
to have her card. Give that. You want me to give that to Blizzard? What the hell are they gonna do
No
with that?
bid.
What are they gonna do
You
with that?
missed
What are they gonna do with my
out.
card? Yeah, dude, she was not about that.
Time. But once the main game is made, the development time it would take to make a cosmetic for that game is relatively short. And that cosmetic can be sold for a small amount of money, but it can be sold many, many times. The cost is more...
Well, it's very simple, right? So, like, if you make something and you sell it for $1, and you make Elden Ring and you sell it for $60, do you think that the thing that you made that you're selling for $1 is only 1/60th easier than making Elden Ring? No, it's probably 1/10,000th easier than making Elden Ring. So in terms of optimization and min-maxing, you're going to min-max selling the thing that you make for $1 1 billion times than selling the thing that you sell for $60 100 times or 1,000 times.
But the sales volume is high, hence microtransaction. Separate from the idea of a complete expansion.
I hate how people call them microtransactions, but there's packages to buy it for $100. How the fuck is that a microtransaction? It's more than the game. That's a fucking that's a macro transaction. I wish people would start saying macro transactions every time that it's more than like $3.
Which would expand the game and make the game experience bigger. A microtransaction adds hardly anything beyond the original experience. It's almost inconsequential, but it's not free. So now developers know expansions are a bit risky, but microtransactions are very safe and very small. Even if they don't sell, it's not a great waste of development time. So the focus shifts away from selling a main game with lots of expansions to selling the main game and then lots and lots of small additional things. The problem with this is now developers had a vested interest in keeping the coolest cosmetics or the most fun little things out of the base game.
That is something that I have complained about for, I don't know, fucking 10 years. Like, I poured salt on my head about this in 2012, and everybody said I was a loser. But now, 10 years later, they realize that I was right all along.
Civilian structure complete.
Yeah, I fucking knew this shit was gonna happen. Because if you tell people that you can make money doing this, they're gonna start doing it. Of course.
Game and instead releasing them as additional microtransactions, which is something we'll see happen more and more. And this absolutely does not favor the player, because it leads to an experience where you as a player, even though you have bought the game, when you sit down to play it, you do not feel like you have access to the whole game.
The completion of this item makes us stronger.
You don't have access
the future is ours.
It used to be you bought a game and got a game. Now it's you buy a game and you get the main framework, which you need to pay more to flesh out. So let's add sell small additions to your game.
Production of the item is complete.
The box
Hostility research complete.
And as the box grows, so does the space it would need to take up in the game development part. Now we head into 2009 to the rise of Facebook and one of the cornerstones.
Oh, dude, like these Facebook games, like I remember there would be times where like, people would say that their grandma got addicted to like Farmville or something on Facebook. And she was spending more time on Farmville, and the cat's dead. And it's been dead for like 2 weeks, and like she doesn't even know about it because she's just been playing Farmville the whole time. Holy fuck. Yeah, people got addicted to this.
Of casual gaming and monetization.
Oh my god, yeah, the Mafia game too.
The item is complete.
Farmville was everywhere.
Research complete.
Made by Zynga.
I never played
the masters because Facebook was everywhere. Everyone was on it, and even non-gamers were gaming.
We are ready.
Great, but they were burning through the game too quickly.
Vengeance
they were
is a cruel
it and then just
mistress.
Along, which was not great.
You can't have that.
Facebook is
whatever the unity wills.
So Farmville did something really counterintuitive to increase player retention.
The anima are restless.
Energy, so you couldn't
Control
more than a
created.
certain amount every day. Now these games were most.
And this is how every game is now. You have like these weird fucking throttling systems that make it to where you can't do any progress. Now they have this. The thing is, some of them are okay. I actually think that some of these throttling systems are fine, but most of them are not. Like for example, only being able to do a raid and get loot from it once a week in WoW is fundamentally the same thing. It's just done in a way that's not harmful to the player. Conduit energy, yeah, exactly. Dailies, fucking Lost Ark Resonance. I forgot even what it was called in Diablo Immortal, but it was probably, there was 3 different versions of that in Diablo Immortal, probably. Yeah, a vitality in Tower Fantasy.
Played by people on phones and laptops, and people got bored pretty quickly.
Research rate upgrade complete.
Boredom is to limit
We'll
your
consider
time with
it.
something. Absence
Control
makes the
group
heart grow
created.
fonder, as they say. So energy systems limiting what actions you could take, or timers
item is
connected to
complete.
growing your crops or building things, and you couldn't progress them quicker.
Well,
By
it's not just
Defilers
the
encroach
energy
upon
systems,
us.
it's that the energy
The anima
systems
are
enable
restless.
them to also monetize bypassing the energy systems. That's I think the real reason why these got implemented. It's not because people would stop playing the game. It's basically them putting ankle weights on you and then telling you that for $5 they'll take them off for the week.
making the player progress
We await
only
your
in
command.
short but intense bursts, and then wait for their next fix of game.
May
You
our
either force them
vengeance
to
be
pay more money
swift.
to gain more energy,
Our
or
It's like you're
Vengeance
wearing like a
is yours.
chastity belt for 23
Desecrators
hours
assault
and they
our
take it off
world.
for one fucking
Our will
hour.
shall
And
be
then after
done.
that, you've got it
The
back on for
future
the rest
is
of the day.
ours.
Unless you pay
Control group
$5.
created.
skip the
Control
timers,
group
or
created.
make them return tomorrow.
Speak
And
your
this
mind.
is game design focused
Say no
on the
more.
formation of
Your
daily
desires.
habits. The psychological
Our
power of the
vengeance
habit has
is
been studied
yours.
for years.
Our
Motivational
shields
speakers
are
talk about
offline.
them, self-help
Armor
books push them, and now
down.
gaming
Only
companies
the
will look into
unity
use
can
them as a
save
way to
us
turn
now.
players into
We are
users.
ready.
Because it wasn't just about the game being fun anymore. The focus wasn't on giving the player the best experience you could
Well, I
give.
think it's very important whenever you look at the
The Unity
terminology,
has fallen
right? I mean,
silent
this
on
is
one of our
it's a
planets.
terminology change.
Severe damage
Terminology
sustained.
change.
All systems
Like,
are failing.
players are no longer
Your
players;
presence
they
is
are
strong.
now users. I think that's
Unleash
huge.
our wrath.
The molecular
Research
player
rate
enjoyed
upgrade
at their own
complete.
pace. The focus was about the game being effective at encouraging
Your presence is
specific
strong.
behavior response
All power to
from
jump
the
drive.
user.
Yeah.
Encouraging
The
the user
Unity
to
will
return day after
survive
day
this
is
loss.
habit forming. Someone who
Let
plays
the
your game
bidding
habitually is
commence.
more likely to repeat
Hostility
it.
research
Even after the game
complete.
itself has stopped being enjoyable, they're just continuing the habit. Along with this, game designers knew you would also have
Our
friends
fleet
on
is
Facebook
trapped
that may
after
not be
arriving
playing
at a
the
phase
game.
jump
Oh
inhibitor.
my god.
A
the
colonizable
updates
planet
from
has been
Farmville.
discovered.
Holy fuck, that was so annoying. Share your
Last
progress. Share your
chance to
progress. Oh,
surrender.
somebody gave you
Harmony
a gift.
research
Log on to
complete.
Farmville to claim it. Oh no.
And they wanted those friends to play
Is
the
it
game,
time?
which is why they put the mechanics in the game
I
of
remember one time there was like a hot girl on Facebook, and I saw I had a
Your
notification
presence
from
is
her,
strong.
and I was like, yes. And then it was Farmville.
Any last words? Speak your mind.
share
Another
this
planet
with your
joins
friends
the
to
Unity.
get bonuses and get
Destiny
boosts. A huge amount of
unfolds.
people began playing Facebook
The item
games
is
not because
complete.
they thought they would be the
No
type of game
bid.
they enjoyed,
You
because they
missed
did their friend
out.
a favor by starting up. They were supporting their farm.
Indentured servitude online. I love it.
They were joining their
Harmony
members. And just
research
like Maple
complete.
Stories Gacha being
Our
viewed by the
vengeance
players,
is
you could
yours.
share the progress of your farm. You could show
Our
off how
will
far along
is
you were,
transcendent.
Recruit your nephew and your grandma to come work on your
Done and
farm.
dusted.
And
Logistics
fucking
upgrade
work
complete.
for free on your video
Shields
game
down!
channel on Facebook.
Your
It's just
presence
like,
is strong.
whenever you break it down, it's so stupid, but it worked and people did it.
Hostility research
spurred
complete.
competition. So we can add limiting progression per day and encouraging
Our
you to
will
invite
shall
your
be
friends to
done.
start the game to
Beg
give
for
yourself
our forgiveness.
advantages or the ability
A
to
colonizable
share the
planet
progression
has
with
been
the community,
discovered.
which is why achievements on almost all consoles and PCs are public
credits
viewers
are
into
required.
the box of abusive monetization strategies. And while habitually playing something isn't generating money in itself, it does keep the audience around longer so they can be exposed to other, more successful strategies. Now, some
Our
people
vengeance
More
is
like,
yours.
let's say every single
Planet
time that
item
somebody
ready.
opens the game, there's a 10% chance that they're gonna buy something. Well, then all you need to do is get them to open the game 10 times. So there you go. Now this is the goal. You got to get them to open the game 10 times. It's that easy.
will point out that paying to advance more or paying to skip timers
Last
is in some ways
chance
similar
to
to the old
surrender.
arcade process of dying and then putting more coins in to continue.
continue, yeah.
And it is similar, but there is a crucial difference. With an arcade game, you could, in theory, finish the game entirely on skill.
Yeah.
These timers
The item
and
is
energy
complete.
bars in games such as Farmville
The anima
cannot
are
ever
restless.
be finished on skill alone, because you will hit a wall.
Yeah, there were no, as far as I know, there were no
Commerce
Farmville
upgrade
esports
complete.
competitions.
That you will need to either wait for or pay to remove. But this wasn't everything. Nowhere near. Farmville had other
Yeah,
strategies. You
TSM
had
doesn't have a
timers and you
Farmville
could
team.
Any last
convert money
words?
directly. Now you had to convert real money into a proprietary currency. In this
Our
case,
vengeance
Farmville.
is yours.
And this is one of the most prevalent designs we still see.
Hostility
because
research
it does several
complete.
psychological things
Civilian structure
disgustingly well.
complete.
If you can buy
That would actually have been so fucking funny, though, whenever I'm thinking about it. Like, imagine if one of the big esports orgs just brought in, like, a bunch of
Harmony
the players'
research
moms,
complete.
and they had, like, a
Your
competitive
presence is
Farmville team,
strong.
and it was actually just, like, 7 of
Whatever
the, you know,
the
like, their
unity
Counter-Strike
wills.
players, like, their moms,
Planet
just
item
talking
ready.
about the game. That would have been fucking hilarious. I would watch that,
directly from
yeah.
the game, you can see the cost
It made
in
a
currency that
fine
you
purchase.
understand. But if the game
No
displays items in
refunds.
their own proprietary
Our
currency, such as
vengeance
gems
is
or farm or
yours.
platinum or farm
Is it
bucks or
time?
whatever they want to call it, you
Very
have to make
wise.
one mental step
Mining
in
upgrade
converting the
complete.
currency from what you understand to what you don't understand.
Yep.
So all these things are now one mental step away from
Stand
having
by
real
for
value.
phase
That
jump.
is hugely
Civilian
important,
structure
because even
complete.
once
And that's why all these games have like 2 or 3 different currencies, where you buy you use your real money, and then you buy the in-game premium currency, and then you use
We
the
have
premium
cleansed the
currency
planet of
to
heathens.
buy the shop currency. It's like Lost Ark.
Say
You buy
no
royal
more.
crystals and turn them into
The
blue
anima are
crystals, and then you
restless.
spend blue crystals on items in the shop.
step is further than most people are willing to go.
So it's like, how much money are you really spending
Done
with,
and dusted.
you know, like $400 or, you know, $100 of Lost Ark money? It's kind of hard to say, because you've got to go through
The
royal
item is
crystals,
complete.
blue crystals, and gold.
So let's add that into the box. Proprietary in-game premium currency to obscure real-world value by a single step.
I also think that every single game this shouldn't let you do this. I think that if you're gonna have microtransactions in a game, I think that there is no
Commerce
consumer
upgrade
advantage
complete.
that pricing in the store exists in crystals or, oh fuck, is it messed up?
You may speak. Our voices speak as one. Is it time?
Are we good? Testing 1 2 3.
More credits are required.
Is we big good? Oh, yeah, there it is. So like, I do think that it should be just against the rules, because like at a certain point, I think that
Our
what is really
vengeance
the
is
government and
yours.
regulatory agency's job? It is to protect individuals and consumers from predatory and unfair practices that companies have. And I feel like there is literally no advantage that having these different
Hostility
intermediary
research complete.
currencies provides
Exotics
to
have
the
been
player.
unveiled by our scryers.
This does not help anybody. This doesn't make it easier to understand. It just makes it worse. What's the line, though? What do you mean, where's the line? The line's simple. If you have something in the store, it's supposed to be in USD, or whatever the currency of the... we're going to move this a little bit. Let me move this so now you guys can see how big the box is getting. There we go. Yeah, you just...
Production
You just
of the
have
item
everything in
is
USD.
complete. More
or,
credits
you know,
are required.
euros or whatever.
Our
of whatever
will
that currency
is
is.
transcendent.
Yeah, it should be in, it should be
Logistics
in local
upgrade
currency
complete.
only.
Harmony
And that's
research
it.
complete. The
Only
future
points of it make
is
you convert the
ours.
currency to multiple
Another
other
planet
in-game
joins
currencies,
the
which is
unity.
And you
More
have to think about
credits are
why is it
required.
like this. Fundamentally, the reason why it's like this is because it is designed in a way to deceive you. So how is it good for the consumer that these things exist? Well, I'll tell you. It's not.
almost completely impossible to track in your own mind. So you need to buy the currency.
Time
And this
to
is the next
bid.
trick.
Place
the
a
currency
buy.
is usually sold in packs.
Item
and these
complete.
packs
We are
typically
stronger
sized
now.
to either be double
More
under
credits
what
are
you actually
required.
need, or very,
Civilian
very close to the
structure
next best
complete.
thing, making you consider the next pack up. For
They're not actually, well, they're not even either, which makes it even more difficult to, like, let's say you get 100 keys for $100. Well, each key
Production
is a
of the
dollar.
item
But they
is
don't do that.
complete.
They have all these like weird,
Civilian
like,
structure complete.
odd numbers.
example, you need
We are
gems
ready.
to buy something.
Hostility
and gem
research
packs
complete.
Are sold in packs of 90 or 205. You may as well buy the 205 pack. But then
Yeah, it's like at this point, right? I mean, at this point, you're
Logistics
losing money
upgrade
if you
complete.
don't buy 505 gems.
Planet item ready.
Yeah, you're just losing money. You're stupid.
And there's a really good item in the game for 210, and
Yeah.
you're only 5 gems short. But the next pack contains 500 gems. But there's a mega item for 505 gems, and you're only 5 gems shy of that now. You're not
Exactly.
thinking about the number 505, you're thinking it's only 5 and then only another 5. Much smaller jumps for much higher jumps in value.
Civilian
You'd be a
structure
fool if
complete.
You didn't take them, right? So that's
Exactly.
going in the box.
We have
You'd be
lost
losing
access
money
to
if
the
you
middle
didn't spend
market.
$100
More
on the
temples
premium
of
pack
harmony
that gives you
required.
50% extra
Let
crystals.
this be a lesson.
I mean, you're
Next
basically
time, pay
stupid
up.
if you don't spend
Harmony
$100.
research complete. More temples of harmony
But let's say you
required.
do buy a pack. Whatever pack you buy, you will spend your unique in-game proprietary currency, but then you'll discover something else. The currency is non-refundable, and it is almost impossible to spend.
We
all
await
of it.
your
If you
command.
get Some random number, like 4
Yeah.
gems or 2 bits
Harmony
of platinum.
research
it's never
complete.
0. And this will bother you, because in your mind, that's a waste, and you don't like waste. And if you don't spend that currency, then the game is keeping it, and you've paid
Yep.
for that. But the only way to make
Production
this useful
of
is
the
to buy another
item is
currency pack.
complete.
I mean, this is just like,
Our will
and like the
is
logic of this is so
transcendent.
stupid, but it works. It's like, I remember one time I had a bag of gummy lifesavers that I ate, and it started
Our
making me sick.
vengeance is
And I thought to
yours.
myself, well, I've got to eat the
Whatever
rest
the
of these
unity
as fast as I
wills.
can, so they won't be around anymore to make me sick. Exact same mentality.
Planet item ready.
Be a fool if you didn't do that.
Redefine
I ate the whole bag.
Just sitting there in strange, unspendable amounts.
Alright,
It's annoying.
you twisted
And it's
me
by
arm.
design.
Civilian structure
But
complete.
maybe you know all this, and you're not a fool. You won't spend a lot. You'll wait for a sale, but oh, look,
Mining
you're around
upgrade
there.
complete.
There's an offer, a load of premium currency, a boost, a few cosmetics. It's a limited time
That's
offer,
it.
and it's all for the low price of just under $1. Now, you'd definitely be a fool if
Wow.
you didn't buy this.
Yeah,
If
you'd be
ever
an
wondered
idiot.
Why the intro packs to almost
More
any
credits
game
are
such
required.
good value. It's because studies have shown people who buy a single purchase are much, much more likely to
Exotics
make
have been
another purchase.
unveiled
No,
by our
it's how to get-
squires.
the salesman's technique is called getting your foot
Your
in the door,
presence is
right? It's like
strong.
as soon as you
Hostility
can
research
condition
complete.
a person
We'll
into
consider
buying
it.
something or
Control
getting them
created.
into a habit of doing it, then it's
Production
so much
of the
easier.
item is complete.
Now it's it's only a
Civilian
matter
structure
of
complete.
time.
Our will
So you want to make
is
the first purchase
transcendent.
really enticing.
The completion of this
Some
item
phones
makes us
need you to
stronger.
authorize in-app
Hostility research
purchases.
complete.
But once you've authorized
Civilian
more,
structure
Exactly,
complete.
and like also, yes, you
Planet
have your
item
payment
ready.
information saved.
Harmony
So
research
now
complete.
there's not that barrier to entry. Now you don't have to put in your credit
Civilian
card
structure
information to spend
complete.
$100. All you have to do is spend $100. You just click the button. It's not. I mean, you didn't even really spend the money. I mean, where'd it go? Like you just click the button, it's done.
Our
So
will
yeah, as soon
shall
as they
be
have
done.
your payment info, it makes it
All
way
power
easier.
to jump
Don't
drive.
think, just buy it. Yeah, I mean, well,
Civilian
you have to
structure
just buy it
complete.
because it's a
We
limited
are
offer. It's gonna
ready.
go away in 2 hours, and if you don't get it now, it'll
Our
be gone
vengeance
forever.
is yours.
double check for any extra purchases. So you confirm that you want to buy the cheap pack, and then it
A
doesn't double-check
colonizable
the
planet
expensive
has been
packs, because
discovered.
every
Yeah.
screen
Let
between
the
plan
bidding
and the purchase
commence.
is a moment they could doubt and reconsider.
And this is always true. And like, for example, this is the case with any sort of like online commerce. Is that
We
the
have
different
cleansed
websites
the
that
planet
you
of
have
heathens.
can track whenever
Another
people
planet
leave the store.
joins the unity.
So like they can track,
All
okay,
right,
this person
you
put the
twisted
item
me
in their
arm.
cart. Okay, this person put
Unfortunately,
the item
the
in their
auction
cart
slipped
and
from
then
your
you check
grasp.
out, and it's like
Our
what the
will
drop-off
is
is at each
transcendent.
different time period.
Harmony research
Do
complete.
you want to get those?
Logistics
are you sure
upgrade
you want to
complete.
purchase this? Checks.
Our
and
will
out
is
the way.
transcendent.
Unusually
Production
cheap
of the
intro
item is
microtransactions
complete.
Just to get you into a habit.
Planet
Let's add
item
that to the
ready.
box. And while the box is
Hostility
looking pretty
research tier
anti-player
complete.
and anti-consumer
We await
so
your
far,
command.
nowhere near full.
Item complete. We are stronger now.
Harmony research complete.
Oh my
We
god,
are
bro, like
ready.
this fantasy
Civilian
team ship.
structure
I can't
complete.
fucking believe
We'll consider it.
people buy
We
this.
await your command.
Like a lot
Civilian
of the
structure
time, like you're
complete.
buying the same characters. And like the worst part about this is like however stupid I think FIFA
Our
is,
vengeance is yours.
I spent like $40 on Lost Ark card packs yesterday. So I mean it's the same exact
Our
thing.
vengeance is yours.
It's
We await your
fuck.
command.
Idiot? Yeah, well, at
Civilian
least
structure
every year,
complete.
if I get Light of
Mining
Salvation
upgrade
plus
complete.
30, I'm gonna
We
be
await
okay.
your command.
Yeah, I won't have to worry
Alright,
about it for a
you
long
twisted
time.
me arm.
Civilian
10.
structure
And look,
complete.
at FIFA's
Production
Ultimate
of the
Team
item
mode.
is
Now, I'm not
complete.
really into football games,
Time
but
to
the
bid.
FIFA franchise
Place
mode
am I?
actually highlights the game's
Harmony
design shift
research
really well.
complete.
It shows how games
Our
have moved
will
from being a
is
fun experience by
transcendent.
themselves to a fun enough framework that other monetization tactics will cling to like limpets. In FIFA, you can buy
Our
loot boxes
vengeance
which
is
contain random
yours.
cards of players and
Harmony
use these to build up
research
your ultimate
complete.
team. The Ultimate
Let
Team mode
this be
takes
a
several of
lesson.
the
Next
box
time,
ideas and
pay
combines
up.
them. And now the
Civilian
Ultimate Team mode
structure
makes
complete.
more money than
Whatever
the box.
the unity wills. Civilian structure complete. Civilian structure complete.
Fuck,
We
man.
are ready.
Oh, we are
Harmony
really
research complete.
really interesting days,
Whatever
aren't
the
we?
unity
Oh my
wills.
god, this is so ridiculous. Like, we're triple fucked. Like, yeah, gotcha indeed.
Hostility research complete.
I think that
Harmony
again,
research
all this
complete.
stuff is enabled by gambling. Like, if for example on the FIFA store they had fucking Messi on the store, and he was
Harmony
$500.
research
Okay?
complete.
Our
Nobody would buy
vengeance
it.
is yours.
But the reason why they're buying it is they're getting eaten one
Production
bite
of the
at a
item
time.
is complete.
They're not getting swallowed whole with the $500
All
purchase
power
right
to
on
jump
right
drive.
immediately. But it's one bite
Hostility
at a time. It's the
research
gamba
complete.
that
Our
enables
fleet
these
is
purchases.
trapped after arriving
Because
at a
I
phase
think
jump
that the amount
inhibitor.
of people
The
who would
Unity
actually
senses that
sit
an
there
enemy has
and
finished
spend
a powerful
$500
warship.
just to have
Harmony
that card,
research complete.
and you knew that the only way that somebody had that card is that they spent $500, people would laugh
Let
at
the
it.
bidding commence.
And if you think that I'm wrong,
Your presence
people
is
laugh
strong.
at you for spending
Our
$8
will
on
shall
Twitter.
be done. Any last
Think
words?
about how stupid you've got to be to spend $500 on a FIFA game that gets outdated next year.
Harmony research complete. Control group created.
Sales of FIFA
No bid.
itself. In fact,
You
since 2018,
missed out.
FIFA Ultimate Team has generated over $1 billion in revenue per year for EA. In 2021,
Hostility
they made
research complete.
$1.6 billion, and it happens every single year. And the cards you buy in the Ultimate Team for 1
Production
year
of the item is complete. We
Why
have
not?
cleansed the planet of heathens. Another
Why
planet
not? Why
joins
can't
the
you use
Unity.
the cards in the next year?
Insufficient metal.
wonder
Defense
why.
upgrade complete.
Your presence is strong.
life.
Our will shall be done.
That's right.
Harmony research
My life
complete.
is salvation will
Vengeance is
whenever
a
I get my
cruel
life
mistress.
salvation up to level 30, it's
Insufficient
gonna be
metal.
forever too.
Player pay for it again and again every year. Let's add that to the box. Yearly repeated microtransactions.
Your
Now, as a
arguments are
developer,
compelling.
you look at this
I
thing,
shall
this
stand
box,
with
and
you.
think, wow,
Your
selling my
arguments
game
are
is not a
compelling.
profitable
I
thing
shall
anymore.
stand with
But
you.
what I can sell
Your arguments are
within the
compelling.
game. By now,
I
the
shall
box
stand
of
with you.
abusive monetization
Your
is
presence
getting
is
so
strong.
big, it's
A
almost
colonizable
impossible to
planet
ignore
has been
if you
discovered.
are in the game.
Our
And this
fleet
was
is trapped
like, we
after
haven't even
arriving
gotten
at a
to 10
phase
years
jump
ago,
inhibitor.
okay?
Hostility
Later in
research
2011,
complete.
The MMORPG RuneScape is suffering. They had a major update to the
We'll
combat system,
consider
which
it.
a huge majority
Any
of the player
last
base hated,
words?
and this made them lose a lot of players. This is a mistake worthy of its own video, but the bottom line
Shields
is they are
offline!
a monthly
We're
subscription
defenseless!
game losing subscribing players.
Yes.
And they need to find a way to either
We're
recover
without
paying
armor!
members or to
Defilers encroach upon us.
So
Let the
a
bidding
subscription game that you
commence.
pay monthly for,
Is it time?
losing players,
Commerce
and then having
upgrade complete.
microtransactions in it.
Speak your
Yeah, I
mind.
could see this happening.
Hostility
Yeah,
research
I think
complete.
this seems reasonable.
Harmony
Yeah.
research complete.
enter the loyalty program. Every month of membership, you
No
will
bid.
receive
You missed out.
consecutive months that you remain subscribed. And then you can spend loyalty points on cool
Our shields
exclusive
are offline.
cosmetics or mechanically powerful auras and boosts.
Armor
so
down!
now, cancelling your
Only
membership
the
isn't just a
Unity
case of
can
thinking,
save us
I'm
now."
not enjoying the game.
Your
so I
presence
won't
is
pay,"
strong.
which is a very simple,
Desecrators assault
understandable,
our
fair
world.
transaction. It's
Severe
now a case of
damage
thinking,
sustained.
I'm
All
not enjoying
systems
the
are
game,
failing.
But if I unsubscribe,
You
I
lose
break my
everything.
loyalty
The anima
streak.
are
You earn
restless.
far fewer loyalty
The
points.
Unity
And this
has
is what
fallen
people
silent
that
on
do
all of our
streamers
planets.
too. Like, I don't understand this. Like, I'm subscribed
Our
to some
time
people
has
on
come.
Twitch. Yeah,
The
sure, they're
Unity
like friends of
will
mine.
survive this
But it's like
loss.
some people like make a
The
big
Unity's
deal
will
out of,
be
like,
done.
Planet
being
item
subscribed
ready.
to like different streamers
Speak
and
your
shit like that.
mind.
Like,
Military structure complete.
oh, I don't know, man. Like,
We have come to bring the Unity's enlightenment
I don't
to
know.
all.
Not really.
Hostility research complete.
Absolutely. What do you
The
mean,
anima
really?
are
Yeah.
restless.
upgrade
my streak,
complete.
yeah, I don't know. It's
Another
just
planet joins the Unity.
not that big of a deal.
Harmony research complete. Is it time?
Which will put me at a
Hostility
disadvantage
research
if I ever do
complete.
want to come back in the
Our
future.
vengeance
which
is
is not
yours.
fair.
We
The
are
transaction is
ready.
simple, but now we're putting the player in the position of give money even
The
if you don't
anima
want to
are
play
restless.
because you don't want to break a habit. That's
And I think this is
Control
still
group
okay.
created.
Like, if a
Time to
company
bid,
wants to do
place
this,
them
a
high.
game developer wants to do
Our
this, I think that they should
vengeance
be
is
able to
yours.
do this. I don't like
Hostility
it,
research
but I
complete.
think it's okay if a company does this. Even though it is, somebody says it's
The anima
ass,
are
it is
restless.
absolutely ass.
We'll
However,
consider it.
there are things that are much worse.
Let this
going
be
in the
a
box.
lesson.
And by
Next
now, the
time,
box is
pay
demanding
up.
a bigger and bigger slice of the game design pie chart. 2 years later, 2013 sees the release of Dead Space 3, the third
Never played
installment in
this
a horrific horror trilogy. Well, sort of. While Dead Space 1 and 2 were indeed terrific horror games with tension and pacing and balanced gameplay and great stories, Dead Space 3 did something strange. It took the idea of you being a lone engineer trapped on an infested spaceship struggling against incredible
Hostility
odds using
research
only a small
complete.
collection of mining tools
We
and
await
very
the
limited
Unity's
ammunition
command.
to survive, and it added in the ability to let you buy in-game guns with real cash.
Our
from
will
the cash
is
shop. A
transcendent.
horror survival game.
What?
Your presence is strong.
Damn, bro, that's,
We'll
I mean,
consider it.
wow. Okay. What's wrong with microtransactions if they're completely cosmetic?
Production of the
No,
item is
they're not
complete.
cosmetic. Number two,
made a
I don't
plain
have a problem with
purchase.
microtransactions
No
as long
refunds.
as they
You won
are
us over with your
priced
fancy words.
in USD
and your
and
coin.
they are not a gotcha system.
The anima are restless.
It's not a random
Our will
event
shall
system.
be done.
You spend money,
Hostility
you
research
get
complete.
things.
We
Literally
await your
that simple.
command.
Your presence
selling
is
you
strong.
in-game guns and ammo, completely
Wow.
defeating the atmosphere and vibe the game was going
Whatever
for.
the
Selling those
Unity
things they could
wills.
use within your game to make the game easier. Let's add that to the box.
Filers
That's
encroach
the
upon
power.
us.
This one
Time
manages
to
to
bid,
out-monetize
place
even
them
the
high.
arcade. It'd be like
We
using
await
more
your
guns in
command.
Time Crisis and getting a rocket launcher or removing
Whatever
the
the
crazy
Unity
taxes.
wills.
Let me think about
Item
that.
complete.
Has there ever been
New
a game
modules
back then that would
installed.
sell power?
Shields are
The
compromised.
closest thing that you
The
could
anima
possibly
are
have
restless.
would be maybe buying one of those different
Let
controllers
this
that
be
have
a
a turbo
lesson.
button.
Next time,
That
pay
is
up.
the closest thing
We
that
are
I can think
severely
of to like
crippled.
back in the day. pay to
Control
win.
group created. Hostility research complete.
Shields
Yeah,
down!
yeah, Game Shark
You
is a
may
good, yeah, that's a
speak.
good point. I
We
heard
are
that Game
severely
Shark
crippled.
today.
It's
Shields
the purpose
down!
of the original
Our
game.
armor is
Along with Dead
breached.
Space selling
We are
guns,
severely
the
crippled.
game of Dota
We're going
2
down.
released what many consider
The
the
item is
ultimate
complete.
battle pass. Started,
Our
it was
armor
Dota
is
2
breached.
Insufficient
Insufficient
pass everywhere.
We are
and had
severely
no
crippled.
idea what they were.
We're going
Effectively,
down.
an optional
Hostility
process
research
which
complete.
unlocked a series of
Shields
challenges or
down.
processes you can
Our
go
armor is
through to
breached.
unlock more stuff in the game, but they are
Seek
time
minds to
sensitive.
make
So
our
you buy
own.
the monthly battle pass.
Vengeance
and if
is
you
a
play
cruel
certain number of hours
mistress.
or kill a certain number of
Off
enemies
to
or achieve
handle
a
your
certain number
dirty
of
work.
whatever it wants you to do, you can advance along the battle pass and unlock new stuff. Now,
I think battle passes would have been way better, and I think they would be better at the end of the battle
Vengeance
pass
is a cruel
duration.
mistress.
Everybody just got everything
Mining
out of the
upgrade
battle pass,
complete.
and like you could just work to unlock it inside of the season. But if you
Item
don't finish
complete.
it inside the
New
season, you
modules
can just get the rest of it at the end.
We are
I
ready.
think that would be a lot better.
Civilian structure complete.
now you
Hostility
could
research
It's never gonna
complete.
happen.
be available for everyone to
Civilian
unlock
structure
anyway, but by
complete.
limiting it to a
Whatever
tiny battle
the
pass, you're
Unity
doing a few
wills.
manipulative things. You're creating a fear of missing out, or FOMO.
We await
as
the
players
Unity's
know if they
command.
don't have this battle pass, they may never get the full experience or that rare cosmetic ever again. So you are encouraging an unhealthy amount of gameplay, because if you're not advancing your battle pass, you're losing
We
precious
shall do
time.
as you
This
command.
is the same with like login rewards. I remember whenever login had like some login reward that was really cool.
Civilian structure
People were logging
complete.
in every single day. I remember like Stoops and Seals were on
Maximum
vacation and
civilian
they had to
orbit
go
slots
like
reached.
fucking one of those like
Upgrade
computer
logistics to
LAN
unlock more
cafes to
civilian
log into
slots.
Lost Ark to make sure
Hostility
that they
research
collected
complete.
their item for the day.
Time to bid.
It was
Place
nuts.
them
Now you're
high.
actually discouraging players
Commerce
from enjoying
upgrade
any other
complete.
game and forcing them to focus entirely on progression within yours.
Yeah.
This design is, of course, at odds with the limit playtime technique because they appeal to different demographics.
Civilian structure complete.
I think
Production
battle
of
passes
the
are a lot
item
better
is
for people that are
complete.
like mono gamers.
This be a
Like for
lesson.
example, you
Next
only play
time,
like maybe
pay
one
up.
or two games. I think battle passes are pretty much okay for those people because they're gonna play through it and get it anyway. But whenever you're playing
Hostility
like
research
12
complete.
different games at a
We
time,
seek
and
minds
then
to
you
make
have
our
10 different
own.
battle passes, I think
Civilian
that's whenever
structure
things become
complete.
really just like unmanageable.
Civilian structure complete.
Limited time
Hostility
progression
research
track
complete.
doesn't always actively improve a game, but it does always increase that game's revenue. So throw it in the box. By now, even the concept of a fun, well-made game is starting to look
We
like
seek
a
minds to
horrifically
make our
augmented
own.
shadow of its
The
former
Unity
self.
calls us to
Imagine what a
action.
well-made game would
We
look like
obey
if you
the
tried to
Unity's
shoehorn
will.
in all of the techniques in this
Our
box.
will
And
is
unfortunately, eventually,
transcendent.
I know
Commerce
what it's like. I
upgrade
played it
complete.
last year. It was called Diablo Immortal.
you won't need to imagine. We're
Civilian
seeing more and more.
structure
Later that
complete.
same year, one of my
Yeah.
favorite
Your
games
arguments are
Assassin's
compelling.
Creed
I
Black
shall
Flag,
stand
a
with you.
fantastic pirate game.
Hostility
There's just one
research
problem.
complete.
Unless you own both a
We
PlayStation
seek
and an
minds to
Xbox
make
and are
our
willing to buy
own.
2 copies of the game,
Powering
you can never
phase
experience the full
engines.
game. Black Flag
We shall
features
do as you
console
command.
exclusive levels, which not only fueled the petty console
The
wars,
Unity
but
calls
also
us to
highlighted the
action.
fact that marketing
your
executives
bitch,
were now
Scallywag.
powerful enough to tell games developers
We obey the
exactly
Unity's
what their
will.
players deserved.
We
or
shall
more
do as you
importantly,
command.
what their non-players
Production of the
don't.
item is
This is not
complete.
player-focused design
Revenge
at all. Although I
awaits.
completely understand the power of
Item
console
complete.
exclusives,
New
when I walked into
modules
a game shop and
installed.
picked up 2 copies of Black
The
Flag and
Unity
realized
calls us
no matter
to
what I choose,
action.
there's a million
Hostility
ways to play
research
this. If I don't have
complete.
the right console,
Next time,
that didn't
place
leave
a
a good
bid.
taste in my mouth.
Civilian
sucks.
structure complete.
It absolutely
We
sucks.
sense
Like
that
my
an
opinion
enemy
has
has
always
fallen.
been that
Their
console
impurities no
exclusive
longer
games are
risk
trash.
polluting the Unity.
There is no
Done
benefit
and
for the
dusted.
user
We
that
obey
some
the
game
Unity's
is console
will.
exclusive on
Powering
PlayStation.
phase
There will
engines.
never be a situation where
Desecrators assault our
this
world.
game only being available on PlayStation
Revenge
makes it better for the
awaits.
people playing it.
Civilian structure
While
complete.
Dota may have started
Defilers
a battle pass
encroach
idea that
upon
was
us.
almost perfected 4
We
years
shall
later
do
in
as you
2017
command.
by Fortnite
Logistics
Season
upgrade
2, which
complete.
replaced the season shop
We
with a
are
battle
listening.
pass system.
Played
Control
Fortnite
group
4 years.
created.
Never spent a single cent.
And then later in November of
Desecrators
2017,
assault our
witnessed
world.
the best gaming
Hostility
history, and it
research
fills us all
complete.
with a sense of
You may
pride
speak.
and accomplishment.
Our shields
Star
are
Wars
offline.
Battlefront 2 was an
Phase
People
jump
fucking
underway.
went ape shit
Production
about
of the
this.
item
Oh my
is
God,
complete.
this was bad.
amazing
Armor
game released
down!
back in 2005,
Only the
not to be
Unity
confused
can
with Star
save
Wars
us
Battlefront
now.
2, which was a mediocre
Civilian
game which released in
structure
2017.
complete.
It was a full
Revenge
price game, and
awaits.
it also had a
Severe damage sustained. All systems are failing.
This led to embedded
We
use of
offer the
Yep.
absolution of
Even though
death.
they bought $80
Vengeance
Takes
is a
40
cruel
hours to unlock
mistress.
a hero.
The Unity has
it's
fallen
bad.
silent on one of our planets.
Apparently, this
The
after
Unity
reading
will
this post, a
survive this
developer
loss.
on the Overwatch team got a promotion after
Item
they
complete.
gave their new
New
idea for
modules
the new
installed.
We have cleansed the planet
Overwatch
of
2.
heathens. Another
They
planet
said only
joins the
40
Unity.
hours.
Civilian structure
Just giving it away
complete.
for free at that point.
Time to bid. Place them
on.
on.
Direct our wrath.
Control created.
The Unity calls us to action.
Now you can earn an average of
Vengeance is a
250
cruel
credits per
mistress.
10-minute match at the
We
time,
are
so you
ready.
can grind for roughly
Let this
40
be a
hours
lesson.
of constant
Next
gameplay,
time, pay
longer
up.
than the average completion
Logistics
time for most
upgrade
video games
complete.
to unlock
Production
a
of the
single
item is
character.
complete.
Or you can pay for the
Revenge
And the thing
awaits.
is, like, for example,
Vengeance
if you
is a
had to
cruel
spend that
mistress.
much time just to unlock a
Defilers
character,
encroach
I wouldn't
upon
really
us.
give a fuck about
Planet
that.
item
The
ready.
problem is that
We
you can
await
just
the
spend
Unity's
money to
command.
bypass it.
Civilian
If you
structure
couldn't bypass
complete.
it, it'd be fine. I wouldn't care.
Control group
Rather than
created.
spend those on hero crates
We
and just
obey
pop.
the
EA responded
Unity's
to this
will.
Reddit complaint saying the
Desecrators
Radiant
assault
crates
our
are so
world.
expensive or take so long to
Vengeance
unlock
is
to
a
give
cruel
sense of
mistress.
pride and accomplishment
Our
to
shields are
players who did
offline.
manage to unlock
We
them.
await
This
your
becomes the most
command.
down to pro-
Armor down! Only the Unity can save us now. Severe damage
Wow, I
sustained.
spent
All
$100.
systems are failing.
I have
The
Darth
Unity
Vader. I'm a
will
winner.
survive this loss.
Holy fuck, man.
The Unity calls us to
Yeah, this
action.
is a negative
Control group
667,000
Unleash our wrath.
updos.
Item complete. New
That's a lot of
modules
down
installed.
Civilian structure
accomplishment to
complete.
players who did manage
Phase
to
jump
unlock them.
underway.
This becomes the most downvoted
Revenge
comment in Reddit.
awaits.
history. So,
We
not
obey
being
the
part of your
Unity's
full-priced
will.
game behind either
Civilian
hours of
structure
life or spending
complete.
even more
We
money
await
to
your
unlock the cool
command.
stuff before other people.
The
who
item
got
is
the same
complete.
energy. Now, it's
Civilian
important to
structure
understand that
complete.
games having things locked within them
You
is not
want us
necessarily
over
bad
with your
design. One of my
fancy
favorite games of all
words.
time is
And your
SSX Tricky,
coin.
the snowboarding game. And as you play,
You will find enlightenment
Yeah,
and
it's
death.
totally fine
Production
that it
of
takes
the
a really
item
long
is
time to
complete.
unlock certain characters.
Time to bid.
The
Place
problem
them high.
is that it takes a long time to unlock other characters. The problem
Can
is
grow
you can
no
spend
more.
money to
Now
bypass
is the time to fulfill our destiny.
boards and new tracks.
We seek
Progression
minds
within
to
the
make
game,
our
and
own.
rewarding that progression with
Military
mechanics,
structure
new characters,
complete.
and new areas is not
They will
bad.
join
The
us
problem
or
was
die.
progression wasn't the only
Let
way
this
to
be a
unlock this.
lesson.
You could
Next
simply
time,
pay more
pay
money to
up.
get it
There it
immediately.
is.
The
And
enemy
because it was a
will know
competitive
our
game,
wrath.
people who paid the extra money were at an advantage over those
Their
who didn't.
worlds will
This is a
burn in the
video about
Unity's
how new
flames.
games feel wrong.
Our armor
And
is
it feels
breached.
wrong to buy the same game as someone else
down.
and to know that they will have an
Shields
advantage over you if they pay
Shields
more.
down.
I totally fucking
Shields
agree
down.
with that.
We're
I think
exposed
that's
to
probably one of the
attack.
best ways to say it
Shields
too.
down.
Like,
We're
why do you want
exposed
to
to
play a
attack.
game that's a
Our armor
competitive
is
game
breached.
that you're set
We
up
are
to lose?
severely crippled. Our
It
armor is
sucks.
breached. Our
Like, that's
armor
why I
is
think a lot of
breached.
people stop doing like
Our
WoW
armor is
PvP
breached.
also because like you don't
We're
have all
going
the best
down.
gear. Why do you want to go
Our
there?
destruction is at hand.
I want to go looking for
Revenge
this
awaits.
Unity, protect our crippled vessel. We are severely crippled.
looking at me weird.
We're
and
going
left
down.
3 times, just
We
like,
are
okay.
severely crippled.
Production of the item is complete.
So it comes
We're
up to me
going
that, well, I know
down.
you from somewhere.
They will join us or die.
That's crazy.
Shields
I'm like, yeah,
down.
I thought I knew.
Vengeance is a cruel
The fan
mistress.
viewer.
We're going
He's
down.
like, I watched a video.
The Unity
about
commands
Elden
your
Ring. I'm like, is that right?
destruction.
He says, yeah.
Shields
You were watching
down.
somebody else's
We're
video,
going down.
and they didn't like
We
Elden Ring,
await
and
the
you were
Unity's
saying you were
command.
stupid.
Our
And I'm
armor
like,
is breached.
Yeah,
We are
exactly,
severely
that was me.
crippled.
And he's like, and they were
They will
stupid.
join
I'm like,
us
I
or
know, right?
die.
I'm like, did you play Elden Ring? He's like,
Vengeance
yeah, it was
is a
great.
cruel
I'm like,
mistress.
yeah, I don't know what that guy was talking
Shields
about. That guy's a fucking
down.
idiot. And
We
he's like,
shall
yeah,
do
send
as
me
you
pictures. I'm
command.
like, yeah, sure. And
Shields
he's like,
down.
you know, he's looks so. I see him
Shields
looking
down.
over at like
Our armor is
he's like
breached.
middle-aged man.
We
with,
are
like,
severely
everything,
crippled.
You know, like prim
We
and
are
proper. I'm like,
severely
"That's
crippled.
manager?" Yeah.
The item is complete.
I'm like, I'm not operating.
Vengeance is a cruel mistress.
We're going
Just go stand
down.
over here. He won't be able to see you.
Shields
And
down.
he's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's fine. And I did it.
Revenge awaits.
Straight up fucking worked. LOS the manager.
Place
Took a
your
picture with the
bids, you
dude.
scallywags.
Did the stream.
Production of the item is
That in the
complete.
box of abusive monetization.
Vengeance
Why
is a
not? It's
cruel
going to work.
mistress.
And
Yeah.
then 5 years later,
You may
the
speak.
Diablo Immortal.
Our voices speak as one.
Pretty extensively in the video, the diabolically immoral Diablo Immortal.
We have
This
cleansed
follows
the planet
out
of
the legendary
heathens.
crest, because it
Next
took
time,
basically
place a
every
bid.
idea from the big box of abusive
All shall
monetization
join
and
the
sprinkled them
Unity in
liberally
time.
It's kind of like imagine thinking of like there's a list of every immoral and predatory practice for a video game to have.
The Unity
And
senses
Diablo
that an
Immortal
enemy has
used
finished
that
a
list like a
powerful
checklist.
worship.
And they
Vengeance
got
is a
100
cruel
too.
mistress.
for a somewhat Diablo-looking game, including multiple premium currency, a deliberately similar in-game item which functions slightly different to a paid version of the same thing, and multiple battle passes all called different things. But don't worry, because everyone
Vengeance
assured
is a
me
cruel
that Diablo
mistress.
Immortal was a mobile game, and thus would not be representative of the actual next Diablo game, which would be Diablo 4. Everyone told me Diablo 4 would be a full game by itself, with no cash shop, with gameplay first, and none of the
Insufficient
strategies
meta.
from the big box of badness.
I don't think
Vengeance is a
anybody
cruel
said that
mistress.
Diablo 4 wasn't going to have anything like that. I just think it's not going to be pay to win.
Desecrators
And
assault our
for
world.
everything that I've read so far,
Defilers
it's not
encroach
pay to
upon
win,
us.
except for being able to
We
spend money
await
on
the
the head
Unity's
start,
command.
which I think is
The
undoubtedly
Unity
pay to win.
calls us to action.
Control
The
group
sad
created.
thing about that, though, is
We
like
shall
I'll
do
give
as you
them credit.
command.
Like if I was a game
Vengeance
developer,
is a cruel
I would
mistress.
also allow people to pay
Control
money to play
group
the game mode.
created.
Because it
handle your
staggers out the
dirty
amount of
work.
people and the amount
Control
of
group
stress on your
created.
servers. It's kind of like a soft release to see how your servers are going to be
Vengeance
able
is
to
a
do,
cruel
and also you
mistress.
make more money with it.
You may
So it's like a
speak.
win-win situation. It's like it's logistically a good idea and it's financially a good idea. Like Lost Ark did that. I feel like most games are going to do this.
We
Just
obey
because
the
it
Unity's
works.
will.
Control
Various
group
digital
created.
versions of the game, the more
Powering
expensive ones, giving you
fame. engines.
boats, allowing you to progress
Vengeance
quicker,
is a
and there
cruel
is a cosmetic
mistress.
book using its own proprietary currency. And if you're thinking Diablo,
The Unity's fleet can grow no more. Now is the time to fulfill our destiny.
correct.
Insufficient
These features
metal.
are added because they make the game better. They've been added because they make the game money.
Vengeance is a cruel
I
mistress.
think that's actually a really,
Another
really
planet
simple way of
joins
putting it.
the
I'm
Unity.
gonna
The game better.
The item is complete.
You are correct. These features have been added because they make the game better. They've been added because they make the game money. And then
That's exactly right.
More credits
It's,
are
it's to
required.
make money, not make the game better.
Vengeance is a cruel
And that's what I
mistress.
think the real problem with this is. It's that it's all about
Revenge
just
awaits.
making more and more money.
We shall do as
and
you
there is
command.
no thought, no concern, no value
Unleash
placed on
our
the consumer
wrath.
experience.
Control Group created.
which is a full price game with an abusively priced
You
cash
may
shop,
speak.
or you can grind for hours and
Vengeance
hours.
is a cruel
Hours.
mistress.
Some of the cheap things in
Our
that.
time has
And now
come.
That's the thing,
The
is like I have
Unity has
people,
fallen
they're like,
silent on one of our
man,
planets.
I'm the same
Control
item level
Group
as you
created.
in Lost Ark.
Our shields are
Oh,
offline.
you're a whale. No,
The
you're not.
Unity
You're
calls
a
us to
loser.
action.
It's like,
Armor
well, I only
down!
play
Only the
17 hours a
Unity can
day
save
on
us
15
now.
alts.
Control Group created.
It's like, oh,
We obey
okay,
the
well,
Unity's
you know,
will.
I guess,
Vengeance is a cruel
yeah, I guess
mistress.
I'm an idiot then, huh?
Severe damage
Is that
sustained. All systems are failing.
Simple,
Whatever
because
the
games are
Unity
businesses.
wills.
Games have been businesses
The
since
Unity
arcades,
will
since consoles
survive
allowed you
this
to buy the game and
loss.
have it in your own home.
The
They have
item is
always
complete.
wanted to make money. But up until
Vengeance
now,
is a
the best
cruel
way to make the
mistress.
most amount of money was to make the best
Power
game you
and
possibly could
phase
because people would buy
engines.
it, and that was it. The transaction was finished. It was fair. The best way to make money on modern games is to make the best framework as a holder for these strategies. And companies have experimented with various methods
We
to
await
increase
the
income
Unity's
over the years,
command.
from gacha loot boxes to
Vengeance
pre-orders,
is a
console
cruel
exclusives,
mistress.
licenses, energy systems.
We shall do as you command.
And this is only
Revenge
so far.
awaits.
Keep this in mind.
The
There will
Unity's
be a
fleet
new
can
idea.
grow
You know
no
what I
more.
should do?
Now
I
is
should
the
try
time to
come up with
fulfill
the
our
next
destiny.
predatory idea in video gaming. Like, what's the next step? Yeah, I should really try to think,
Logistics
like, what is
upgrade
the next
complete.
thing that we should do? Like, get a patent on it, sell the patent to Activision for, you know, like $70 million, and then
We
develop my
await
own
the
game
Unity's
with the
command.
same system.
The
Bring
Unity
game designers
calls
to
us
hire
to
psychologists
action.
to build habits,
Power
to
and
reinforce
phase
addictive
engines.
behaviors, to design gameplay
We
loops
seek
which
minds
encourage
to make
spending.
our
The problem
own.
was these
Control
techniques were
Group
never about the player
created.
having fun. It was about
Civilian
the
structure
user
complete.
being monetized. And
The
when
item is
Mark's
complete.
executive
I like
pictures
the
Our
language
will
there,
is
you are pictured
transcendent.
smiling and laughing with
We
friends. You're
obey
pictured
the
opening your
Unity's
wallet
will.
and reaching for your credit
We
card.
await your
You're
command.
not pictured. You are
Civilian
pictured.
structure
A number
complete.
is pictured.
That's their goal. And eventually, the Pandora
We seek
box of
minds to
abusive
make our
monetization
own.
strategies was
We
so
await
full
your
of
command.
proven, effective techniques that making a game is often no longer about the game. At least
Whatever
not
the
for people in
Unity
charge of the
wills.
money.
I think that battle
Civilian
passes at
structure
this point
complete.
are always going
We
to be
await your
three-tier.
command.
You're going to have the
Whatever
battle pass,
the Unity wills.
the poor
Civilian
people's
structure
battle pass,
complete.
where like you work
We
for
seek
40
minds
hours
to
and
make
you
our
get,
own.
Research rate upgrade
like
complete.
7
We shall
like,
do as you
bronze
command.
bars or something like that. And
Civilian
then
structure
if you go
complete.
and you
Time
buy
to
like
bid.
the normal
Place 'em high.
premium battle pass, you get all of the cool pay to win stuff, like you know, like 1,000 bronze bars or 1,000 gold bars for just playing for 30 minutes. And then
The
if you
item is
buy
complete.
the empowered ultimate wizard battle champion warlord chieftain of gaming
this be a
battle
lesson.
pass, which is
Next
more money,
time,
then you
pay
get the
up.
cool cosmetics.
The Unity calls us to action.
Simply a life
Control
support
group
system
created.
for as many of these
Power
systems
and
as you can
phase
design.
engines.
The game is a host.
We
and
obey
parasite
the
of
Unity's
monetization
will.
has begun to take
Power
over.
and
And the
phase
unfortunate reality
engines.
is this
It's like the guy
Hostility
at the
research
beginning of Men in
complete.
Black.
Done and dusted.
works.
Our fleet
Even
is
with
trapped after
breaking
arriving at a
incredible
phase jump
success
inhibitor.
like Elden Ring, which won over $18 million as of this video. At $60 a sale, that's over $1 billion in sales worldwide.
Still not as much as an anime waifu in Genshin Impact.
Hostility
As
research
hard as
complete.
they try,
We seek minds to make
as
our
hard as they
own.
work,
Shield down!
not as much as a waifu in Genshin Impact. Holy fuck, isn't that sad?
That is still slightly shy
Defense
of how
upgrade
much money
complete.
Genshin Impact made this year.
Harmony
there it
research
is.
tier
How
complete.
much money FIFA
The item is
Ultimate
complete.
Team has made
More
every
credits
year
are
for the
required.
last 4
More
years.
credits
The
are
reality
required.
is, when companies look at that pie chart of game development time and how they divide developer time or invested
Submit
money.
to the
That
Unity
big box
or
of
be
abusive
eradicated.
monetization strategies, that Pandora's box of craziness
We
is
have
so
cleansed the planet of
effective, they will be
heathens.
hurting their
Another
own
planet
profits to
joins
not
the
put at
Unity.
least some
Hostility
of the
research
technique.
complete.
The older designers simply didn't have the knowledge of this
The
box.
Unity
And
calls
even
us
worse,
to
they didn't
action.
have the technology to act on it at the time.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. If Nintendo could have done this in 1995 with
We
the
await
Super
your
Nintendo,
command.
they would have. It's just that they
More
couldn't do it.
credits
then,
are
that's all.
required.
Modern design often puts the player into an awkward position where the game has spent more
No,
We
it's
seek
getting
minds
bigger.
to make our
manipulative,
own.
abusive systems
We
than it
obey
has
the
on just
Unity's
being
will.
the best game
Time to
it
bid.
could
Place
be.
them
So
high.
what is the exact
We await
choice
your
which
command.
makes games
Harmony
feel
research
wrong?
complete.
Is it Maple Story's fault adding gachapon?
Production
Is it
of the
Oblivion's
item
fault
is
for Warhammer?
complete.
Is it
No, it's the player's fault for
More
buying
credits
them.
are required.
That's whose fault it is, because they
The
could have put
item is
all this
complete.
stuff in the game,
Let this be
and
a
people
lesson.
wouldn't have played
Next
it,
time, pay
and
up.
then the game would have died.
Defense
You would have never
upgrade
seen another
complete.
game like that.
We
So
seek minds to
ultimately,
make
it's
our
the
own.
player's fault.
We shall do as you command.
Battle Pass, FIFA's
Hostility
fault for the
research
success of
complete.
Ultimate Team?
Planet item ready.
For mastering the addiction cycle.
The
Or is
Unity
it
calls
EA's
us
fault
to
for locking
action.
away Darth Vader? Unfortunately, it's kind of all of them. It's just the reality of games design today. You cannot close the lid on
Well,
Pan.
I also think that to an extent there is a certain level of personal
Whatever the
accountability.
Unity wills.
There
Our
are
fleet is
people
trapped after
behind these
arriving at a phase
purchases.
jump inhibitor.
People choose
Hostility
to spend
research
this money
complete.
in this way,
Harmony
and
research
those
complete.
people enable these
Revenge
practices
awaits.
and prevent us from
We
having
offer
more
the
games.
absolution of death. The Unity
Those
calls
bots.
us to
Designers
action.
can't unknow the
Submit
effectiveness
to
of
the
these
Unity
techniques, and
or
every
be eradicated.
time has to either use them or actively choose to avoid them. So the exact choice
We
that
have
makes the game
cleansed
go
the
from
planet
being
of
the best it can
heathens.
possibly be
The
to
unenlightened have
anti-player or
seduced a minor
anti-consumer
faction to
is when
challenge our
designers or
destiny.
a marketing
Another
executive
planet
stops
joins the
thinking
Unity.
about how they can make the
We shall
best
do as
game
you
they're
command.
capable of and starts
Production
throwing
of
some
the item
sly
is
glances
complete.
toward the box.
Desecrators assault
I
our
don't even
world.
think that it's the game designers. I think the people that are making these games, like, I'm not even kidding.
We seek
I think that
minds
the
to
people
make
who are
our
making
own.
a game like Diablo
Powering
Immortal or
fame's
Diablo 4
engines.
or Overwatch 2,
Hostility
I
research
think
complete.
these guys really try to make a
Logistics
good
upgrade
game.
complete.
They do.
Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a
But
phase
whenever
jump
you're
inhibitor.
given,
Time to
let's
bid.
see,
Place
a
them high.
pile of
Harmony
shit,
research
some
complete.
candles that don't work, and
await the Unity's
a Roman
command.
candle, it's
Retribution
pretty hard
is
to make a good
ours.
tasting cake.
Shields down!
Civilian structure
That's the
complete.
truth.
Planet
It's
item
not
ready.
even really their
Our
fault.
armor is
It's
breached!
just how things go.
Sorry, mate. Better look in the next auction.
And they say,
Hostility
hey, this
research
technique may
complete.
not fit our game perfectly, but it's proven to make a lot of money.
Revenge
Now
awaits.
again, that is the
Civilian
moment
structure
any
complete.
specific game goes downhill from what it could be.
Civilian
from a
structure
player's
complete.
perspective. And the worst part
The
is
item
that
is
the
complete.
evil box and all its dark design knowledge is constantly
Vengeance
being
is a cruel
added to. And when you
mistress.
play a new game and spot the cash shop and the battle pass and the premium
Hostility
currency and the
research
ultimate pack size and
complete.
the loot boxes and the exclusive levels and
We
when you
await
just
the
find
Unity's
the
command.
fact that the game
Control
didn't
group
have to do that,
created.
that's when
Harmony
you know
research
the pie chart
complete.
of design
We have
of this
cleansed
game
the planet
has
of
a small
heathens.
slice dedicated
We
to
obey
that
the
stupid
Unity's
box.
will.
A small slice
We
focused on
sense
making
that
the
an
game
enemy has fallen.
player
Their
in the
imperium is no longer
And
risk
this is
polluting the
another
Unity.
really important thing.
Hostility
whenever we
research
talk
complete.
about like
Vengeance
games like,
is a
for
cruel
example,
mistress.
Vampire Survivors
Mining
or
upgrade
Elden Ring.
complete. Our
It's one of
fleet
the
is
reasons
trapped
why
after
I
arriving
do
at a
try
phase
to
jump
elevate
inhibitor.
those games and talk
Hostility
about how
research
positive they are
complete.
and play them more on stream. And a game like
Civilian
Valheim,
structure
we're gonna play
complete.
Valheim again pretty soon here. Like, you know, you wanna give
Our
credibility to
fleet
that.
is trapped after
Because the
arriving at a
truth
phase
is
jump
that
inhibitor.
regardless
Planet
of
item
whether
ready.
Genshin Impact
The
made a bunch of
unenlightened
money
have
or not,
seduced a minor
or
faction
whether
to
Mass
challenge
Effect
our
made a bunch of
destiny.
money or not,
We await the
Elden Ring
Unity's
is going
command.
to forever be known
Hostility
as a great
research
game.
complete.
Dark Souls
Another
1
planet
will
joins the
forever known
Unity.
as a great game. And
Civilian
Super
structure
Mario World will be forever known as a great game.
The
These
item
other
is
games
complete.
will never be
We
known as
seek
that.
minds to make
I
our
understand a
own.
lot of people might not care about
Desecrators
that,
assault our
but
world.
it's a good thing that at
Let
least
the
some people
bidding
out there
commence.
Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase jump inhibitor. Logistics upgrade complete. Hostility research complete.
Revenge awaits.
Yeah, there it is.
We shall do as you command.
You may speak.
Our voices speak as one. Vengeance is at hand.
The Unity has fallen silent on one of our planets. Civilian structure complete.
Wow, 2022.
Hostility research complete.
But I
Civilian
definitely
structure
fucking agree
complete.
with pretty much everything
The
Josh
Unity
said in
calls
this
us
video.
to action.
Planet item
I
ready.
love these videos. This video was so good. Please, guys, make sure to give it a like.
Civilian
Subscribe to
structure
Josh
complete.
Hayes. He's fucking
Harmony
great.
research
He's been on
complete.
All Craft before. Big friend of the stream.
awaits.
We love Josh.
Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase jump
very
inhibitor.
glad to see more
We
people
shall do
talking
as you
about
command.
this, and also
The item is complete.
it's a game like Dark
We
and Darker.
await the
is another
Unity's
example.
command.
It's a
Control
good
group
game.
created.
It doesn't have any of this
Civilian
bullshit in it.
structure
It's just a good
complete.
game, and that's it.
Powering phase
I'm not the kind of
engines.
person to not
Mining
play a
upgrade
game
complete.
if it has
Unity's will
microtransactions
be
and bad
done.
stuff in it. If I think
Another
it's good
planet
content.
joins the
But
Unity.
I am somebody to
We
like. I
sense
don't
that
view
an
that.
enemy
I
has
view it as a
fallen.
negative.
Their impurities no longer risk polluting the Unity.
Shields down!
The Unity calls us to action.
Hostility research complete. Harmony research complete.
Revenge awaits. We obey the Unity's will. Submit to the Unity or be eradicated.
Hostility research complete.
The Unity calls us to action.
Why isn't
Hostility
gaming
research
fun
complete.
anymore?
We
Listen,
are
guys,
ready.
here's the thing.
Harmony
I'm old.
research
I have
complete.
gray hairs.
Revenge
There's one thing that's been in my
awaits.
life since my hair was
Our
short
fleet
and
is
full color.
trapped after arriving at a
That's
phase
you.
jump inhibitor.
But recently, I've realized
Oh, look who it
that I
is.
spend a lot more
Civilian
time
structure
Roar.
complete.
The item is
Wow.
complete.
We
What is
await
that?
the Unity's command.
Oh yeah, that's
Made
back
a
whenever
fine
I was doing the
purchase.
New World. So I need to start playing
no
New World again.
refunds.
time
Another
consuming
planet
content
joins
about
the
video
Unity.
games than I do actually
Oh,
playing
that
video
guy.
Place a
games.
bid.
In fact, in the past
Mining
couple years,
upgrade
there's been
complete.
months at a time
Harmony
where I did not play a
research
single
complete.
minute of
The
video games.
mogul mail guy.
Most certainly is
Hostility
not because
research
I'm a
complete.
busy and accomplished
Planet
adult with a
item
roaring
ready.
career and social life. Because quite the opposite. My life mostly
Civilian
revolves
structure
around
complete.
watching YouTube videos,
Our
streams,
fleet
and
is
shows.
trapped after
But I
arriving at a
actively
phase
miss
jump
playing video
inhibitor.
games and spending countless hours immersing myself in
Hostility
creative worlds,
research
game
complete.
systems,
We await
and
the
it seems
Unity's
like I'm
command.
the only one with this problem.
We obey the
All my friends
Unity's
still have the
will.
games that they're obsessed with and play all the time. I personally don't enjoy most of those games.
Oh my god, bro! The only thing missing out of this is the
Harmony
Mad
research
Catz logo.
complete.
Revenge awaits.
Since apparently I'm
The
a boomer
Unity
that hates
calls
games
us
now.
to action.
So what's the deal?
Military
Am
structure
I growing
complete.
out of this hobby that I've loved for so long?
Production
Or
of the
perhaps
item
I'm
is
just
complete.
jaded from the
Civilian
infestation
structure
of corporate
complete.
greed and its insatiable
Powering
hunger for
phase
infinite growth
engines.
afflicted upon us in every corner, in every game.
The item
with
is
cash
complete.
outs and battle passes, so many battle passes and coins
go.
and the crystals you have to buy.
Yep.
And the crystals you don't have the right
Hostility
amount of crystals,
research
and it doesn't make
complete.
sense for all the items
Commerce
in the shop
upgrade
because
complete.
there's
Buy
a
another
little
one.
left over because they
Yep.
want you to spend more money.
Yep.
Or maybe games are just
Our fleet
bad.
is trapped after arriving at a
Or is
phase
it
jump
some other
inhibitor.
nuanced
Harmony
collection of
research
reasons
complete.
to spend the rest of the video
Civilian structure
exploring?
complete.
I think it's a mix.
Another planet
Those
joins the
games are
Unity.
just bad.
Civilian structure complete. Maximum civilian orbit slots reached.
Oh, we used to have
We
one of
seek
these.
minds to make our own.
I still
It was
have
the
it.
early
We
night.
obey the
One of my
Unity's
earliest
will.
Bro,
vivid
whatever
Planet
happened
item
to this
ready.
shit?
Civilian structure
Like,
complete.
y'all remember this game? I
Harmony
used to have
research
this shit. This
complete.
was on Super Nintendo, F-Zero. And then remember
Our
that shit
will
whenever it
is
came out
transcendent.
on fucking GameCube?
Hostility research complete.
Man,
Revenge
I loved
awaits.
F-Zero.
Our will is
F-Zero GX,
transcendent.
yeah.
Civilian structure
it was
complete.
so fucking fun,
Production
man.
of the
Whatever
item
happened to
is
this?
complete.
Like, that's the
Harmony
next,
research
like,
complete.
the next
Civilian
IP.
structure
Like, stop
complete.
making
Our
new
will
Forza
is
sports games. Like, I don't give a
transcendent.
fuck about how
Powering
realistic
phase
the wheels
engines.
are. Bro, make a
Civilian
new
structure
F-Zero.
complete. Harmony
Vivid
research
memories of video
complete.
games was
The
the Christmas
Unity
that I got.
commands your destruction.
I got this Mickey Mouse game
The item is
called
complete.
Magic Quest.
Commerce
starring
upgrade
Mickey Mouse.
complete.
I remember just laying down
Hostility
and
I had the
research
Goof
complete.
Troop.
hours
It was
playing
amazing.
on
They
my
will
little
join
CRT
us or
It
die.
cracked my tiny little
Civilian
underdeveloped
structure
brain,
complete.
just seeing pixels
Our
moving at my
will is
command.
transcendent.
That was
Harmony
it. The
research
floodgates
complete.
were open. Throwing
Another
Foot
planet
Ninjas
joins
on the
the
screen
Unity.
all the time.
Our
Clicking all the
will
letters.
is
Donkey Kong
transcendent.
Donkey
Country.
Kong Country, yeah.
Tremble before the unity. Tremble before the unity.
Solving puzzles.
Harmony research complete.
Kick-ass intro and Super Metroid.
We shall do as you command.
I gotta
The
beat it.
unity
This
calls
era
us
was
to
peak
action.
gaming and would forever
Hostility
solidify me as a
research
Nintendo
complete.
fanboy.
Yeah.
Harmony research
I
complete.
too am a Nintendo
Production
fanboy.
of the
It
item
doesn't
is
matter how many
complete.
Smash
item ready.
tournaments they cancel at the 11th hour for seemingly no reason. I will still send
Another
for
planet
Nintendo
joins
to
the
get
Unity.
hyped up whenever
Hostility
one of
research
the old
complete.
guys that,
Minor
like
upgrade
made
complete.
Super Mario World comes on camera. They're like, we got a
Hostility
new game.
research
I'm like,
complete.
yes!
What troubles
I
you?
don't give a fuck.
Harmony
Then,
research
a few
complete.
years later, the most
Our
fateful day
voices
of any
speak as
kid growing
one.
up in the 90s.
The item is
The
complete.
Christmas where I got my... It was that sick-ass green one that was bundled with Donkey Kong 64 and that little RAM pack. But now, games were 3D,
I got
Donkey
Super
Kong, Mario,
64.
Zelda, all had an
At
entirely new
last.
dimension to explore, opening up so many
Our will
gameplay options.
is
But that wasn't all,
transcendent.
because you could play with 4 players. Mario Kart,
Our will
Mario Party,
is
Smash Bros.
transcendent.
The only game you could
Harmony
do with
research
multiplayer
complete.
on Super Nintendo, like really, is like, you know, there's some fighting games and like you could do Secret of Mana with like 3 people if you had like an adapter.
Hostility
rise
research
of
Like
complete.
maybe a couple of other
You could sit on
games.
the couch
Unity's
with your
will be
friends,
done.
smacking
Mario
controllers
Party
out of
was
each
our
other,
That's
accused
what
of
we did.
cheating, ruined friendships. It was great. But party games weren't the only thing that
Production of the
We
item
used to have
is
this one
complete.
kid that he would
Harmony
always turn
research
off
complete.
the
Hostility
N64
research
with
complete.
Mario Party.
Civilian
So we would
structure
have to like,
complete.
whenever we were like,
Commerce
you know, it was
upgrade
like round like
complete.
19 out of 20,
More
we would have
credits
to be
are
ready
required.
to fucking just
Our
like
will
fucking grab him
is
and like, throw him down
transcendent.
before he hits the
Hostility
button.
research complete. Harmony research complete.
multiplayer first-person shooters. My friends and I spent countless hours on Fallout 64. We even used to get
Civilian
cardboard
structure
boxes
complete.
and tape them up to the
Harmony
screen to
research
section it off so that
complete.
you couldn't screen look.
Hostility
Took that shit
research
very
complete.
seriously.
More
Now, by
credits
this
are
time,
required.
first-person shooters already existed on PC, but I had the
Harmony
crappiest
research
Dell that was
complete.
cheap and out of date, even for the late 90s. Though
My mom
Civilian
had
structure
a
complete.
computer in the
Next time,
70s.
place a bid.
Okay,
Hostility research
I grew up with
complete.
the best fucking computers.
Civilian structure
Like we
complete.
didn't have a lot of shit.
We await the
but
Unity's
she worked from
command.
home. She needed to use
We
a computer.
obey the Unity's
Yeah.
will.
My
You may
grandfather
speak.
was a pilot in
Production
World
of
War II.
the
and
item
after
is
World War II, he
complete.
became a cartographer, and so my mom like worked with him, and so she
Hostility
was like getting
research
a
complete.
computer to do that. So like yeah, like the old Osborne PCs, like with the monitor, it's like this big and it's green. I have one of those.
The item is complete.
I was still able to play bangers like Roller Coaster Tycoon,
never
Age
did
of
that one.
Empires 2,
Ooh,
StarCraft. I knew the
went
PC
hard
was
as
eventually
fuck
going to be
on
what's
that
after
game.
me. But for now, the next
StarCraft 2
console
as
era
well.
was upon us.
StarCraft as well.
Hostility research complete. Logistics upgrade complete.
People sleep on GameCube, but I think pound for pound, it's very hard to beat the GOAT PS2, the greatest console of all time. However, GameCube was fucking incredible. Absolutely amazing. I got a GameCube. That was the first one I got. I remember I got GameCube.
Hostility
and Picnic.
research complete.
I really feel like there was 2 games in particular that defined this generation for me personally.
Production of
The
the
first
item is
was
complete.
Smash Bros.
Our
There's so
time
many
has
more
come.
characters in the first game,
You
so many
may
more
speak.
stages. It controlled beautifully. It was a masterpiece.
Sure was.
One time my parents made us go play outside, and so we stuck the TV up against the window and threw the controllers out there,
Our
and so
time
we were
has
all just
come.
standing outside playing Smash Bros. Through a window. And the second game
Time
was
to
Time
bid.
Splitters
Place
2.
them
Oh
high.
my fucking god. Remember like they had 7 different characters that were these girls with massive fucking titties?
Hostility research
That's the
complete.
only thing that I remember about this game. I remember I loved the game so much. It was amazing. Even playing the campaign. Yes.
Unleash our
Yes.
wrath.
And we played the campaign.
seek
The campaign
minds
was
to make
really
our
good. And then
own.
like me and Sean
Let
and
this be
Dylan
a
and
lesson.
AJ and like
Next
fucking
time,
like
pay up.
Cody, Jeff, Lowell, Cameron, Zach. We would all fucking play Time Splitters 2. We did Time Splitters 2 until Halo like kind of got big.
The
And
item is
not-
complete.
I mean, it was still big, but like we kind of like swapped
Whatever
over to
the
Halo
Unity
after
wills.
playing this.
From the same developers of GoldenEye,
So
Time
good.
Splitters has become my favorite shooter to this day. The game had an
research
insane
complete.
amount of game modes,
Production
tons
of the item
characters,
is
a map
complete.
editor that you could make your own story missions. It had it all. One of my friends was a genius when it came to making maps, and every time we got together, he had a couple new maps that had some interesting gimmick that completely changed the way we would play the game. One of my favorite maps was one where it was just this square. It was like a grid of rooms with doors, and we would run around with one shot, one kill baseball bats. It was terrifying. If you've never played
Hostility
Time
research
Splitters,
complete.
I'm sorry, you're really missing out.
I'm not sure how well this game holds up to time, but I remember this game was really, really fun to play back in the day. I loved it.
The era of couch gaming would not last forever, though. And in fact, it was soon coming to a close. Monday,
The item is complete.
15th, 2004.
Oh boy. Yeah. 2004 was a golden year for gaming.
Production of the item is complete.
This was the day that I created my first RuneScape account.
Oh boy.
It would be my first introduction into the world of MMOs. The genre that
Planet
encapsulated
item
everything I loved about
Maximum
games.
civilian
The
orbit
adventure,
slots reached.
the immersion, puzzle
Revenge
solving, crafting,
awaits.
and I could play and enjoy it with my friends and hundreds of people across the world. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was loving every minute of it.
Revenge awaits.
Control group
Later that year,
created.
I never went hard as fuck on RuneScape. I really wish I did.
Another MMO would release World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there was one issue. I still had
We
dial-up
await the Unity's command. The Unity
Yeah.
calls us
I
to
remember
action.
my dad retired in 2003.
Civilian structure complete.
And I was like,
The item is complete.
you're gonna need a really good computer. If you want to be able to work on a computer, you gotta make sure you get one of those really good computers. You've got to make sure that the computer is really good. That way it can run Microsoft Word and, more importantly, Warcraft 3
Production of
Frozen
the
Throne
item is
online
complete.
flawlessly. And yep. I remember he spent like $2,000 on that computer, and to be fair, it was a really good computer. It
Defense
lasted for,
upgrade
like,
complete.
like 10, 15 years.
It would be a few years until I got out of dial-up hell.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, the only way I could play World of
Yeah,
Warcraft
broadband.
was either by playing at friends' house or sneaking the installation onto the school computers in the library, which I absolutely did. They were not very well managed at the time. I wouldn't hit max level in World of Warcraft until the tail end of Burning Crusade just before Wrath. But by then, World of Warcraft was the game that I
It
played,
was.
and it would remain that way for several years until about halfway through my senior year of high school. That's when I got beta access to StarCraft II: Wings of Liberty.
We seek
My friends
minds
and
to
I
make
were
our
so hyped for
own.
this game. We spent every day in school in our computer class just playing StarCraft II. I fell in love with competitive gaming and esports because of StarCraft II.
I feel like StarCraft 2, maybe this is like a bad take and it's just like my opinion, but like I feel like StarCraft 2 was the first game that really brought esports into the
Military
mainstream.
structure complete.
Like Counter-Strike was always there, but
Production of
StarCraft
the
2
item
had
is
like a
complete.
meteoric rise of like awareness and people that were just like fixating on it and playing it all over the place.
Defense
it was like
upgrade
it was the
complete.
first game that was culturally relevant as an esport. Like Unreal Tournament, Quake, these were all esports
We
before,
are
but
ready.
it was the first culturally relevant esport to gaming as a whole, and like that people would know about. From my viewpoint.
The first game that I actually tried to play competitively and work my way up a ranked ladder.
Military
I would practice
structure
almost every
complete.
day with friends, watch Day 9 and Husky videos, aspirations of going
Hydra,
pro.
remember him?
I only ever made it to Plat, but getting to Plat felt incredible. I remember my friends and I used to wake up at like 5 in the morning to watch the sunset. And in 2011, as a broke college student in Orlando, Florida, I bought a ticket to MLG
Military
using a
structure
literal bag of
complete.
coins. But it was such an incredible experience. My friends and I got to meet all of our favorite
Military
players,
structure
Huck, In
complete.
Control.
There he is.
We await the Unity's command.
Go right there.
We are ready.
We also got to meet Day 9,
Revenge
Husky,
awaits.
Artosis, and Tasteless.
We shall
It
do
would
as
be
you
my very
command.
first,
You
and unfortunately, my very last live gaming event.
Military structure
And
complete.
eventually, StarCraft II
Maximum
would give way to
military
League of
orbit
Legends,
slots reached.
which a few years later
Not
gave
enough
way to
crystal.
Smite, which would be the last competitive esport game that I
Mining
played
upgrade
seriously.
complete.
None of them really grabbed me
Military
the same way
structure
StarCraft II
complete.
did, and I'm not sure any other competitive esport ever will.
I think it's because like StarCraft 2 also, Like, the game had so much massive hype, and then also it was so, like, everybody was playing StarCraft 2. It was cool to play StarCraft 2.
Military structure
Personally,
complete.
I think that's a big reason.
This was about the peak of gaming in my life.
Yeah.
The best of it all came before, and I feel like I can pinpoint the exact year the steep slope downward began.
2013.
And that year was 2014.
Close enough.
This was the year that
To keep in mind, that was the year that Warlords of Draenor came out.
StarCraft was all but dead. The year Warlords of Draenor came out, the first ever World of Warcraft expansion that I did not buy or play.
Yep.
This was the year Destiny released and was a massive disappointment. This was the year that Smite introduced loot boxes.
Ooh.
This was the year that WildStar released and failed.
We seek minds to
and
make
every
our
year on
own.
from this point just
The
seemed to
Unity
be one
calls.
big disappointment
Commerce
after another.
upgrade
It
complete.
felt more and more common
The
for games
moment
to
is
release
upon us.
unfinished or broken or have some predatory monetization. Every year seemed worse than the last. Gaming seems different now.
I feel it's because like every game back then was like you know, like not every single one was meant to be played online. As soon as every game was like meant to be played online, the developers didn't care about shipping a finished product because they could patch it.
Not enough crystal.
I think that absolutely games have changed in terms of being
Military structure
online
complete.
focused.
Next time, place a
Many
bid.
of the big games now are online service, live service games. Like League of like let's look right now. I think this would be
colonizable
interesting.
planet
I'm
has
not
been
even sure what this is
discovered.
going to show. Twitch.television. Let's see what the biggest and most popular gaming categories are right now. Okay. Live service, live service, live service, live service, live service, live service. GTA live service, I don't know.
Defense
Tarkov
upgrade
live
complete.
service, FIFA,
Military
half
structure
and half,
complete.
Minecraft, half and half, I'd say. Fortnite. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Counter-Strike live service. I don't know. Like Fortnite, definitely live service. Dragonflight live service. Genshin live service. Live service. Live service. Live service. Live service. I don't know about this. And so anyway, you can see how almost every
Military
popular
structure
game, and this is
complete.
only on Twitch. It's not a big. It's not the only way to look at it. But let's look at Steam database, for example. Live service, live service, live service, live service. What the fuck is this?
Not enough
Live
crystal.
service, live service, live service, live service. They're
Military
pretty much
structure
all live service
complete.
games.
Not enough crystal.
Except for Genshin,
Military structure
which
complete.
is also still getting updates, but it's not really a live service game in the same way.
Military structure complete.
The industry has grown incredibly
Military
fast since I
structure
first picked up a
complete.
controller. In fact, in 2021, the games industry raked in more cash than music and film combined.
Military
A good
structure
bit of this growth
complete.
can be attributed to the rise of mobile games,
Let the
which in
bidding
2021
commence.
made up
Our
45%
fleet
of
is
the total
trapped after
revenue in the
arriving at a
industry.
phase jump inhibitor.
And of course, the stench of
Military
this
structure
heaping pile of cash
complete.
would not go unnoticed by the insectoid swarm of C-suite executives.
Military
And with
structure
their grubby little
complete.
shit-stained dependencies
Defense
and their
upgrade
Dunkus
complete.
touch, they've pushed hard to
Insufficient
make
mana.
console and PC gaming monetization more closely resemble that of a mobile game, attempting to normalize all the same underhanded tactics
No
which apply
bid.
psychological
You
manipulation
missed
in various
out.
ways to pry as much
Military
money as they
structure
can out of its
complete.
users in a predatory.
The problem also is like, I mean, you can talk about how bad it is, but people keep playing the games.
Military structure
At the end
complete.
of the day, everybody keeps playing them. And it's like Overwatch 2 comes
dusted.
out, people still
A
play Overwatch
colonizable
2.
planet has been
Not
discovered.
always. Yeah, the reason
Military
why
structure
people don't play a
complete.
game is if it's bad. It's not
Military
because it's
structure
monetized
complete.
in an unfair way. It's because it's a bad fucking game.
Whether it's feeding off of players' addictions by
Military
implementing
structure
gambling
complete.
adjacent mechanics, or their frustration by creating
Adjacent.
problems and selling back the solutions, or FOMO with limited time
that again.
option by creating problems and selling back the solutions, or
Insufficient
FOMO
mana.
with limited time buy now expensive skins. The online nature of the live service
I'm
model
gonna be honest, I don't really care about how skins are monetized as long as they're not loot boxes. I don't care if they sell skins for $1,000. It doesn't matter to me at all. But I
Civilian structure
fucking hate
complete.
whenever
Military
the
structure
game is
complete.
programmed
Our fleet is
and
trapped after
designed
arriving
to
at
have
a phase
100
jump
bag
inhibitor.
spaces, but they only give you 50, and you have to buy, 5 bag space upgrades, and each
Military
one costs
structure
more than the
complete.
last one.
Defense upgrade complete. Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a
Prime
phase jump
League
inhibitor.
sort of
Your
exploitation.
desires?
It's not complete.
Yeah, but
Sacrifice
the thing is,
begun.
PoE is
The
fucking
Unity's needs have
free,
changed.
And for the
Our
price
anima
of a
stand
AAA
ready.
game,
Sacrifice
you can get
begun.
everything
The
in
Unity's
PoE
needs
that you
have
want.
changed.
Everything
We
that you will
await
ever
the
need,
Unity's
you can get for the
command.
price of a AAA game,
We
and it's a
obey
one-time
the
purchase.
Unity's will.
Like PoE,
Military
yes,
structure
they do have
complete.
loot boxes.
Our
L for
time has
PoE,
come.
Absolutely.
The Unity's
However,
will be done.
I'm
Is
still
this
gonna
the
say,
path to vengeance?
I love PoE.
Do
and,
not abandon me.
I don't think that they should be lumped in with this.
Without its pushback, though, as we gamers have
seek
been
minds
successful
to
in
make
combating
our
some of
own.
these changes, as is the case
Military
with loot
structure
boxes, as we
complete.
pretty much eradicated
We
those
obey
from most
the Unity's
console
will.
games at this point.
A
Though it definitely seems like a
cleansing
losing
fire.
battle, as every year more
The
ground
Unity
gives way
calls
to
us to
normalization of
action.
such strategies
Our
in like
fleet
a
is
one-step
trapped
forward,
after
10
arriving
step
at a
back
phase
kind
jump
of way.
inhibitor.
For example, if we look back,
Submit
it
to
wasn't
the
that long
Unity.
ago when
Be
DLC was
eradicated.
considered outrageous. It was seen as
Please
devs
your
taking
bitch,
content out of the
Scallywag.
original game and pulling
We
it back
offer
themselves.
the
But
absolution
as
of
always, the
death.
ground gave way, and the conversation shifted to whether or not it was day one DLC or how much effort they put into the DLC. If the
Well, the problem is that consumers, this is what I said
Military
before,
structure complete.
it is so rare that once an industry gets large enough that consumers can have any sort of concerted effort against like any sort of
Military
like
structure
product
complete.
trend. So like for example with like sports or with like
Vengeance
buying
is a cruel
shoes or
mistress.
something like that, the market is so
Military
vast
structure
and large.
complete.
It's the same
You
thing.
will find
but it's so
enlightenment in
vast
death.
that
We have
there's
cleansed the
never going
planet
to be
of
a point where you
heathens.
can get enough
We
people
sense
together
that
to
an
make a
enemy
change
has
because
fallen.
there's always
Their
going to be a
impurities
bunch
no
of other
longer
people
risk
out there
polluting the
who
Unity.
are thinking to
Our
themselves,
fleet
you
is
know
trapped
what?
after
It's
arriving
totally
at a phase jump
fine. I
inhibitor.
don't care. D&D though, yeah, and that's why it didn't work with Magic, is because Magic is a much smaller community, and so it was easier to get people to like kind of push back against like the Magic thing or the D&D thing because the community is a lot
Logistics upgrade
smaller,
complete.
it's a lot more close
Planet
knit,
item ready.
and it's
Maximum
harder to
civilian orbit
fucking
slots reached.
you can't rely on having this massive silent majority of people that don't even know, well, where's the BlizzCon?
We obey the
been?
Unity's will.
Well, I thought this quest had a different name.
Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase jump inhibitor.
We are ready.
I don't remember what the fuck his name
Revenge
was. Like
awaits.
that guy in strap
Civilian structure complete. Control group
whatever.
created.
Yeah, they got no idea. Where's
Powering
McCree?
phase
Yeah, well, we got a new
engines.
name. Well, I like McCree. What the fuck? Okay.
Control
And
group
that's it.
created.
That's literally
Our
it. They
voices speak as one.
It's that,
Another
that
planet
minimal.
joins the Unity.
content was worth it. Fast
We
forward
shall
to
do
today,
as you
we're
command.
similar.
The Unity calls us to action.
Holy
Your bitch,
shit.
you scallywag.
Look at this. What did they do? Did they search
Whatever
Asmongold,
the Unity
Win,
wills.
Tower of
Civilian
Fantasy,
structure complete.
Three-player defends
Insufficient
Diablo
meta.
Immortal? Bro, I think we already were gonna watch
Defilers
that.
encroach
Didn't
upon
Skiff
us.
get banned for watching
Logistics
that?
upgrade
Full
complete.
experience video?
Planet item ready.
Diablo Immortal.
Next time, place
Asmongold
a
reacts
bid.
to real pay
Our
to win.
will
Diablo
is
4.
transcendent.
Off to
Conversations
handle
are
your
being had
dirty
about the
work.
pay-to-win debate, where at first any pay-to-win is completely unacceptable, to now being able to find conversations about how a
await the
certain game
Unity's
is
command.
not that pay-to-win.
Yeah.
But
We
complaining
shall
about
do as you
monetization of
command.
games is nothing new or original. In fact,
Desecrators
it's an
assault our
oversaturated
world.
market, and at this point, just feels like beating a dead horse. It seems you'll never get enough people to care about this topic, and until that
Civilian
happens,
structure complete.
True.
Powering phase
instead, I'd
engines.
like to talk about a bit of a
Military
hot
structure
take that in the
complete.
past 10 years, gaming really hasn't changed.
I don't understand how they are able to get away with this. How is it that they can keep releasing it? How it's a good game. It's been 10 years, man. They've done more remakes of Skyrim in 10 years than I bet Nintendo has done of Super Mario Brothers in 40.
Changed much at all. The gaming industry feels pretty stagnant.
Fuck.
If I compare games as they are now to how I thought they would be by now as a kid, the picture is very disappointing. As a kid who just discovered MMOs like RuneScape and World of Warcraft, I was blown away by the idea of what MMOs could be in the future.
Yeah.
I would hop off World of Warcraft and go play Dungeons & Dragons and think, man, one day World of Warcraft is going to have the same level of choice and consequence that I can have with my imagination playing D&D. Now obviously that hasn't happened yet, and as a kid I didn't know anything about game development. But I've heard a similar observation from Razboon in his video series Gaming for a Non-Gamer, which is great.
Oh, I might watch that. That's really interesting. That's
series,
cool.
and I recommend you check it out, where he discusses his wife's disappointment discovering video games for the first time.
Yeah.
Her expectations for what she thought she could do in each game were always different than the reality, and I think as she realized that games were more simple than she had first assumed, some of the intrigue about them faded.
There's a massive lack of innovation.
I think that's also one of the reasons why people feel like the magic has gone away from gaming, is that back whenever you were a little kid, it was harder to find out where those limits were because you were just stupid. But now that you know, like, very much and very defined, this is what you can do, this is what you can't do, this is how you can do it, this is how you can't do it, you know, and it's like back, yeah, there's no internet. Remember back in, like, classic WoW? There were a lot of people that thought that you could get Ashbringer by fishing.
Production of the item is complete.
And like there were so many people
Mining
doing it that, like
complete.
Blizzard had to come out with like a statement and be like, guys, it's just some bullshit. Like it's not
The
real.
Unity
Like
calls us to
stop
action.
fishing under the bridge.
Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase
You're
jump
not going to get
inhibitor.
the sword. It's not going
We
to happen.
obey
Stop.
the Unity's will.
Our fleet is trapped after
Risk-taking
arriving
in
at
the
a phase
AAA
jump
space.
inhibitor.
As we see games like
Military structure
Skyrim being released a
complete.
billion times, The Last of Us is getting its third version of the game.
Greetings, pillage one of
Call of
our
Duty ran
worlds.
out of ideas and decided to just loop back around to
Our
start
will
re-releasing.
is
I don't know how they can do
transcendent.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 for the third time. Is that Call of Duty Modern Warfare
Desecrators
5?
assault our
Or
world.
is it times 3? So it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 6.
Another planet joins the Unity.
Modern Warfare 2.
Defilers encroach upon us.
Their games in order again, hoping nobody would notice, but they somehow made all the games worse, so no one noticed. Which brings me to my next point, where
Our fleet
not only
is
are
trapped
companies
after
not
arriving
really
at a
interested
phase
in
jump
innovating at all,
inhibitor.
but they seem to be
Mining
actively
upgrade
taking
complete.
steps backwards in innovation.
Time to bid.
If you look at
Place
something
them
like the
high.
original Fallout's
We await your
super
command.
in-depth dialogue system versus
Military
Fallout 4's
structure complete.
dialogue system,
Production of the item is
that's a tame
complete.
example. It gets
Our
so much
fleet
worse.
is trapped
Blizzard
after arriving at a phase
figured
jump
out that they can
inhibitor.
retroactively
A
ruin a
colonizable
20-year-old
planet
game
has been
Warcraft 3
discovered.
Reforged. Well, I guess
Not
that was
enough
pretty
crystal.
innovative. The only real
Military
innovations
structure
coming out of this
complete.
industry are
Our
coming
fleet
from
is
indie
trapped after
developers
arriving at
and
a phase
modders,
jump
the latter
inhibitor.
of which is responsible for the
Military
two
structure
biggest genres in the
complete.
past decade, and that's without even the expectation.
Really good insight. I've never heard somebody say that, but that's
The
so
Unity
fucking
has
true.
fallen silent on one of our planets.
MOBAs and
Not
also
enough
VRs
crystal.
were mods.
Our fleet is trapped
Yeah,
after
game
arriving at a phase
companies-
jump inhibitor. Military
Yeah, they
structure
haven't fucking
complete.
done anything.
Revenge
I know,
awaits.
yeah, what the fuck,
The
man?
Unity calls us to action.
Military structure complete.
Sad.
Paid. Isn't that weird? Kind of
Logistics
goes against
upgrade
the conventional
complete.
capitalist thinking, huh?
Defilers
Looking at the
encroach
trajectory
upon
of the
us.
industry, it's really
Military
hard
structure
not
complete.
just be
Not
depressed
enough
about it
crystal.
and wonder if the
Desecrators
industry
assault
can
our
ever course
world.
correct.
Military
I
structure
think it already
complete.
is.
Our fleet is trapped
Like,
after
you're
arriving at a
already
phase jump
seeing course
inhibitor.
correction
Production
inside
of the item
industry.
is complete.
But the problem is
Civilian
that
structure
course correction
complete.
doesn't mean
Military
everybody
structure
is going to do
complete.
the same thing that
Planet
you want
item
them to
ready.
do. Course
Military
correction
structure
in my mind
complete.
means that there's
Another
a
planet
space for
joins
you
the Unity.
if you don't want to play a game with 7 different battle pass tiers.
Civilian structure complete.
We
It's weird
seek
to think
minds
that
to
things
make
like
our
YouTube,
own.
Reddit, and all these other social
Unable
media
to
sites haven't really
initiate
been around
phase
that long.
engines.
And yet sometimes
Military
I remember
structure
what it was like
complete.
before they existed.
Unable to
These sites have made
initiate phase
data mining,
engines.
crowdsourced information,
Military
video
structure
guides,
complete.
all accessible to
We
everyone
await the
at all
Unity's
times.
command.
In some cases, the
We
internet will have
obey
every
the
bit of
Unity's
information
will.
about every mechanic and
Military
secret
structure
in a given
complete.
game before they
The
even
Unity calls
and all
us
of these
to
things
action.
have drastically changed how
Revenge
we play
awaits.
video games.
Mining
Let's take
upgrade
a look
complete.
at a game like World of Warcraft.
Military
If I
structure
had to
complete.
describe how I feel playing retail WoW in one word,
is
it would be
underway.
emptiness. Not because
Our
of a lack
fleet
of
is
content
trapped after
necessarily,
arriving at a
so
phase
much
jump
as the
inhibitor.
game just kind of feels
Defilers
soulless.
encroach upon us.
Where before
Our
the game
will
was about
is
adventure and
transcendent.
discovery, it
Planet
is instead
item
now
ready.
a game about
Our fleet is
optimization.
trapped after arriving at a phase jump inhibitor.
That's the
Another
average
planet
World
joins
of
the
Warcraft
Unity.
raider.
Military structure
There you
complete.
go, guys.
You failed.
It's essentially a solved
place a
game where
bid.
add-ons, logs, and optimized
minds
gameplay
to make
with
our
little
own.
room for
We
experimentation.
obey the Unity's will.
Which is fine. I mean, no one likes
Military
to play
structure
stuff
complete.
optimally. I'm not trying to vilify
Production of the
optimization.
item is
It's quite
complete.
fun for some people.
Civilian
Take
structure
speedrunning, for example.
complete.
Speedrunning is such an
Insufficient metal.
interesting hobby to me. It's something I've always wanted to get into.
Unity has fallen silent on one of our
The
planets.
stuff that people are able to do
Logistics
in
upgrade
speedrunning is
complete.
truly mind-blowing.
Insufficient
Some of
metal.
which is only really possible because of the interconnected
Insufficient
nature of
metal.
modern gaming. For
Military
sharing
structure
glitches and
complete.
exploits is part of the fun
Our
of
fleet is
collectively
trapped
iterating
after
on
arriving
runs
at a
to shave
phase
off
jump
more and more
inhibitor.
time. But then
Our
it's
fleet is trapped after
Speedrunning
arriving at a
is
phase
the,
jump inhibitor. Civilian
is like
structure
a cool
complete.
thing that online
Military
gaming
structure
has
complete.
really
Civilian
like kind
structure
of acted
complete.
as a force multiplier.
Planet
for
item
it.
ready.
So yeah, I am very much like if I had to fall on one side of the fence or another, I am very happy with how gaming is now overall. Like I would
Another
not
planet
want to go
joins the
back to
Unity.
the way it used to be.
If you look at
Civilian
something like
structure
RuneScape, one of the
complete.
most solved games that has become literally all about
Defilers encroach
optimization.
upon us.
The Fun community
A
has made it a
colonizable
tradition
planet
of
has
coming
been
up with
discovered.
off-the-wall challenges and
Our
restrictions
will
put
is
upon their
transcendent.
accounts, also known as
We
We
snowflakes.
seek minds to make
So they were
our
forced to
own.
forge their own path.
Off to
There's
handle
no
your
guide
dirty
to follow
work.
on how to
The
clear one of the
unenlightened
hardest
have
raids in
seduced a
multiple
minor
RuneScape
faction to
if you're not allowed
challenge our
to leave the
destiny.
spawn zone. But one
Military
man,
structure
after 3 years of
complete.
theory crafting,
Mining
grinding, and
upgrade
33
complete.
very entertaining YouTube
Civilian
videos, was
structure
able to accomplish that goal.
Our fleet
Hundreds
is
of
trapped
thousands of
after
people
arriving
watching
at a
and loving
phase
it.
jump
Oh my
inhibitor.
god.
So clearly,
The
the problem for
Unity
World of
calls
Warcraft
us to
isn't just
action.
optimization itself.
Well, I remember
Desecrators
like a
assault
good
our
example of
world.
that in WoW. was the
Time
Iron
to
Man
bid.
series.
Place some
I
eye.
remember I did
Our
like this
will
Iron Man
is
series where I would level all
transcendent.
the way through the game in all white and I couldn't die.
We
And there
are
were a
ready.
few times where like
Planet
I
item
went to
ready.
like 3 health or
Let
something
this
like
be a
that. It was
lesson.
so
Next
crazy.
time,
I
pay
eventually
up.
fucked up and died, but it was a great series. I think that really like having those different types of like
Insufficient
challenges
metal.
and stuff like that, like soul level 1 runs. Let's think of some other ones. Like,
Production
you
of
know,
the
Elden
item
Ring
is
has a million of
complete.
those types of
Our fleet
challenges.
is trapped after
WoW has
arriving
the
at a
Iron
phase
Man
jump
challenge.
inhibitor.
I think RuneScape has a million of these
Our
things
fleet
too.
is trapped after arriving at a phase
I
jump
don't even know.
inhibitor.
Lasso, Halo, yeah,
Revenge
that's another good
awaits.
example. Like remember that?
We
whenever,
obey the
Gervais
Unity's will.
beat
Our shields
the
are
most
offline.
critical fucking Lasso
Defilers
Halo
encroach
challenge.
upon us.
That was so
Defense
fucking
upgrade
hype,
complete.
man. That was amazing.
We shall do as you command.
It's that optimization isn't just
So
confined to the
self-help.
few who enjoy
Yeah,
it,
there you
but
go.
instead sort of forced onto everyone else. With all these tools available to everyone and things like Raider.io assigning public completion scores, everyone is expected to be fully optimized or not play the game. Because again, no one likes to play suboptimally. Ignorance truly is bliss.
The
Well, there are
Unity
people
calls
that
us
like
to
play
action.
suboptimally.
The enemy
Play
has
for
used a
fun,
newly
that's
built
fine.
phase
The
jump
difference
inhibitor
is
to
that
trap our
nobody will want to
fleet.
play with them.
Planet item ready.
It's my opinion
Control
that
group
this is the real
created.
reason why World of
We
Warcraft has been
obey the
struggling.
Unity's
Like as
will.
Nicole said, Blizzard
Our
has
fleet is
ignored the
trapped
casual
after
audience
arriving
and
at a
failed
phase
to
jump
produce fun and
inhibitor.
compelling activities that aren't
Powering
just about the
phase
optimization.
engines.
I think that Dragonflight has gone
Production
against
of
that.
the item is
I
complete.
actually think Dragonflight has
Military
been
structure
a very,
complete.
Place your
very big
bids, you
departure from that in
scallywags.
a big way. Obviously, it doesn't mean WoW
Maximum
saves.
civilian orbit slots
However,
reached.
it has been
Defense
a
upgrade
tremendous
complete.
Instead, they just continue to double down on the raids and dungeons, catering to this nature of
Maximum
gameplay.
civilian
Now,
orbit
as of
slots
this recording,
reached.
Dragonflight has not released
time,
yet, so
place a
maybe
bid.
that will be the expansion
We
that fixes
await the
this issue.
Unity's
But it's not
command.
just
It did not fix the
We
issue,
shall do as you
but it
command.
substantially improved
Civilian
it.
structure
Me too.
complete.
A lot of players were excited about Classic and logged in expecting to recapture that
Our
nostalgic
shields
sense
are
of adventure.
offline.
But things are
Civilian
too
structure
different now. The way
complete.
we play games is too
Our
different
fleet
now.
is
Yeah.
trapped
The
after
game didn't
arriving
seem
at a phase
nearly as
jump
hard as they
inhibitor.
remembered.
Can never
The world,
start
none of that.
Phase engines.
But I think it comes down to the fact that
Civilian
every
structure
facet of the
complete.
game has been solved
Military
already,
structure
and that the joy
complete.
of the original release
Civilian structure
lied in the
complete.
discovery and the journey.
Vengeance
Now, this is
is
not
at
everyone's
hand.
opinion. There's still plenty of people that
Military
have
structure.
mostly been
Production
anecdotal
of the
sentiment
item is
from me and my
complete.
friends. But I do think that this might be why so many people get excited whenever a new MMO is released. It's a chance.
Everybody loves new MMOs because it's a reset. It's a reset where everybody starts on an even playing field. battlefield and you're part of a shared adventure. And that's what people are really looking for.
chance to discover things for the first time, to not be beholden to the methods and builds that someone else already figured out. And
to be fair, the first fucking day of New World, the beta, we already figured out the hatchet was the best weapon. We got max level by farming the invasions or corruption portals and Shattered Mountain. We were level 60 in the beta in like 3 days, and then at that point we farmed the dungeons, we figured out the whole watermark system, and then we were complaining about how bad the game was, and we had a bunch of fucking gamer dads that were downvoting it, like, oh, you're so dumb. I'm fishing and I'm having fun. And I said, shut up, old man, you don't know anything.
Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase jump inhibitor.
Same rant?
Military structure complete.
What a surprise.
Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase jump inhibitor.
Fuck you.
We await the Unity's command.
We are
what is expected to use.
Military
a chance for you
complete.
to be the one that discovers those
Revenge
methods.
awaits.
But for better or for worse,
Civilian
this is just the way the world is now.
Military
Maybe
structure
someday
complete.
a game will come out that
Civilian
isn't
structure complete.
Our shields are offline.
Do you remember that
Mining upgrade complete.
That whenever
We
Dragon
offer
Fight
the
came out, me and
absolution of
McConnell
death.
were like killing that rare.
Civilian structure
And
complete.
then we finally killed it, but didn't drop any loot.
Only the
and then we're like,
Unity
wait,
can
it might
save
be a
us
bug.
now.
And then we
Civilian
kill it again.
structure
It doesn't drop
complete.
any loot again. And then everybody fucking runs away.
We seek
They're like,
mines
"Stan,
to make our
run away
own."
before Blizzard gets
Our
us.
fleet is
Get
trapped
away
after
quick.
arriving at a
Everybody's,
phase
like,
jump
flying on their
inhibitor.
mounts to get on dragon
They
fighting,
will
trying to get away
join
to where
us
they don't
or
get banned.
die.
It was the funniest fucking thing, man.
is underway.
And that's why it's fun to play new content like that. Because you have times like that when it
Civilian
happens.
structure
That's why the
complete.
Rextroy videos
We have
are so
cleansed
fun.
the planet
is
of
because it
heathens.
pushes the boundaries of what's to
item
be
is
expected
complete.
in the game.
Civilian structure complete.
A
You
game that
fail
can go wrong,
to
where the
place a
discovery
bid.
never goes away. Doesn't seem possible.
Production of the item
I
is
think it
complete.
I think that we should have a game some point in
Planet
the future
item ready.
that is created through AI, and it exists infinitely, and it is constantly changing in a way that is not understandable.
Logistics
Yeah, there's a
upgrade complete.
procedurally generated AI
Revenge
video
awaits.
game that comes out 27
We
years
obey
from
the
now,
Unity's
and
will.
the content
Our
is so
fleet is trapped
expansive
after arriving
that
at a
no
phase jump
human being
inhibitor.
can ever complete all of it faster
Civilian
than it
structure
can be
complete.
generated.
But who knows? Maybe someday.
That'd be good.
Military structure complete. Maximum military orbit slots reached. Maximum military orbit slots reached. Maximum military orbit slots reached.
I don't feel like a different person. I feel like I always have been and
Civilian
always will
structure
be
complete.
me. But
Military
I've changed
structure
my mind and
complete.
opinions on a lot of things in the past 10 years. Growing up and dealing with adult
Military
responsibilities can
structure
be really stressful.
complete.
You're
Yeah.
faced with a lot
Another
of change
planet
and
joins the
uncertainty, and it can be
Unity.
really easy to come to
Civilian
worry and
structure
regret.
complete.
But worry and regret are just a waste of time.
Our
Time
fleet is
that could be
trapped
better
after
spent
arriving
having
at a phase
fun.
jump
You know,
inhibitor.
people think video
Mining
games are a waste
upgrade
of time.
complete.
Personally,
Bro,
Production of the
video
item
games
is
a waste
complete.
of time. Wait a
Planet
minute, I
item
have to
ready.
get home so I can watch Dancing with the Stars. Like, you spend 3
We
hours
seek minds to make
watching the
our
news
own.
about politics.
We shall do as you
So you
command.
can vote for a guy who's not doing what he said he was gonna do. Every 2 years.
Time to bid. Place them eye.
You're not gonna make me feel bad about that.
I think that having fun and enjoying your life is the best way to spend your time. But what do you do if you no longer enjoy your favorite hobby? With this
Our fleet
fog
is
in my
trapped after
head,
arriving
I
at a
began
phase jump
reminiscing on
inhibitor.
how I used to enjoy games. I used to spend
Let this be a
countless hours
lesson.
grinding
Next
the ladder
time,
and start
pay up.
working on
Military
refining builds,
structure
seeing
complete.
small improvements
Our
over
fleet
time,
is trapped
making
after arriving at
quantifiable
a phase jump
progress in the
inhibitor.
skill feels so
Civilian
good.
structure
I don't
complete.
think that's something that
Military
you're
structure
gonna get back
complete.
because you get older
We
and
seek
you get
minds
that
to
sense
make
of
our
fulfillment
own.
from something that
Military
means more
structure
to you.
complete.
Like being
Military
really good
structure
at StarCraft
complete.
2
Civilian
means so
structure
much
complete.
whenever you're 16.
We cannot
and
build
it
there.
means so little
Done
whenever
and
you're
dusted.
36.
Commerce upgrade complete.
Because at the time
Production
that
of
you've
the
been
item is
36,
complete.
you've probably had multiple
Military
real life
structure
successes.
complete.
You have
Another
your
planet
own,
joins
you know,
the Unity.
family maybe.
We
You
shall
have
do
a
as you
career
command.
You have a bunch
A
of things that you
cleansing fire.
have that are external
Planet
from
item ready.
yourself.
Military structure complete.
But whenever
The item
you're a
is
kid,
complete.
you're a young guy,
Defilers encroach
you
upon
are a
us.
fucking loser.
Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase jump
What is the
inhibitor.
most
Our
impressive
fleet
thing
is
that you've
trapped
done?
after arriving
You
at a phase jump
volunteered
inhibitor.
for
Maximum civilian
a
orbit
charity
slots
and
reached.
you threw away
Military
garbage
structure
for
complete.
a month during the
Our
summer.
fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase jump inhibitor.
Okay,
Military
nobody
structure
cares.
complete.
And that's why people play. That's especially why young guys get attracted to video games, because it gives
We
them a
await
sense
your
where they can
command.
compete on an even playing field with everybody else, and they can win.
We seek minds to
The
make our
dopamine.
own.
But today, if you asked me to play just about any competitive game, I could not be fucking
Commerce
bothered.
upgrade complete.
I haven't played League of Legends in like 9 years, but I booted it up a couple months ago. My friends were telling me about all the new champions, and the new metas, and the new builds, and
Our
I
fleet
just
is
wanted to
trapped
take a
after
nap.
arriving at a phase
Because my
jump
attention
inhibitor.
span is shot,
Our fleet is
is
trapped
the lack
after
of
arriving at a
elasticity
phase
in
jump
my rotting
inhibitor.
brain protesting
Civilian
against me trying to
structure
shove even
complete.
more useless
Done
shit
and
into it.
dusted.
Maybe both.
You
I used to have the
failed
drive to
place a
spend
bid.
hours learning everything
Planet
I could about a
item
new
ready.
game. There were times where all I could think about was whatever game I was currently playing, thinking about what I wanted to accomplish next, how I was going to do it, and I wouldn't stop until I finished.
Well,
The
I've
item
always
is complete.
had that as a benchmark too, where if
Military
you're not
structure
thinking about a
complete.
video game
Civilian
at the
structure
Taco Bell
complete.
drive-through, it's not that good of a game.
Nowadays, I'd be lucky to stick with the game for more than a couple weeks
Revenge
before I'm over it,
awaits.
regardless of if I
Our
actually
will
finish it or not.
is
Wait, hey,
transcendent.
yo, they had somebody
The
in this
unity
game call
calls
himself
us to
Mr. Hands?
action.
Civilian structure complete. Military structure complete. Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase jump
That's
inhibitor.
crazy.
Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase jump inhibitor. Production of the
Wow,
item
that's
is
wow,
complete.
what the fuck?
Powering phase engines.
Yeah, okay. all right,
Civilian
it is
structure
what it is.
complete.
I know some people said, I read in the chat, they said, oh, I still feel that way about games, etc. Yeah, of course. But I
Defense
also
upgrade
don't
complete.
think that what I'm saying is made irrelevant just because everybody doesn't have the exact same shared
Civilian
experience.
structure complete.
I think, in general, whenever you're young, accomplishments in video games mean more because you don't have any other accomplishments
Another
or
planet
anything else
joins
to
the
really
unity.
have to your name. When you get older, they don't mean as much because you
The
have other
unity
things that
calls
you've
us
already
to
used to
action.
establish yourself
Our
with.
fleet is trapped
This
after
is a
arriving
trend,
at a phase jump inhibitor.
not a rule.
Let the
It's a
bidding commence.
Our
Then,
fleet is
are
trapped
there any
after
games that I
arriving at a
do
phase jump
enjoy?
inhibitor.
After so many disappointing letdowns and trying to enjoy games that just start to annoy me after 2 weeks, this question has legitimately
Planet
crossed my
item
mind.
ready.
And at the peak of my jadedness,
No
one
bid.
game proved to me
You missed
that I
out.
did still indeed
We
have the
seek
capacity
minds
to
to
fall in
make
love
our
with the game.
own.
And that game was
We
Valheim.
obey the
A game that
unity's
isn't even
will.
finished yet, but a game that so perfectly
Military
finish
structure
Valheim?
complete.
Apparently,
We shall do as you
Valheim,
command.
The creators
Our
of
fleet
Valheim
is
had
trapped after arriving at a phase
they
jump
had a
inhibitor.
fucking
Off
like
to
a
handle
meeting
your
with
dirty work.
Gabe from
Production
Steam
of the
and
item
Valve,
is
and
complete.
also Steven from Ashes of Creation.
Submit to
and
the
they figured they
unity
would release
or
Half-Life
be
3,
eradicated.
finish
Our fleet is
Valheim,
trapped
and
after
also release
arriving at a
Ashes of
phase jump
Creation
inhibitor.
in the same decade.
Defense upgrade
It's gonna be
complete.
in like I think 2070 or something like that.
Created a sense of adventure and discovery that it reminded me why I love gaming to begin with.
Military
It
structure
seems
complete.
there may still be remnants
We
of a
await
gamer
the
deep
unity's
underneath all
command.
the jadedness.
We
I've proven
obey
to
the
myself that I
unity's
definitely
will.
haven't outgrown the
Our
hobby.
will
Maybe I've
is
just been playing the wrong game.
transcendent.
And sure,
We
the
shall
world
do
is
as you
different,
command.
and the way we play games
Civilian
is
structure
different, but
complete.
there's still fun to be had.
Military
And
structure
despite the
complete.
industry's best efforts to cannibalize itself, there will always be passionate indie developers
Planet
and
item
bloggers
ready.
to pick up the slack
Civilian
and make
structure
good
complete.
games experiences.
Military
And maybe that's
structure
enough.
complete.
Well, it kind of has to be enough.
Powering
But I'm
phase
determined to
engines.
rekindle my love of
Our
gaming.
fleet is trapped
And
after
that will be my
arriving
New
at a
Year's
phase jump
resolution.
inhibitor.
I will begin my
Our
search
fleet is
to
trapped
find
after
the fun.
arriving at a phase
That's
jump
such a good
inhibitor.
outlook. I
Our
love
fleet
this
is
outlook.
trapped
This
after
is
arriving
great.
at a phase jump inhibitor.
Try to find things
We
that
offer
you
the
like
absolution
doing,
of
rather
death.
than continuing to do things that you
Civilian
don't like
structure
and
complete.
getting mad that they're not
Production
fun
of the
anymore.
item is complete.
Actually,
Mining
not a
upgrade
rumor.
complete. Greedy heathens pillage one
I
of
like
our
this a lot.
worlds.
Time to bid. Place them high.
Another planet joins
Did
the
y'all ever
unity.
have like on that's like the original Game Boy, right? Did y'all ever have the thing that would take
The
pictures?
unity calls us to action.
Civilian structure complete. Desecrators assault our world.
either.
Civilian
I got
structure
jealous.
complete.
Like, other people had it. I didn't. Yeah, the Game Boy camera.
Next time,
I'm
pay
gonna
up.
link the video for you guys. I'm gonna
fleet
read
is
some of the
trapped
comments
after
real
arriving
quick
at a phase
and
jump
kind of
inhibitor.
see what they have to say. I had the
Whatever
camera. I did
the
not have
Unity
that.
wills.
I had
We
like,
await
I
your
remember
command.
Planet
I
item
have
ready.
a little light where I could play it at night, like under the blanket and shit like that.
Civilian
Pac-Man
structure
game video, check it
complete.
out. No, I'll watch it. I mean, there's been a lot of conversations about this. It's not
Credits are
surprised.
required.
And yeah, the light, I had a bunch of that shit, man. It was great.
Revenge
The
awaits.
magnifier.
The
Yeah, I think I had
unenlightened
that
have
one too.
seduced a minor
The
faction
only
to
thing I
challenge
ever
our
remember
destiny.
about a Game Boy
Another planet
is I remember
joins the
one time I
Unity.
was in an auditorium
Civilian
and it got
structure
dark and I
complete.
didn't have the light with me.
Defilers
And there
encroach
was a
upon
kid
us.
that was a seat
Commerce
down,
upgrade
row down,
complete.
and he had a
Desecrators
Game
assault
Gear,
our world.
and the screen was
We
lit up,
obey the
and the
Unity's
Game Gear,
will.
let's be honest, was just way
Revenge
fucking better
awaits.
than a basic Game Boy.
We
It was
shall
like
do as you
1,000 times
command.
better. It wasn't even close.
Civilian structure
And
complete.
I felt like the
Our
biggest,
will
like,
is
broke
transcendent.
bitch that I
Off to
didn't have that.
handle
And I
your
had to sit
dirty
there and
work.
watch that kid
Done and
play
dusted.
Sonic the Hedgehog
Civilian
for 30
structure
minutes
complete.
until all 6 of his
The
AA
Unity
batteries
calls us
ran
to
out and he had
action.
to replace them.
Civilian
And,
structure
it only took 30
complete.
minutes for that to happen.
Powering
for the
phase
Game Gear.
engines.
That's about it.
Maximum
But I
military
didn't really know
ordnance
that. I
reached.
was like, wow, I guess you just stopped playing the game because it's so boring being amazing. Having one of these things. Like,
Maximum
I was sick to
civilian
have
orbit
one.
speeds reached.
And even have TV on Game Gear. I remember PSP was really big whenever it came out too. Still have it? Yeah, bro. I have so many of those fucking old things, man.
Our fleet
yeah,
is
I actually
trapped
collected
after
old
arriving
game
at a
consoles
phase jump
when
inhibitor.
I was younger.
Mining upgrade
And I had like
complete.
Sega Saturn,
Time
Sega
to
Master
bid.
System,
Place them high.
Whatever
Odyssey,
the Unity
Entertainment
wills.
System.
Our
I
fleet
think
is
I have an
trapped after
Atari.
arriving at a phase
I
jump
have like
inhibitor.
obviously like every
We await
Nintendo
the
console,
Unity's
every
command.
PlayStation console.
We shall do as you command.
No, I don't have
Let this
PlayStation
be a
3.
lesson. Next
And
time,
it's
pay
expensive.
up.
I have PSP.
We obey
I
the
had,
Unity's
like,
will.
all this stuff. Who funded
Military
this?
structure
Well, I did
complete.
because I would buy them
Production
at
of
thrift
the
stores
item
and
is
try to fix
complete.
them.
Defilers
yeah, I have
encroach
a
upon
Dreamcast.
us. Powering
Yeah, I had Sega
phase
Saturn.
engines.
I had Sega CD as well. I had actually 2 versions of Sega CD. I have the Sega CD that would stack on top of the Sega
Our fleet is
Genesis,
trapped
and then
after
I had one
arriving
that
at
would
a
stack
phase jump
on-
inhibitor.
It was on the side of it
We
too.
seek minds to make our
Yeah, Game Boy
own.
Color. I had Game Boy
Our will
Advance. I had
is
Game Boy DS.
transcendent.
Sega
Military
CD.
structure
Oh
complete.
yeah, GameCube. Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
shall
100%.
do as you command.
Virtual Boy. I don't think I have one of those. Yeah, I remember I got
Military
like
structure
controllers for it, but I
complete.
never actually got one. Did you have a Vectrex? No, I don't even really know what that is. I have to like really think about what that was. Advanced SP? Oh, the little like the square one where it would flip
Military
up. Yeah, I
structure
did have one of those
complete.
actually.
We await the
Yeah,
Unity's
anyway, I think
command.
this is a great video. Why
Defense
is it
upgrade
even fun anymore?
complete.
I think that there are a lot of
Production
people
of the
that
item
like
is
hyper-analyze
complete.
gaming, and they focus
Military
on what they
structure
don't like about
complete.
it, and instead of that, they
Powering
don't really
phase
think about what they do
engines.
like and what they do enjoy.
The Unity
Because
calls
there are
us to
games that come
action.
out that I think are
Our
really
fleet is
fun.
trapped after
Like,
arriving at a phase
I'll go
jump
through some of my
inhibitor.
Steam lists, and I'll talk
Civilian
about games
structure
that I think are
complete.
genuinely fun.
Military
okay?
structure complete.
I think Alt
Our
F4
fleet
is
is
a
trapped after
genuinely
arriving
fun,
at a phase jump
goofy
inhibitor.
fucking game.
Powering
Among Us
phase
is a great game.
engines.
I'm not a fan of it,
We
but
shall do as
obviously
you
other
command.
people like it a lot.
Civilian
I
structure
think Balloons
complete.
is a good game.
Desecrators
Cuphead.
assault our
Obviously
world.
Dark Souls.
Time to bid.
I've not
Place
played
them
that
high.
game yet. I need to play it.
The
but,
Unity
I
calls
hear
us to
everything that I hear and
action.
see about it is good.
Civilian
Elden
structure
Ring.
complete.
I think Fall Guys
Military
is fucking
structure
amazing.
complete.
I love Fall Guys.
Off to handle your dirty
Let's see,
work.
what are the other ones I've
Revenge
played?
awaits.
Hades, incredible
Civilian
fucking game.
structure
Hollow
complete.
Knight, amazing
Control
game.
group created.
The
Desecrators
map
assault
annoyed the
our
fuck out of me,
world.
so I quit it last time.
Defilers encroach
and
upon
these are all
us.
games without like
Our
exorbitant
fleet is trapped after
microtransactions.
arriving
I mean,
at a phase
I
jump
enjoy Lost
inhibitor.
Ark, but I know a lot of people don't for that same reason. New
Our
World,
fleet
I
is
like
trapped
New
after
World.
arriving at a
Streamer
phase jump
Arena.
inhibitor.
Whenever I played this, I thought it was
Revenge
fucking hilarious.
awaits.
And let's see,
Vengeance
what are
is
some
at
other good ones
hand.
here? Sekiro.
You will find enlightenment in death. Defense
V
upgrade
Rising was
complete.
great. Valheim.
Military
Vampire
structure complete.
Survivors.
Control
Witcher
created.
3. Fuck, man. There's so many good games.
Control group created.
Production of the item is complete.
We offer the absolution of death. Another planet joins the Unity. Military structure complete. Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase jump inhibitor. Military structure complete.
Revenge awaits.
This bag right
We
here
obey the
costs
Unity's
$3,000.
will.
Military structure
I've seen the
complete.
same bag at Target. It's $30.
Defilers encroach upon us. Maximum military orbit slots reached. Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase jump inhibitor. Planet item
If
ready.
you're not familiar already, the
We
Birkin
await your
What
command.
the Birkin bag is. I have no
Our
idea.
fleet is trapped after
It's an
arriving at a
expensive
phase
bag.
jump inhibitor.
luxury handbag in the
Civilian
world.
structure
Costs
complete.
$500.
Commerce
I mean, it's a
upgrade
nice
complete.
bag, I guess. I mean, sure, it looks okay.
scallywags.
But like, why? Like, this is the thing, bro. Is like, if you have this, like, you gotta put on, bro.
We
what are you,
await
in a
the Unity's
laboratory
command.
Trying to
Another
doing
planet joins the
experiments
Unity.
to find out what
Production
the fuck
of
is
the
in
item
COVID?
is complete.
This is a
The
what's that,
unenlightened have seduced a
a
minor faction to
crocodile skin
challenge our
bag?
destiny.
Like, what the
Next
fuck
time,
is
place
this?
a bid.
Civilian
Mickey
structure
Mickey Mouse?
complete.
Looking at this bag.
Maximum military orbit slots reached.
$100,000.
Our
and
will
that's
is
not even considering the
transcendent.
purchasing history of these
Desecrators
established
assault our
air
world.
maps just to be considered able to buy a Birkin bag. Because you can't just walk
We
into
seek
an airline
minds
store
to
and
make
buy
our
a Birkin bag
own.
at the register. You have to
Civilian
establish
structure
a purchasing
complete.
history with air
The
maps.
Unity commands
fuck?
your
So
destruction.
you gotta give them
We
money
are
so they
ready.
can let you give
Planet
them more
item
money.
ready.
This is actually kind of a
Civilian
smart
structure
thing for them
complete.
to do. The
Revenge
reason why
awaits.
is that way they don't have poor
Defilers
losers
encroach upon
running
us.
around with their
Civilian
stuff.
structure
You don't want to be
complete.
like Supreme, where like Supreme has these, 90-pound
Military structure
14-year-olds that
complete.
are wearing extra large shirts, which looks like a dress on them.
Military
It's like it
structure
makes the
complete.
brand look bad. Same as Rolex and Ferrari. Oh, I don't know
Civilian
about
structure
that.
complete.
I never
Our
fucking
will
been
is
to a Rolex. I never been to any
transcendent.
of these fucking
Production
stores.
of the
There was
item
one time
is
I went down to the
complete.
domain. The
Military
domain is like the
structure
place where
complete.
fucking some
We
rich
shall
people
do as you
go
command.
here in Austin.
Civilian
and I had to go
structure
down there for some
complete.
bullshit event.
Off to handle
and
utility
I went
work.
down there for that bullshit
We
event.
await your command.
And I went by, there was like a Gucci store there and like all these other places. Like, oh my god. How do you do that?
You frequently buy a variety of their other products like
Our fleet is
SARS.
trapped after arriving at a phase jump inhibitor.
My game plan was
We
to,
cannot
you know,
build there.
wear a lot of my
Military
airlines
structure
items
complete.
To show that, hey, I'm a
Place
very
your
customer and
bids,
just
you
not
scallywags.
tons of tourists just come in who
We
have never
seek
been
minds to
flying
make
in
our
their life.
own.
And the first question I was
Military
asked
structure
is, do you have an airline
complete.
stuff? So I'm wearing
You
my
will find
This is so
enlightenment to
sad.
death.
She's acting like she's trying to get, she's trying to apply to go to a GDKP Oldemar raid. She's like, oh, I tried to link them. See, I have one light in the darkness, one 10
cleansing
man,
fire.
and I completed half of the
Production
achievements on
of the
25
item is
man.
complete.
What are you trying to get into a
complete.
fucking raid for? This is so
Another planet joins the Unity.
bracelet, got on my Hermes
What's your
Kelly
gear
belt,
score?
Hermes DC belt, my Twilly around my neck. You know, I'm a loyal customer.